this with Tron, but I swear I think I could do what you tried to do with Tron, which is guess the next line throughout the entire with Three Amigos, and I could probably do it with Pee-wee's Big Adventure as well.
Okay, we may have to try that out. We know how well that went with Tron.
Listen, you got about 80% of the way through the movie. Maybe not.
No. I thought at one point I knew it word for word.
I will tell you this, and it's not an outlandish thing to claim because there was a point in time where I could literally recite the entire script for Blazing Saddles.
Right.
Every word.
Yep. It's a sickness that some of us have. All right, I got to get into the stories. We're going to start with this. The fires in Los Angeles, Kathy covered this in the news. Countless people's homes have burned down. Lives have been upended. Many celebrities in the area as well. So we're in the entertainment report. I will report on those homes belonging to people like Adam Brody, Leighton Meester, Anna Faris, Billy Crystal, Eugene Levy, John Goodman, Paris Hilton. We spoke about that yesterday. Some other names that have come in. Jeff Bridges' home has been lost. Candy Spelling lost her home on Malibu's Pacific Coast Highway. Miles Teller's Pacific Palisades house also burned. Anthony Hopkins' home is in the area. Kobe Smulders and Taryn Killam's Pacific Palisades properties and more are joining the growing list of affected California houses.
So a sad video of Milo Ventimiglia in the rubble of his house. And they just had a baby and they had stuff that was in the house that they couldn't get everything out. You can't, it was just tore through the area.
Here's a small silver lining. Melissa Rivers shared during an interview with CNN that she managed to save her mom Joan's prized Emmy before her house burned down. She said, I kind of had a mental checklist. I made sure we got the passports, birth certificates, medication, clothing. And then she said, speaking about evacuating, she said, it started to hit me. We literally just had what was on our backs. To be 100% honest, I grabbed my mom's Emmy, a photo of my dad, and a drawing that my mother had done for me and my son.
It's pretty wild. And they had Joan taxidermied, so they took her as well.
They took her as well. By the way, as the wildfires continue to rage on, Blake Lively spoke out in her Instagram stories to spread the word on resources for evacuees. And the reason this is interesting, it's the first time that she has been active on her social media since her legal fallout with the co-star and director Justin Baldoni of It Ends With Us. She shared links to her Instagram story to everyone affected by the fires, including the account from Mutual Aid LA. And she had said the fire's destruction has been ripping through LA since Tuesday. And so she's just trying to spread the word and get some help out there. And speaking of that, Jamie Lee Curtis, obviously emotional, relaying on Wednesday night's The Tonight Show, how the home that she and her husband Christopher Guest shared was in peril from the wildfires. Yesterday, she turned that anguish into desire to help. And on Instagram, she wrote, as the fire still rages on, my husband and I and our children have pledged $1 million from our family foundation to start a fund of support to our great city and state and the great people who live and love there.
What's wild is that people just assume that it's all, multimillionaire celebrities. There are a lot of people who are not.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are tons of people. In fact, there are a lot. Apparently, Nick, and maybe you're familiar with this as part of an aspect of the area, but there are a lot of senior citizens, a lot of retirees.
Yeah, they're actually around the corner from my cousin's house, Steve. There's a community of senior citizens. I was watching the comedian Pete Lee. We've had him on our show before. He's a great comedian. He was on The Tonight Show last night, Steve, and he spoke directly to this. He's like, some people are sort of being callous towards the fact that there's a whole bunch of rich celebrities and stuff. And he showed a picture of his house. It's a tiny house, and it's gone.
Yeah.
He's homeless now. And, that's the case for so many people who are going through this. Yes, it's a beautiful community, and yes, it's Southern California, but a lot of people are going through awful, awful things. So have a heart.
Yeah, exactly. So, by the way, Curtis's house, she and Christopher Guest's house, that apparently miraculously survived. Wow. So they got lucky in that regard.
You talked about Blake Lively giving out the information about resources and so on and so forth. Did you see the video of the mayor, the LA mayor? She goes, for all information concerning resources, check URL. She didn't. She just said URL, not a website, as if a placeholder. Somebody had obviously put that into her copy.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
By the way, when I drove across the country, that's kind of where we ended up. Is where all
right
this,
there.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, I do have other stories to get to outside of the realm of all this. Wait, I may have thrown a good one away.
Oh, man.
I got so many things here. No, we're going to start with this one. Steve, Kristen Cavallari, I know you're a fan.
I am a fan.
She is anxious to dump her 4-bedroom, 5-bathroom home in Franklin, Tennessee. So much so, she's dropped the asking price by a significant amount. The property is now listed for just under $9 million, a $950,000 discount from the asking price she set last August, and that price was a $2 million discount from her initial asking price of $11 million, which was set last June. So now almost $3 million less. Even with the everything must go approach to selling the estate, the reality star will still eventually score a nice profit because she bought the house for $3 million back in 2020. So if she can get what she's asking for now, still it's going to be a nice return.
She's been in the news a lot, and because of that, there's a video, and I forgot she did this, but she played, I think, the hot biology teacher on The Middle, and I totally.
I don't remember. I didn't watch enough of that show to remember that, but
and I just it's good to reminisce.
Nice. So Lily Allen, whose husband is David Harbour.
Yes.
She's a British singer and actress. She is apparently struggling, and on this week's episode of her podcast, she's admitted that she is not doing well lately. She said, "I'm finding it hard to be interested in anything. I'm really not in a good place." She was talking to her co-host, a woman named Makita Oliver. She said, "I know that I've been talking about it for months, but I've been spiraling and spiraling." She then told her listeners that she would be taking a break from her podcast to take care of her mental health. She said, "I'm going to go away next week for a few weeks, but I do want to reassure people that I've not relapsed," because she has had issues with both drugs and alcohol in the past.
Yes. So I'm not coming to conclusions here, but I was reading an article about apparently, as this goes, and this is her saying it, or at least reported that she said it, she found an account on Raya, the celebrity dating app. Do you have that there?
I do.
Okay.
Yep. So she had said, there were reports last week that she had caught him using Raya, which is the celebrity dating app, when she made her own profile and discovered that he was active. So I don't know why she was making her own profile. Maybe just she had suspicions, or she's interested in dating. I don't know.
And did you see the thing where apparently she was saying, as again, I don't know, but that he was wildly adventurous in the sack and was asking for things that she was not comfortable doing.
Ew.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen any of that.
But they're still together?
No.
Yeah.
No, they're splitting, are they not?
I don't know.
I believe they're splitting.
Okay. I don't know if they've made an official announcement. If so, I missed out on that. So, Jennifer Aiden, again with this Real Housewife of New Jersey chick,
I hate this.
has broken her.
I hate you.
Broken her silence about her viral Jersey Mike's meltdown. She maintained that she was not rude to the sandwich chain's employees at an airport location. She claims that, quote, staff was very highly dismissive, not just to me, but to everybody on that line. Everybody was frustrated, she said. But she took, quote, full responsibility and accountability and said, I just want people to know that was coming from a very frustrated mom who just wanted to make her flight with her children. And she also
just a
addressed
regular mom.
The news that she was dropped from the Wives on the Waves Fans at Sea event, saying that she took it like a champ.
You know what? Can we pull a little bit of the focus away from the fire victims in L.A. and give a little love to her in her time of crisis?
She shared that she has no ill feelings towards the cruise line, understanding that, quote, this is a business and it's their business, and I do not want them to receive any backlash because of me. She also spoke on the lost opportunity, saying, I love an opportunity to engage with the fans, but it's all good. So that's what she has to say about all that.
If she simply followed the Dalton method, she would just be nice.
Be nice.
Wouldn't have been a problem.
That's all you got to do. Cynthia Erivo is calling her shot. The Wicked star apparently really wants to play the X-Men character Storm, which, of course, is a mutant with weather-related powers.
I could see that.
Yeah, I could see it, too. She said, I really want to play Storm. I know it sounds frivolous, but I don't think we've uncovered how grand she is and all of the inner turmoil that she has. So I think that there's a world in which we could do something like that. This was her talking to the National Board of Review.
You know, as well, Dick Van Dyke reveals he wants to play Toad.
Wow.
Which is good.
Storm was last played by Alexandra Shipp in X-Men Dark Phoenix from 2019. And, of course, she was played by Halle Berry in the 2000s X-Men trilogy. And I thought Halle Berry did a decent job. I don't think they I don't think they gave Storm enough credit with her powers in those movies.
She's super powerful.
They really should have ramped that up. I mean, she can call the lightning, man. It's pretty wild. Some believe that at least some of the X-Men will be making their debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in 2027's Avengers Secret War. So we'll see if she's a part of that. She says she wants to be. Let's see. This was pretty intense. During the season 3 premiere of Special Forces, The World's Toughest Test.
Yes, yeah.
Denise Richards dropped the bombshell that she was sexually assaulted when she was 15 years old. She opened up the show's instructors, Billy Bingham and Rudy Reyes, saying that she joined the show because she wanted to overcome her fears. She said, I've been in situations where I freeze and I can't function. I can't even speak to protect myself. And then she remembered the encounter. She said she had noticed a man following her and he forcefully assaulted her and started dragging her. And she said, I froze, like I couldn't even scream for help. And looking back at the incident, she thought about her 3 daughters and how she wants them to be able to never go through that. And also, if something, God forbid, happened, to be strong enough. Bingham admitted their job description doesn't include playing therapist to the celebs. But he said giving the contestants a space to open up after a rough day of physical challenges allows them to, quote, get something off the chest. And that Richards looked like someone had just taken a big weight off her shoulders. She walked out and she was bouncing again.
So she, her breast implant ruptured while doing the show. They reported on that. So the thing to me is preposterous that they're, you're never going to be a demo expert. Well, I'm not. I'm Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Yes. So they have those things. But apparently they get very physical. At least that's what they're indicating.
Yeah.
And, but they got the guys who are overly the drill instructor guys. What's your name?
Yeah. Oh, looks like Stephen Baldwin.
Stephen Baldwin, you'll never be in Afghanistan. I know. I'm Stephen Baldwin.
Sesame Street returns on January 16th for its 55th season.
Oh, my God.
Like past seasons, the show will feature a few big names stopping by as well. So Renee Rapp, SZA, Noah Khan, Michael B. Jordan, Samara Joy,
Diddy,
Chris Stapleton, Jonathan Van Ness, and Billie Jean King will all make appearances on the children's show for songs as well as other segments. The show will first launch on Max January 16th with Renee Rapp. The season will then be available on local it says PBC stations. This should be PBS, right?
What the hell is that?
As well as, it says PBC stations as well as the PBS Kids video app in the fall. It should be. I think it's a typo.
I think it is, too.
Yeah. So,
to your memory, what celebrity cameo did you find? Because some of them are so sweet.
When I was a kid?
Yeah, or just in general.
There were a lot of good ones. To be honest, the one that they didn't let air with Katy Perry because they said her cleavage was too prominent.
Right, yeah.
It was really cute.
It was cute.
fun.
Yeah.
It was her and Elmo.
We fell down a YouTube hole over the weekend on Sesame Street and nostalgic videos, but the one, and I meant to text this to you, Preston. Do you remember Milk, Milk, Milk? The Milk song?
I don't remember the Milk song.
Oh, I thought you and I talked about this off air a long time ago. Yeah, so
I remember Take a Breath.
That's a good one, too.
Take a Breath.
The Milk song is mid-'70s. It's peak 70s Sesame Street, and this baby is crying, and they go to the farm, and they start milking the cows. It's like 4 minutes, but it's like this kind of trippy jazz song, and it's all based on milk, and it's set on the winter, and to me, it's like a pure childhood memory.
Maybe
I'm sure we can dig it up.
I do know that if I saw it. You know what I was watching yesterday? I had no idea if you guys, you wouldn't have. It was in the 70s. But I went down a children's memory video hole yesterday, and I pulled up all of the intros throughout the years for the show Zoom.
Yes.
Boston.
Yes. That is right in my wheelhouse.
I just had a ball watching that because I remember the way they would sing, they would ask you to send it to Zoom, write a letter to them, and they would edit it, send it to Zoom. Box 350, Boston, Mass. 02134. Send it to Zoom. And I had a blast watching that yesterday. It was so much fun.
That show was on for a long while because I remember, I think
I think it might have been the entire 7. I think it might have been 10 seasons or 7 or 8 seasons. It started in 1971, and then it went away, and then they brought it back. They did a reimagined version of it down the road. Is this? No, this is not the theme from Zoom. This is a doo-wop song called
In
Zoom.
my defense, it doesn't say that. It just says Zoom, Zoom.
I know. It just says Zoom. All right, anyway.
list of guest stars on Sesame Street has its own Wikipedia page.
Awesome.
Because there's so many of them.
Can you just hit a couple of names?
It's like it's in alphabetical order.
Okay.
In the A's, Paula Abdul, Jessica Alba, Will Arnett. Let's see, Alec Baldwin, Elizabeth Banks, Beyonce, Emily Blunt.
I love it.
They all end up doing it.
I love it. It's the best.
Hillary Clinton, Steve Carell, Anderson Cooper, Katie Couric.
No Diddy, right?
Billy Crystal.
You know
I didn't
what?
get to D yet.
All right. All right.
Harvey Weinstein.
Couple other quick things. Then we gotta move along. Let me see. What do I not want to miss out on? One more here. The deadly game no one has ever survived has its host. Coleman Domingo has been tapped to play the host of the new Running Man movie. Which was the Richard Dawson character,
Right.
I guess he's going to be playing. So,
But as is pointed out,
Killian.
the source material is vastly different than the movie.
Way different, yeah. Domingo is an Oscar-nominated actor known for his role in Rustin and his Emmy-winning guest role in Euphoria. Glenn Powell is attached to the reboot to play Ben Richards, originally played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Josh Brolin, Lee Pace, William H. Macy, and Michael Cera are also slated to star in the movie. So they got some big names in this.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what they do.
Running Man follows famed ex-cop fighting for his life in a dystopian game show in the distant future where convicts try to outrun bloodthirsty hunters. It's set to hit theaters in November of this year. So I'm on board. I loved the original. I hadn't read the book until years after that came out, but I was a fan.
It was a fun junk food movie.
It was,
yeah.
totally. All right, we got movies opening. So Better Man opens. It's a biography drama music film starring Robbie Williams, John O'Davies, and Rochelle Bano. Better Man's based on the true story of the meteoric rise, dramatic fall, and remarkable resurgence of British pop superstar Robbie Williams, one of the greatest entertainers of all time. One of the greatest entertainers of all time? Okay. Right. One thing, though, Mr. Williams is depicted as a performing ape. 2 hours and 11 minutes long, rated R, wide theater release, gets a nice 88% score at Rotten Tomatoes. The Last Showgirl. It's a drama starring Pamela Anderson, Dave Bautista, and Jamie Lee Curtis. The plot is Shelley, a glamorous showgirl, must plan for her future when her show abruptly closes after a 30-year run. Hour and 29 minutes long. It's rated R, wide theater release, and gets a nice 80% Rotten Tomatoes.
This is the one she's getting nominated for. She got a Golden Globe nomination off this, and there's a potential talk of an Oscar nom.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
We have mystery clips?
Yeah, you know.
All right.
Here we go.
We're all playing?
Guess so.
All right.
We'll play a clip, and if you think you know who it is, raise your hand, and you can answer the question. Here we go. It was the first one.
Fort Totten was just...
Yeah, Fort Totten.
That was scary, bro. Like, it was dark. The air was crisp, cold. You know, like, it really did help us bring authenticity to the characters, and I'm sure you'll be able to see it on screen.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you're all right. Wow, that's crazy. That's Elijah Cooper talking about some crap that we don't even know.
All right.
All right.
Next clip. Here we go. Who's Elijah Cooper?
I don't know.
Okay. Next
guy.
up, let's see if we can identify who this is. You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
I have usually not much hair or makeup on. I just come in there with my ponytail slapped up. And then there's time. They were so brilliant about sitting and like really explore it. And then we'd find some tone where they're like, that's it. That's where then you're rolling and you feel so good.
All right, Steve's got his hand up.
I started off with Mary Steenburgen, but I don't think that's it. now.
You're absolutely right. That's Paula Pell. That's Paula Pell talking about this thing where she puts her hair in a ponytail and says, what else?
Do we know what the project is?
Marissa's got all that.
Marissa
Yeah,
got it.
actually, these are two projects I think you guys will like. The first one is the second season of Goosebumps. Elijah Cooper plays one of the ghosts that is haunting a town, talking about the spooky places they filmed in New York. That is streaming now on Hulu and Disney. And then the second one is an Inside Out miniseries spin-off called Dream Productions. Paula Pell plays an acclaimed actor who's teaming up with an arrogant daydream director to create the next big tween dream for Riley. And Paula Pell is talking about how great voice acting is.
I love that
and
idea.
that is also streaming on Disney+.
Okay, excellent.
I'm
Thank
intrigued.
you. Marissa, our correspondent for Entertainment News this morning. Appreciate that.
We go to Marissa now, who's on the other side of a thin piece of glass.
All right, with that breaking news, actually, we are going to take a break because we've got some information to pass along. We have it's not really a concert announcement, I've been told. So we'll come back with our not really a concert announcement.
Yeah.
And we will have a couple of guests on the show a little bit later on, and we'll do all Friday things today because it's Friday, folks. We'll be right back. Make sure you stay put.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Tune into her.
Did you get my email about Pine Valley?
Yes, that they have. You can go walk the course.
Yeah, that Crump Cup thing that they have every year. Are you interested in doing that?
I was actually going to play the golf course.
I know, and that's why I
have an
brought
invitation to it. So
Don't you want to walk it first?
shut up, man. It is the number one golf course in the world.
in the world.
A lot of people don't realize that. Here, right across the river in New Jersey, kind of near the Blackwood area.
It's in Clementon.
It's by Clementon Park.
Right.
The number one golf course in the world. According to Golf Digest, according to Golf Magazine. Yes.
In the world?
In the world.
Right here?
Well, then, all right, dare I say the universe. Because I'm pretty sure they're not playing golf
in the
anywhere
known
else.
universe, yes. It's called Pine Valley. It's super duper, extremely exclusive.
I read that whole
Just
article
one
you
second,
sent.
if you. Just 1 second.
Okay. Sure. I've been invited by somebody who knows a member there.
And don't you want to walk it first, maybe?
We were supposed to play like a month ago.
Oh!
The day before.
Oh, Steve, I got
The
something.
day before I was supposed to play, I got a text from them that said that there was a work emergency and I couldn't go. And
You were so excited.
I'm not even making this up. I'm not saying this figuratively. I literally was having a dream about it the night before. I was that stoked to go.
Steve,
And it hasn't come together yet. So is this the privilege approaching?
Privilege. 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 Privilege.
Steve was showing me a video this morning. The Paraolympics are going on right now.
They're fascinating to watch.
I saw two things the other day. I saw, Nick showed me a volleyball player who's 8 feet tall, and he just sit on the ground and play volleyball, but he's an 8-footer, so he's got a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, basically he's taller than the net.
Yeah, and then I saw a guy in an archery competition with no arms.
Yeah.
So he holds the bow and pulls the bowstring back with his feet.
And that requires a good amount of strength.
Crazy amount of strength. I don't know what pound-pull bow he was using, but just to position yourself that way is pretty wild. So it got me thinking, us as non-amputees or people born without limbs, are there things that you ever try to do without using your hands or your arms?
Hey, wait a second.
Yeah, Casey found a cup that he can shove in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you could drink from that?
Yeah, so it's actually really hard because you need air to get in there in order, like, you know how, like,
that's what I was thinking.
The old high C things, you would have to have 2 holes in the top so it would
to let air flow.
Yeah.
But also, you generally, to swallow, you need to close your mouth, right?
Yeah.
Do you?
So it's not that
I can't
easy.
open it around and go,
Look.
Kathy, you can do that.
All right.
Max has it. Max can do it. He's got a huge cup in his mouth, too.
Yeah, this is probably.
Yeah, there you go. Now, say something.
Not quite.
We used to scream into cups.
Whack a little like
A broadcaster died during a morning show. This is all well and good, but we have yet to see you actually drink from that cup.
What is it?
Okay, I got a little bit grossed out because the
It's
water,
a urine color, isn't it?
It is, but you
is
know
that
what?
Piss?
Was that apple juice?
No, it's water, but no, it's whiskey. This whole time, guys, I've been drinking whiskey. No, it's water, but I had coffee in there first, so it's a discolored water.
Okay.
Let's see it.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right, so with no hands.
All right, so Casey has placed
Let's
it
get this on video.
Yeah.
on a tray in front of him.
All right.
And he is now leaning down. He is putting his mouth around it, not using hands at all. See, he's trying to.
That's too big.
See, he can't use his hands to put the cup in his mouth either. You know, go ahead and just.
You have to do it without using your hands.
But no, okay.
Well, I could do it with this one.
All right, use a different cup.
Oh,
He needs a little bit smaller cup. You're going to drink all of that, you think?
I don't know. We'll find out.
All right.
It's been a long time, Preston. I'm kind of out of practice.
Am I in the splash zone? All right, so he's now putting his mouth around it. He's trying to. I think he needs a little assistance from his hands.
Do you need a little slow jazz?
No, here we go.
What?
He's gonna wrap his mouth around it, and all right, here we go. I want to see this. It's around his mouth. He's throwing his head back. Oh my god! Oh my god! He's doing it.
Gross.
He did it.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Good job.
That is disgusting.
It is, right?
Yeah.
You have to, Jen. You're just pouring it down your maw. You're
Right.
not. There's no swallowing, right?
No. You have to glug a little bit.
Yeah.
Your
But,
maw.
But I guess I was maybe a little bit wrong in my initial assessment. I probably did have to use my hands in the beginning.
So Casey has been. He's had a particular brand of yogurt.
I eat Chobani yogurt. I get it. I have it every day. It's just part of. It's my breakfast.
Your
It's what I
yogurt.
have.
It's what makes you you.
Yeah, and
And I eat Chobani yogurt too. I do.
but what's the other brand?
Dannon makes a yogurt called Oikos, which
Oikos. That's it. Okay.
which I prefer. It's a little bit creamier. So I brought some Oikos yogurt in this morning. I asked hey, have you ever had a chance to try that Oikos yogurt yet?
Because you've recommended it.
Well,
Yeah, I
and here's the first great part about this is that Casey asks as if he's never asked before.
No.
Which I think is what bothers Preston.
He's asked me several times.
You really have to understand the intentions behind my question because it was a brand new yogurt that I have not eaten yet
Yogurt.
with a spoon that I have not used yet. So the question really was, I was going
It's
to
now or never.
I was going to offer him some.
He wants you to try this yogurt so bad.
I asked him. I said, "Oh, have you ever had the chance to try that yogurt yet?" And then he responds. He's like, "No, you asked me that like a year ago." And
No, he said you've been asking me
for a year.
That's what he said.
So
Because it's been a number of times, and so finally,
I
was just-
sensed some irritation on your part.
total irritation.
So then the irritation comes to me because I literally, including today, have asked him twice. So he's like, "You've been asking me for a year."
No.
I literally have asked him two times.
You have Casey. It's been. This was not the second time. It's been many times that you've at least. No, you haven't asked me to try it, but you certainly said, "Man, I like this stuff. This is really. I used to have Chobani, but this is what I eat, and I like it better."
All right, Preston.
I'm like, okay, that's cool, good.
Agree to disagree.
Whatever. And then finally, I go, look. It's at Wawa. Chobani is at the Wawa I go to. That's why I get it. And I just explain it. I just let it all spill out like that. I'm like, this is why I get it. I have my one stop in the morning. This is why I pick up. It's my ritual. It's what I have.
The nerve had been laid bare.
Yeah. So,
All right,
With
so-
a little more
but then-
attitude.
and this is right
lot more
before
attitude.
we're going to.
He was super douchey about it, right? Right, for a simple question. I was just asking about yogurt, and he was a total a-hole about it.
See, this is
I'm tired of it.
This is
Right.
the husband and wife dynamic. And then Casey had to do a live spot, and Preston put his headphones on. And after you put your headphones on, Casey goes, "I can't say anything."
I can't ask him any questions, and that's how I feel sometimes.
But at this point, you'd think that you would catch on. He doesn't take well to these things after 4 times of asking.
But you feel he was sending you a sort of trying to suggest that you were not doing something that you were.
Maybe
Yes.
subliminally,
you felt
I
you-
get
you-
that.
He
I
suggested
don't.
you were doing something wrong by not trying the yogurt.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I
He wants you
can't
to
say
like-
I can't say definitively
Do you
that I feel that
understand
way,
that,
but
Casey?
maybe on a core sense, maybe that's it. And you've tried to get me to do something several times, and I haven't done it, and it's time for you to go. Okay, well,
Now,
I don't
can
need
you
to do
s-
that anymore.
Can you see?
Why is yogurt so goddamn important to you?
Can you see that Casey is one who loves to share the joys that he experiences with everyone, and that
Sure.
for him it's important that he give you this gift of an extra creamy yogurt.
He eats yogurt every day.
Okay.
He's almost every day.
Casey, how does it make you feel that Preston was seemingly rebuffing your suggestion that he try the creamier
Right.
yogurt?
So for me, Steve,
Yeah.
it goes beyond the yogurt. All right.
It's indicative of a usual.
It could have been anything.
Okay.
It could have been a piece of music. It could have been yogurt. It could have been
Music about yogurt.
Music's another thing.
A restaurant. It could have been anything.
so he takes this tone with me a lot of times, and it's hurtful. It's hurtful. It's hurtful. It's hurtful. It's hurtful. It's hurtful.
Listen, I've actually heard through the grapevine there's some issues going on here.
That there's some issues going on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Between you two. Oh, yeah. It's countrywide.
Between me and Casey.
Crazy.
The yogurt?
The yogurt. Well, yeah, because I received your letter, Casey.
You got a letter.
So, yeah, Casey actually sent me a letter. It's actually a fake letter from Casey, but
And he writes,
like
Dear Casey.
Yes. It said, Robert, please allow me to... Dear Robert, if Greeks invented yogurt, then they also invented a broken heart. Well, you see, I recently noticed that Preston has been eating Chobani yogurt every morning for breakfast. But because I care deeply for Preston, I tried to turn him onto a much creamier, much healthier, better tasting Oikos yogurt. Well, my best intentions have sent our relationship into a spiral. And yes, we operate a mixing board together. But we're just going through the motions. Help us put our passion back in our relationship and into our mixing board.
Wow.
Yeah. So actually, that came from Steve. Thank you very much. But it sounded good. It sounded good.
I was aware of everything that's going on here. So
yes. So what's going on, guys? I mean,
well, do you want to? Shall you retire to the set? There is a Robert Irvine show set right in place here.
Oh, you got to be kidding!
No. All right. So Robert, you actually picked up on it. You know what the story is. There has been this tension because these guys are actually the best of friends. However, there are certain issues that were spelled out to you, and you do what you do best. And I've seen some of the clips of.
So let's talk about
what
this.
You do.
Let's talk about this, Casey. You're a little in your face with this yogurt. Can we have that yogurt, by the way? Can you bring that?
Yeah, bring out the yogurt if you can. Yeah.
I want to try this yogurt. So you've been
on a tray.
Yes.
I hope they're all the same flavor.
So look.
They are.
You're really upset. Look at me when I talk to you. All right. You're really upset that he's using Chobani, right? And you like the other one. So you wanted him to try yours. So here's what I want you to do. Look at each other. And I want you to tell him that you like Chobani or you love Chobani yogurt more than you love him.
Wow. I can't do that.
Good.
Thank you.
Now I want you to look at him and say you love your yogurt more than you love him.
I can't do that either.
Wow.
I think we just had a breakthrough, guys.
I want you to feed him your yogurt. It's all about breaking. We're breaking now.
Here comes the airplane.
Okay.
Now,
what do you taste there?
I taste love.
Great. Now you take your yogurt and do the same thing to Preston.
All right, here comes the train.
What do you taste?
It is a little creamier. I will give you that case.
Breakthrough number 2.
Because I don't have any bitterness involved anymore. Well,
but here's the
that's
thing.
clouding my taste buds.
See, okay, so the last time you were gonna not like it as much, regardless.
I kind of tore through that little container, 5 and 3.3 ounces.
Okay.
Very quickly, but now that I've tasted it, it's pretty good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
This is called compromise. We're in a relationship for 18, 20 years, whatever the number is. Compromise. You have to
Follow-up email from a discussion that we had yesterday, and I wrote this guy back, and I'm like, you know what? You're right. So this is from a guy named Victor Howell, and he says, morning to see yous. He said, listening to the podcast from the 8th and got to a segment, I guess it's from 2 days ago, got to the segment about whether or not ass sandwich.
Oh, boy.
Whether or not ass sandwich and worked the way it was done. That's how he wrote this. But I get the gist of what he's saying. So he says an alternate use, because Nick had said his son Ben was these two jerks that he knows from school. He was on the road and he was driving and he noticed he was on the highway, 3-lane highway, and he looked to the left and looked to the right and he knew the two guys and they were both jerks who were in cars on the side, and he told his friends he was in the middle of an ass sandwich.
Right, yeah.
And his friend's like, well, if you're in an ass sandwich, doesn't that make you the ass and they were the bread?
Right.
So we had a full discussion about the breakdown of the term ass sandwich. But Victor says, Instead of saying anything about sandwiches, you could say, I felt like a taint stuck between a dick and an ass.
All right.
I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, it works.
Yes, that's better.
Yes.
I'd rather be a taint, than I was the taint.
Let's
on
not
the road
equivocate.
today.
None of that is good. You don't want to be in any one of those positions, but that makes it more linear.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if any of it was ever resolved, Steve, but I got a message yesterday. Somebody messaged me on Instagram last night. And he's like, that ass sandwich conversation, that's the reason I tune into Preston's team. The hard-hitting issues.
Yeah, we tackle them all.
All right.
All right. And then I wanted to mention this. This is from L. He says, hey, Presbo, it's L. I'm a podcaster, man by trade, so I'll hear this whenever. And since the subject works there, he'll hear it too, hopefully. He said, I wanted to ask for a shout out for one of your folks behind the scenes, Zach Morse.
Oh.
He said, I got an earworm from one of your commercials and couldn't get rid of it. So I took a shot in the dark and I bugged Nick, and he got Zach involved, who, on his vacation, found the clip and sent it to me with a nice message. And he said, it's nice to know that the people there that we don't hear are just as cool as you guys on air. Thanks again, you perjangers. Love ya, L. So a shout out for Zach, if you would, please. And Zach is our imaging director here at WMMR. So all of the production elements that come between songs, 93.3 WMMR, everything that rocks, Zach puts those together. We have our big voice guy. And then we have Zach, who is obviously a professional broadcaster, but his voice is not this big, beefy thing. He's the guy on the WMMR.com jingle, WMMR.com. He writes those jingles and records them and does all that stuff. And we've worked with him at Y100. He's our imaging director there.
The intro to the show you've heard, if you listen earlier, so much that is a part of the Preston and Steve show comes directly from Zach.
You know what we really need to get is the song that he made for the end of Kill Casey.
He is the man.
You are the man.
That is a great song.
It really is.
He wanted to have a 1980s credits rolling movie song for this video presentation that we did with Casey years ago, and he wrote this song called "He Is the Man."
It's great,
and it was spot on.
When you go into Zach's studio, you definitely have the feeling that I'm with the creator now.
Oh yeah,
because all computers are all
it's a laboratory.
Yeah, it's a laboratory.
Yeah. He's awesome. So Zach, this guy wanted to send that out to you, and we make sure that we throw that out there. I wanted to touch on this. I saw this article and I sat on it for a couple weeks because I was looking for a spot to pass along to you guys, but we just got the traffic from Kathy. I was talking about the Ben being on the road, driving on the highway, and I saw this article that breaks down terms such as interstate, highway, and freeway. What is the difference between those? What do they actually mean?
Well, this is actually cool because this is, I forget how this did come up, but the difference between a thruway, a parkway, a turnpike did come up.
The superhighway of, what is that, Kathy? I was driving on last night, the superhighway north of the turnpike, that's to like Langhorne, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It's a superhighway.
Yeah, Route 1.
Route 1.
Yeah.
And then there was something I was thinking about. I don't think it's part of your article there, but I was wondering about like route numbers and stuff like that, and I didn't know. And I was thinking about it, and it's weird because social media, I think, sometimes reads your mind because it ended up on my social media feed.
Did you say it out loud?
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't know because it was just an internal thought that I had. And
we're just about there now.
So odd numbers like I-95, those go north-south, and then like even numbers like 76
so
goes
those
east and west.
So the interstates do that. Yes, odd numbers north and south, even numbers east and west. Now you were wondering about like state roads or
No. I was thinking about interstate highways and stuff.
Yeah, I've talked about that on the show a couple times. You know why those numbers are there? In theory and in practice, about 95% of the population lives to the south and west of I-95. About 10% of the population lives south of Route 10, which goes across the country. About 80% of the population in the United States lives south of Route 80. So, like when they named those, which was in the 50s, it was the Eisenhower administration. The reason they came up with those numbers was approximate population south and or west of that.
The
highway.
perceived percent. Wow, that is fascinating.
Okay.
And this is a much bigger conversation, but I need someone to explain to me, considering I'm in the traffic industry, the 95-295 change and what they did out in Bucks County. It makes no sense.
So they recently changed it. Oh
no, it was a while ago.
By Parks? out that
yes,
way?
Out that way.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
used
yeah,
to be 95 north and south, and now it's 295 east and west.
Do you want a quick explanation as to why, Kathy? It makes more sense now than it used to. Okay. The way that it was labeled a long time ago, you would go on like 95 north and then end up on 195 south. They changed it so that it actually makes a little bit more sense, especially if you've never driven it before.
I contend.
But you're 95 south or north or south, and you don't get off.
I contend that Wawa there paid for that to happen because I end up going to that. There's a Wawa right up the, and I end up pulling into the parking lot and using that. I said, "Why? I might as well. I'm here."
It also has to do with
bizarre.
The connection between the turnpike, the PA Turnpike, and 95.
Yeah, and the 3 numbered interstate exchanges are essentially, they're just kind of like patches. They go from one interstate to another.
Around cities, usually.
Yeah,
they're close to cities.
So they're a little bit different. They're not very long.
So this is the more generic references to these like turnpike thorough. Okay, so let us have it.
I'll give you the breakdowns. Interstate, you probably already know what that means. It technically describes any road that connects multiple states, which could be a highway, a freeway, and I'll break down what those are, or even a tiny back road used by locals. That said, it's often used in reference to the U.S. interstate highway system, referring to large roads connecting major U.S. cities. You can use a word on its own to refer to a road between states or as an adjective to further specify a type of road, such as interstate highway. But the word isn't exclusive to roadways. Interstate can also describe any topic involving 2 or more states, as in interstate commerce or interstate relations. But when it comes to the roads, it means essentially going from state to state.
All right, so let me ask a question here. You say interstate highway, interstate throughway.
Yeah.
The difference between a highway and a throughway?
So we'll start with highway. Highway is a term specifically designed by the U.S. government as any public street, public alley, or public road that is regularly and openly traveled by the general public. So it's any road.
You have everything from an alley to a highway.
Is technically a highway. So any public street, public alley, or public road that is regularly openly traveled by the general public. The definition also includes any privately built or maintained roads, so long as they are also accessible to and frequently traveled by the public. In other words, these are roadways that get a lot of traffic.
So like a common driveway behind a number of houses that we can pull in on one street and go out on another street. That is used by many people. That's a private road.
It's a highway.
I guess it's a highway. Who knew?
Highways can have stoplights and or cross streets and don't require on or off ramps. Also, while some highways are subject to tolls, toll booths aren't a defining feature. In fact, only 2,900 miles of the 46,730-mile U.S. interstate highway system is made up of toll roads.
Then may I assume, highway expert or road expert, that a throughway is exactly that. There are no off points. You are going through, unfettered, without the option to depart.
I don't know.
Damn it!
But I do know this. All freeways are highways, but not all highways are freeways. Freeways are defined as highways where access is controlled, usually by mandatory on and off ramps. Okay?
That doesn't make sense.
So there's also quite often a median or divider that separates 2 directions of traffic. So I guess the Schuylkill Expressway, which I'll get to that in a moment, would be a freeway. Any driver,
the Schuylkill Expressway is a freeway?
Well, because it's two different directions and separated by median. Any driver looking to cross the freeway, is this freeway, Jim?
Yeah.
Nice. So any driver looking to cross the freeway must do so by using an overpass or underpass instead of crossing the road at an even plane. Freeways are also defined by the Oxford English Dictionary as a toll-free highway, so you should not expect to pay any fees while traveling down your local freeway.
Pierre calls them freeways.
He does call the freeway?
And some of that is like where you grew up. Like you grew up in California, and all the highways in everything that we would call a highway in California are referred to as freeways more frequently out there. So that he still calls them that here.
So they can be more than one thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
Ain't that a bitch?
My head is spinning.
Yeah, that's annoying.
All right, Parkway.
Okay.
Why do you park in the driveway?
And drive Parkway.
So I was curious about this, the Parkway, because we drive the Garden State Parkway a fair amount. And we headed to the shore, and there's, Ben Franklin Parkway. That is the Parkway, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, wait, is that the Boulevard or the Parkway? Okay.
Wait, the
But
Ben
is that
Franklin. No, I'm thinking. Are you thinking of the Vine Street Expressway?
No, that's an expressway. I'm thinking of parkways.
Okay.
The Ben Franklin Parkway.
Okay.
Right?
Never mind. No, just keep going.
Okay.
Pretend like I'm not here.
Okay.
But like to me, the Ben Franklin Parkway isn't a real parkway, is it? I thought that was just the name of it.
Here's an interesting thing.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared.
Okay.
The term parkway was coined in the 19th century during construction of the Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn, New York. The word first appeared in print around 1875 and describes highways, boulevards, and other roads that are specifically intended for scenic driving. That's where it gets the name.
That's what parkways are?
So think of a park being scenic.
Right, but the Garden State Parkway is scenic?
Oh, yeah.
It kind of is, actually.
Okay, here's where you can figure, Kathy, for a Long Island reference. There's the Northern State Parkway, which is scenic. It is, in fact, it was built to go around the estates of very wealthy people. That's why it's so curvy. And then there's the Long Island Expressway, which is anything. It's not even remotely scenic. And so those are the two. So ostensibly, it's going to be a more pleasant drive on a parkway.
I mean,
correct?
I kind of understand that, but to me, Garden State Parkway and
I don't call that pleasant.
Oh, are you sure?
Well, it's not,
when you're going down the parkway.
I don't think it's scenic. Like, yeah, there are trees and you see green, but to me, it's not scenic.
Okay. There's like not mountains or anything to look at. There are ocean. You see open water and,
Water.
On the Garden State Parkway? Where?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
there
okay.
are definitely moments.
Like I've been like I can think of some scenic roads that I've been on that are like very scenic. So to me, I understand.
Those are
so
scenic
you're crossing
ways.
over water and
But would you consider the Benjamin Franklin Parkway scenic?
I would consider that scenic.
Okay. All right.
That's like driving through a park. So I would consider that, and I think it's an apt name to call the Benjamin Franklin Parkway the Parkway. And then obviously the Garden State Parkway. I didn't know about these two that came in, Preston, but are there any other parkways in our area?
I don't know. I don't have the
these two
local
are.
stuff. All right, so here's a text that says you have the Levittown Parkway.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
Mill
not scenic.
and Mill Creek Parkway in Bucks County.
Right, so that's,
Maybe it's scenic for someone who enjoys looking at that.
or when it was built.
Yeah.
Are there
it's
any
just,
others?
It kind of just goes along the different neighborhoods. So
Okay. Well, this is the
and-
origin of the term. So
and the
Get off his back.
The Benjamin Franklin Parkway is a boulevard.
now I don't know unfortunately I don't have a breakdown of boulevards, lanes, any of that stuff.
I wonder,
street
though-
versus road.
So I'm getting the impression that a lot of this, so there is a vague explanation, but a lot of it is fairly arbitrary, right?
Yeah, I guess some of it, but maybe now. All
right.
Maybe when it started, it wasn't.
Used to mean something.
When these names used to mean something. So it says here that many parkways are specifically landscaped to maintain the surrounding natural beauty, something that can be said for all highways and freeways.
Okay.
That can't be said for
Let me
all
throw something at you now. What about a causeway?
I don't have that. Okay. Well, I would imagine, does it go across? Well, a causeway is a type of bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's water.
So I would think that that's what a causeway is. So a causeway, Steve, is a bridge that is not, it's different than a suspension bridge. So there's no, big towers that hold up with suspending wires. Causeways are built up out from the ground.
Is the causeway
under the water
itself the bridge or the road on which the bridge occurs?
I think it's the bridge.
There's an actual etymology here.
Okay.
The causeway, which I'd never heard of before. The word causeway appeared in forms such as causeway, making it clear its derivation came from the early word of causey, and that has to do with the name of how the road was built. And then, Steve, yes, it's like a raised thing. It used to be just like a raised roadway above the earth, and then it became bridge-like.
Oh, okay.
So it's a raised road or track across low or wet ground.
There you go. So even
freaking out,
even dry, if it's raised up, then it's a causeway.
And a boulevard is a wide street in a town or city, typically one lined with trees.
That takes you by a boulevard.
Okay. All right. And then we have expressway. These are the definitions
All right,
of
now
these
we're talking.
terms that you hear all the time. An expressway is a highway designed specifically for high-speed traffic. Expressways are usually quite wide. They have 2 or more lanes in each direction, allowing for faster than normal travel. Access to these roads can be fully or partially controlled, and there's usually a median to separate traffic.
So, Kathy, don't you, in essence, turn every road you're on into an expressway?
There are few to no hindrances, such as toll booths or stoplights, along the road to maximize driving efficiency. A similar term is motorway, which is defined by the OED as a road having 2 or usually more lanes in each direction designed for use by fast, long-distance traffic. So it's expressway and a motorway. Motorway, you don't hear
You don't hear
the
motorway
US use that often.
No.
Like motor lodge.
Yeah.
That was an antiquated term.
Motor boating.
Right. That's still applicable, but motor lodge, you don't really hear or motorway. Yeah.
All right, turnpike is the one that I actually knew. Turnpikes are explicitly for collecting tolls. And the term can be used to refer to any roadway with tolls, whether it's a highway or expressway or anything else. The first official U.S. turnpike in the United States, the Philadelphia and Lancaster Turnpike, was created in 1792.
Route 30.
And so what I had heard, the derivation of that is the actual gate that comes down to keep you from driving on the road is called a pike.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so I think before they would lift them up, maybe they turned them, they would open them like this.
Possibly, yes.
So turnpike.
In fact, if you see some of the, Kathy, when the turnpike came to a dead stop that one time we were coming back from some.
Oh my God, yeah.
On the service roads leading up to other roads, they have, I assume, what is in essence a turnpike because it turns in and out to open up the road.
Yeah.
Hence the name.
The Route 30 was one of the first roads to drive across the country or to go across the entire country. A lot of that was turnpike, especially from Philadelphia to Lancaster, which is what you just alluded to, Preston. If you drive along Route 30 now, occasionally, especially along the train tracks, you'll see really tiny houses or tiny buildings that still exist.
Hi.
The person that lived there was tiny, Steve, and that was your toll taker.
Yes.
Oh, they
that used to be
lived
the
there.
case.
That
Yes.
that was the case.
You're
yeah.
right. So what's your favorite of these roads to travel on, Preston?
Oh, my God.
You know what? I'm a fan of the turnpike. I am because
You like paying?
I will pay if it allows me to go 180 miles an hour.
I don't like the turnpike because if there is a massive backup of some type, you're stuck. You're stuck there. The exits are so far apart.
Yeah.
They are,
Yeah,
true.
That's the only thing that I don't care
Are you an
about for-
expressway man?
Yeah, I'd rather be on the expressway. But my favorite road around here.
Ooh, yeah.
I think
What's
it's a
your
question.
favorite road?
We've been
Now-
working together for so long, and I don't know your favorite thoroughfares.
So of the major roadways, as
Yeah.
opposed to, surface streets, whatever
Right.
you want to call them, the side streets. Oh, man, that's a tough one. It ain't the Schuylkill Expressway.
No,
I will
hell
tell
no.
you that right now.
Hell no.
Because I'm almost home by the time I hit it, I'd say the Northeast Extension is probably my favorite road to go
Northeast
to. What was that
Extension?
face you just made?
She gave a very disgusted
That's your
face.
favorite road?
I'm almost home at that point.
Don't
and
yuck his yum.
Yeah,
sorry,
and once
sorry.
they widened it, I hated it when it was 2 lanes either way.
It's better now.
That was terrible.
It's a lot better now.
Yeah. So
Well, what's your favorite road?
yeah.
Well,
this is-
I was
Miss
thinking
Critical?
more scenic.
Okay.
And I was trying to find the exact location, but it's I believe it's in Flowertown, and it's just a road that goes, and the trees kind of they're so tall they grow up and over, so it's almost like you're driving
I
through
didn't know
like
we're
a tree
talking
pretty
about
nice.
those types of
that's
roads.
We
why
were,
I
talk-
made
we
the
were talking
face.
higher. So for me, if I may jump in here, and it may satisfy your requirements for what you're looking for. I believe those portions of the Garden State Parkway where you see the water, and you see all of the green and everything, and so very often when I'm traveling on those, I don't go down to the shore. You guys have, the shore houses, but when I am and we're traveling down for our broadcasts, it's always towards the evening, sun setting. I think that's a wonderful ride.
I'll tell you one of the most scenic drives, and I take it a couple times. A friend of mine is a member of a golf club in Delaware, and I just don't get to Delaware too often. And it's kind of near some of the DuPont properties. It's called Bitterman. It's this amazing golf club. And the drive that I take to get down there, once I get down into Delaware, I mean, covered bridges, gorgeous rolling hills.
I've heard about it.
houses up on top of hills. It is like I can't, especially in the fall. It is unbelievably beautiful.
I
down
can't
there.
find the Bitterman.
You can't find a Bitterman.
Yeah, like southern Chester County, northern Delaware.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Our friend
That
Brian,
is a beautiful area.
Yeah, Brian said in Wilmington there's Bancroft Parkway, which I'm not familiar with. So that's another parkway in our area. I think like 2 great Philadelphia roads as far as beauty goes. Kelly Drive and
Gorgeous.
I love Ben Franklin Parkway. I think it's a really nice
I think anything that leads me to the city, I'm like, oh, no.
All right.
thanks.
Have you guys ever
Kelly
traveled
Drive.
Staten Avenue?
That's pretty.
It goes through the
Steve,
it goes right by a golf course, Preston, a horse.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Steve, I think that's actually the street. It's just that I
That
like
you're talking
with
about?
the
Okay.
trees. It's
Yes.
just a little more
Now,
in
mind
towards
you,
like Flower Town.
There are parts of Stanton, and I'm talking about the gas station about 8 blocks up from my house that apparently is where you go to get your meth. But if you go towards the
Wait,
stables and
did
the
you say flower shop?
Flower Town.
Flower Town,
Flower Town.
Nick said
Sorry,
Flower
sorry.
Town.
yeah.
Okay. No, because there's a. Well, I don't want to say it. Never mind.
Okay. Never mind.
Where
If you want drugs
wanted to reveal
over
where
in
you
your
get
area, let me know.
you know a good flower shop where you can buy meth.
Yes.
What's the best road?
That's what they're known for.
What's the best road contained within Philadelphia?
Oh, wow.
My vote goes Ben Franklin Parkway.
The best road contained within Philadelphia.
I got to go back to just a second to Kelly Drive. Because scenic, yes.
Driving.
Oh,
It's
God.
awful. It's
I got
terrible.
you.
Oh,
Let me
If
tell
you're
you.
if you're not in a hurry and you're not racing traffic, I really like it.
Yeah,
If-
but everyone else is in a hurry.
everybody else is doing 1,000 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour
like
Preston.
Saturday afternoon, if you're like there are I know what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you, but there are
Get off
times.
my ass. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about the person driving behind me.
Yeah.
I'm on Lincoln the other day, and I'm on that part where you are running along the creek, and Lincoln goes on and on. But in that particular area where you're on and you're going, there's no place to get off.
Yeah.
I kid you not. I'm in the left lane. You know those pylons, those
Yep.
that they
Kind
stick.
of, they're kind of flabby looking, but
Right.
Yep.
So a woman is turning right. There's a point in the road where it kind of turns around and everyone sort of dips down. Let's just say it's a very dangerous part of the road. She decides she's going in the wrong way. She stops in the left lane and puts on her blinker. She's going to make this is the most absurd left I've ever seen in my life. And so I'm the car behind her, and I'm at that point where people coming around the corner are going to rear end me. So I'm riding, but I for a moment entertained the notion of getting out of my car and literally chewing her throat out. It was the most dangerous move I've ever seen in my life.
I want to spotlight Nick McElwain for just a moment here because he's been telling me this story as of late. You guys know that I had the guy in the black pickup truck for years.
Oh, yeah.
On the Northeast Extension and the Blue Route that just drove like an absolute
the teacher
terror.
at Haverford.
Yeah, he's
Case found out who he
a
was.
threat to society.
But most dangerous driver I've ever seen, and drives like a jerk, like on purpose.
Yeah,
when there's no
I've
traffic.
seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fortunately I haven't seen that guy in a while. But Nick's got a buddy now.
Since our first day back, which was last Thursday, every day, including today. Casey, if you want to look at this guy's profession, I wouldn't be mad at you. This guy is driving it's a nice-looking, sporty BMW. It's blue.
Of course he is.
Blue, sporty BMW. But every day, and Kathy, you and I have similar routes to work. At Preston, too, because you'll do 476 south to the Schuylkill. I do 476 north to the Schuylkill. So we merge in the same area. Anyway, from Conchi to Belmont, which is where I get off every day, blue BMW driving at least 80 or 85, often upwards of 90 to 95. And I've seen him every day.
Every day.
And he races past me. So sometimes I see him like as I'm merging
Right.
from 476 to 76. Sometimes it's, along that stretch before I get here to work. But this morning he got angry because there was a truck in the left lane. And I've gotten to the point now where especially in the morning, I'm just driving slow. I'm a right lane guy now. I just don't care anymore. I'll take my time and be fine with all of it. This dude is an angry, aggressive driver. And Steve, he was weaving back and forth.
I hate that.
He was treating it like the Autobahn.
You know what I wonder about? Because speaking of seeing people with regularity like that, because we all, as human beings, get into a schedule when it comes to work, and we're on the road at the same times every day, almost always. And I wonder if people have had a non-communicative relationship with that guy that they see every day for years, or at least a few times a week, and if there's like a knowing nod or
There's the
acknowledgement of some type,
You know this, though. There are games that you play, like, for example, and it's funny, I'll look around at all the people on the road at the time I'm driving in, like at 4:15, 4:20, and I'm like, what's the story? What are these people?
Yeah, why are they out?
And they're looking at me going, what's the story with this? But when I pull up to an intersection, I will pull up to the line, but 9 times out of 10, people are, I guess they're nervous and they will hang back. They won't pull up parallel to me, and so, but there are those people you see almost every day. There's a Lyft driver I see every day. I guess he's heading off on his shift or whatever.
Yeah, I'll make a little mental note. I'm like, there's that guy. There's the Charger dude, or there's I
have a Charger
there's
too.
that Jeep again, or whoever that I'd see regularly. But I wonder if anybody ever actually, acknowledges that they have this kind of pseudo relationship, non-relationship.
Get out, knock on the window, and say, "I want to find out about you."
Yeah,
hi.
I see you every day.
Do you notice me?
Where do you work?
I notice you.
I mean, I see the same people in Wawa every morning. We've talked about that before, but same thing on the highway.
Listen, I see you every morning here at Wawa. What do you think an ass sandwich is?
Oh, man. Steve, there's a couple people at Wawa and Belmont. We'd have some fun conversation.
No doubt.
It's funny. I do something every morning that I've heard Preston talk about somebody does that he can't stand, and it pisses Preston off so much. And, I do it, and I don't care. But my reason, I'm not getting in anybody's way. And this guy, for some reason, Preston, it just really...
What is it?
Hang on. It really pisses you off. And my stance is, he's not impeding your progress whatsoever. But
Can we ask Preston if he can guess what you're talking about?
Yeah, running a red light.
Yeah, I make a left on... So it's a 4-lane road where, you have your green light. And then in order to make a left, you need a green arrow. And I make a left on red every single morning.
Red arrow or all red?
It's all red.
All red.
It's
okay.
all red, right? So in order for me to be able to make a left, I need a green arrow.
Got you.
But but I have
so
certain
scared. I'm like, they're the cops. They're in the woods
Kathy,
somewhere.
in 20 years, I've only seen a cop twice.
I know. Okay? I'm just saying, I get nervous. I wouldn't be able to.
But I do it because...
Do you go straight? If you pull up to an intersection and there's a red light, do you go straight as well?
No.
Okay.
Hang on. Just let me sort of qualify this. I do have certain parameters, right? I do not make the left on red if I see headlights coming in the other direction.
Okay.
Okay? There cannot be any cars coming in the opposite direction whatsoever. I also can see... on the lights that are facing in the opposite direction, so I can sort of jump the green light because I see the reflection of the light on the wires in the other direction. So that's what I did this morning. I was like, I'm pulling up to that intersection and I see the lights turn yellow and then red. I was like, boom.
I don't want to be over dramatic, but to me, that's worse than stolen valor.
Probably.
There's a light that's very long. I mean, we've timed it it's probably 5-6 minutes, and even in the morning, it doesn't change, and it's so annoying. So I don't do that. I do have to go through the light. So instead, I make a hard right, a U-turn, come back up to the light, and then I can make a right on red.
I appreciate that.
And there's no U-turn sign, so I'm technically allowed to make the U-turn. I was talking to my neighbor about it. He's like, "Oh, I do it every morning." He's like, you can make a U-turn there." He's like, "I do it all the time."
At 5 a.m., some red lights are actually stop signs.
Listen, I understand that. I get it. The ones that I see do it have been blatant, and it pisses me off.
Hate it.
And it's to get onto the Northeast Extension from leaving my area, and so it's a 4-point intersection, and when these people blow the red light, they're going straight through it. And then making a left, and I'm just like, come on, man.
All right,
this light is not going to be longer than 1 minute.
Right.
I mean, come on.
I love this conversation because let me ask you and psychoanalyze me on this. There's a point at which I come to in my journey in the morning where I come down to Lincoln. There's a CVS on the corner. There is a light, so the CVS is on the driver's side of the corner of this intersection. So when the light is red, some people cut right through the CVS parking lot.
They go through the lot.
Go through the lot and bypass the light.
Yep.
And I'm like, should I let it go? Or am I okay in being a little miffed that they do that?
Yeah, I think you can be a little...
Oh, I do. So the same light I'm talking about when I come home from work, I cut through the gas station.
Yeah, so sometimes...
If I see it change, if I missed the green, I'm like, oh, no, I'm not waiting.
It sort of depends on... There's one light in particular, if... As I'm approaching the light, it turns red. I'm like, I'm going to be here for a little while. So I cut through the parking lot, and that's on the left there. But I only do that if I'm just catching that light. Do you know what I mean?
Also, Preston, I'm pretty sure there's an illegal business out of the gas station. That's only why I do it.
Okay, fair enough.
Well,
I'm like, they're not calling
you don't
the
get
cops
your
on me.
meth there. You get it from the florist, right?
No, I don't think it's meth. I think it's coke.
Oh, coke.
But I just everybody breaks like traffic laws, right? And so why are you going to be, citizens arrest guy when you drive 80 or 90 or you turn right on red?
Is it a case of judge not lest ye be judged?
Kinda.
All right.
Kinda. And especially if what I'm doing doesn't impede your progress whatsoever. What do you care?
I think it's more judge not suck my ass.
Okay.
No, but there are certain little things that piss me off. And some of them, one of the things I don't like is also the person who knows the light is turning green in a few seconds, so they drive through.
Yeah.
They drive through an intersection. It's like, I've never done that. And it's just, maybe because I'm saying to myself, I could do that. It's this early to do it. But I'm defending why I'm not doing it. I'm trying to be a law-abiding citizen at that time.
My light doesn't turn. That's the problem for me. Like
It's a
literally,
long light?
it's one of those things. Like when I pull up to it in the morning, if I've not triggered it or it's not on the cycle that it needs to be on or whatever the hell, it literally won't turn ever. So I'll just be sitting there for a half hour.
That light. There's something wrong with it, or the sensor's off, or whatever. Like, you have no choice.
There's one intersection that I get to. It's a no turn on red, and I usually turn on red. And I was at that intersection today. I was so mad because I was the third car in line.
Oh, and so people in front of you?
And the people in front of me were going straight. And I'm telling you, listen, that light was red for 3 minutes. I was like, why? No light should be red for 3 minutes, especially 5 o'clock in the morning.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyhow, we've aired our grievances about lights and whatnot and traffic situations, but I thought you guys might find that interesting. These definitions of the roads are kind of vague.
I think I completely understand
Parkway,
it.
freeway, highway, interstate, and all that stuff. The Parkway one is the one I definitely understand. So, but I thought it was kind of interesting and worth passing along. We need to take a break. We do have some stuff scheduled for today. We're going to do the Connoisseur segment a little later on. We'll have a chance to win some freebies and talk about food and stuff. And we'll come back with a bizarre file when we return. So stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
But when people get on your nerves, like him,
Yes.
when they get on your nerve, you have to have more patience. It's like being in marriage. Look at him. He's upset visibly now.
Compromise and
Compromise and patience.
Wow. I don't think that I am saying, hey, you need to experience this. You really need to do this. You really and after a couple times I try it and I get a cue from him that he's not interested, then I will back off of that.
Right.
Casey keeps going and going and going, and it's just what you do. You know, I mean,
Sure.
Well, you got to learn to let that go. If he doesn't go with yoga after
The yogurt
10
thing.
weeks,
See,
I mean, you got to give it up.
But the yogurt thing.
Or whatever. It doesn't have to be yoga.
So I thought he was over exaggerating,
You're like a little chihuahua.
How in his face I was about the yogurt.
Okay.
He said I've been asking him for like a year, and I felt like maybe I only asked him a couple of times. And I thought the most hurtful part was I had actually was going to let him try some of the yogurt because I knew, and it was just like The Departed. He didn't see it, so I brought it in for him, and I gave him the DVD. So I thought, hey,
that's
this brought me joy.
That's like you saying to him, hey, you didn't listen to me. Here, watch it now.
Right.
So now you're telling him what to do.
Right.
And he feels confronted.
Now you've like.
All right, now
alienated.
I'm seeing it. Now I'm seeing it from your perspective.
May I jump in here, Robert?
Yeah, of
because
course.
I think also in a case they both love each other and they have things that excite them and they want the other to experience that, but they can't communicate on how to get. They feel that they are less because the other hasn't embraced something that excites them.
So
Is that correct?
All right, and here's the other part of it all. We have the peanut gallery. Okay, so Preston said what he said, and then my feelings got hurt, and maybe I said something so he couldn't hear because his headphones were on. But
what did he say?
I just said I can't say anything. Well, I can't say anything.
And
blah,
then
blah, blah.
I made sure you knew that.
And then
yes, you did.
So then,
right, legging on from Kathy over there. Yeah.
This thing that just would have went away, right? I would have had hurt feelings for about 30 seconds, and it would have went away, got brought up on the air, and became a bit without either of us really approving it or intending it or anything.
So you
like
have
that.
to respect each other's piece. If you have something you want to say, and you're in a peanut gallery situation, then write it down.
So, and then there's another
write
part
it
of
down.
That's a good way to do it.
There's another part of this that, so after the show was over, our relationship was a little fractured. It really was. There were some hurt feelings. I knew I hurt his feelings, and he knew he hurt mine. He apologized, and we were about to talk it out. And then Matt Irvine, with his giant bushy eyebrows, came in and ruined everything.
And then you never said anything
because
after
I didn't want to drum it back up.
I was kind of hurt by that.
I know. So
did Irvine say something about the yogurt?
No, he had a feral animal caught in one of his eyebrows, and he was looking for help.
So now that it has been brought back up again, because I didn't want to beat a dead horse, right?
Yep.
So now that it has been brought back up again, Preston.
What?
I called you a couple of names that day. I apologize. I said you were being a dick.
Uh-huh.
And I said you were being a douche. And I thought that was harsh. And those were my hurt feelings speaking.
Okay.
And that was not me. And I apologize.
That's pretty bold of him. That's pretty.
That's good.
Okay,
We're making breakthroughs. Right.
Yeah.
Stand up and give each other a hug.
All right. Let's feed each other some yogurt. Love you, man.
There you are. That was simple, right? Communication.
Yeah.
If you communicate well together, don't listen to the peanut gallery because they're always going to throw in.
Sometimes he is a dick.
Ouch. So I think Kathy's on the bench next.
Yes, yeah. Well, Robert,
we got to have a complete retread here.
Robert has it's a good thing, and because you're reticent to think of a friendship in terms of like the same dynamics that would be in a marriage, but there's very similar things going on, correct?
Exactly the same, and it's the same when you have kids. These are the kids, right? In the room, because they'll throw things and they'll test the parents. So Kathy will go on your side and say, well, he's a douche or whatever. And they will just wind it up because, A, they're fun. They've been with you guys for a long time. Yeah. But friendship is about communication, just like marriage.
Yes.
About trust, communication. And if you have something to say, you should actually say it to each other, not in front of other people.
Right.
And don't say anything when you're angry. Write it down, put it under somewhere, go away, calm down, then pull it out. And if you still feel the same as what you wrote on that piece of paper, then confront it when you're calmer.
What makes you an expert? Your years as a chef?
Life.
Did you feel a certain weirdness, Preston, after that?
Well, yeah, I brought it on myself because I thought more about what he said, and then I started to, I clammed up. I also have been kind of coming down on myself a little bit about being aware of how I interact with other people and the things that I say, and I want to be more cautious about it. I don't think I'm an outright jerk to people, but sometimes I'll say something and forget that it's just my opinion and that, it's not necessarily the right opinion.
Yeah.
So I need to kind of watch it, except for bitches like Kathy.
Oh, my God. I think I agree with you on that.
Everyone has an opinion, and don't change the way you are. That's what makes you you are.
I mean, if there's something that can bring us all together, it's
right. It's our hatred for Kathy.
Right.
I just can't believe this is happening. And this is like really, you guys are
See,
being
Kathy,
serious.
what you didn't realize, it's all about you, not these guys.
We've both tried Chobani. We've both tried the Oikos.
And I just brought another one. Actually, it didn't. Marissa did. I just brought one just for you to try.
Stonyfield.
Yeah, I just thought you can try something different.
Are you saying that this is perhaps a yogurt they can both love together?
Yes, and I want them to interlock arms when you do this. There you go.
Like this.
It's beautiful. And so the healing begins.
What do you think about
No. Yeah, look, we agree.
The enemy of my enemy.
I noticed a few things. I did.
Down a dark alley, across a field. Look over there. He does. He's Preston Elliott, the noticer. Noticing so you don't have to. And yes, this is probably a lot like the junk drawer.
Yep.
But just a different introduction.
Cuddling a kitten.
Cuddling a kitten?
Yes. Makes you feel better, but it could be dangerous to your health. Doctors from Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in the U.S. conducted a large-scale survey of the cat-borne bacterial disease cat scratch fever.
Oh. Yes.
Which is legit. The doctors have warned that hands should always be washed after touching cats and to avoid kissing felines where possible.
Sorry. Make out with them all the time. In fact, I brush my teeth with their tails.
The disease is spread when you are scratched by an infected cat, hence cat scratch fever, or when you don't wash your hands and touch your mouth after stroking an infected cat.
You have to be careful of anything like that, And
well, we're talking about people kissing their chickens.
Kissing your goddamn chicken.
And getting salmonella.
I'll kiss a kitten before I kiss a chicken, and yes, that's on my bumper sticker. I kiss chickens and I vote. I will not be overlooked.
We need to have those made.
Cat owners should also be careful about their animals' interaction with stray cats where possible. However, the disease is relatively rare, where the survey finding that annual incidence was...
Survey says...
come on, man.
Give him a break.
I'm just
a kitten-loving man.
One of those days. All right, so anyhow, they found that an annual incidence was 4.5 outpatient diagnosed...
Chicken kisser. Number one answer on the board. Chicken kisser.
The noticer.
With that.
He's ended his noticing for today, but the noticing will go on the Preston and Steve Show.
I have a chance. I knew it. This is pretty cool. Jared Leto has signed on to star in a new biopic about Andy Warhol.
That's pretty wild.
And so he'll play Andy Warhol. I think he'll be great as Andy Warhol.
Andy! Was that good?
Yeah.
It kind of sounded like that.
Andy! Terrence Winter will pen the script based on the 1989 book Warhol, the biography.
Do you find him at all interesting?
Yeah.
At that time and what he
do.
represents, I do as well.
And just what an oddball, strange guy he was, and the fact that he created such a sensation with his artwork. So
he also created the game Spud. Oh, a lot of people don't know that.
No way.
Yeah,
Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol.
Out of boredom? Like,
yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Okay. Wait, how do you play Spud again? I was thinking of Chink.
Excuse me?
Racist.
Oh, there's a game.
Yeah,
called
okay.
Chink.
I'm sorry, Casey. You're late for your Klan rally.
You've never heard of the game?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
what's
have.
Spud?
Spud, we always used to use a flat ball, like a ball.
Yeah.
That wasn't fully.
Yeah, we did too. What
right?
the hell was the point of that?
It was invented by Andy Warhol.
His
when
wrists
you had
were weak.
when you had a ball that you couldn't play foursquare with or something like that, and you had to find something else to do with it, and so you played, Spud.
Man, I loved that game.
Spud was a lot of fun.
I forgot how you did it.
You throw it
in
up.
the air.
You picked a
Everyone
category.
runs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but you had to have a category.
Right, and then you spell out as you move towards the person you're going to throw the ball at, right?
Well, yeah, but there was like an it person, right?
Yeah,
who,
right.
who had
Somebody's
the ball.
always it.
Wait a
and
second.
you picked a category. Say the category was colors, and everybody behind you had their color. So I would say I was the person. I would throw it up.
That's it.
And
they'd
I'd
have
yell,
to run and catch it.
I'd yell red, and if Steve was red, everybody else would take off. Steve would have to go get the ball.
And then it turns into kind of dodgeball after that, right?
Yeah, because you have to get closer to the person that you want to hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Something along those-
actually a fun game.
I'll have to look up
Because
the,
what happens on the throwing process is everyone runs in different directions, but if your name is called as you're running, you realize it's you or your color.
Yeah, and you got to go back and get
and
it.
then you've got to run back.
I feel like I've missed out on my childhood.
It was awesome.
I've never played this game.
and I never knew Andy Warhol invented it.
Yeah.
Well, he was a color guy, right?
He was very much about.
Totally,
Doesn't
yeah.
have to be colors though. It can be anything.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be all kinds of categories.
Campbell's soup.
So anyhow, I don't know why that made me laugh so hard. But
He's just kind of the last person you'd figure would invent Spud.
oh my God, I've got to quit snorting, man. I am doing that way too often.
You snorted on the golf course yesterday.
I can't help it. It's after a long wheezy laugh, and then I have to inhale, and somehow or another my nose gets involved. I can't help it. Casey brought these into the studio. I have 3 ink pens. They're Bic, just your standard, office. We have a sort of concert announcement.
A sort of concert announcement.
First time in 28 years or so, I think we've done a sort of concert announcement.
We'd hoped we'd have the opportunity to.
Yeah. And now we have it. Ladies and gentlemen, it involves Metallica. So here is why this is a sort of concert announcement. So the Metallica World Tour, the M72 World Tour at the Link, there are 2 shows, Friday, May 23rd and Sunday, May 25th. And those have been sold in a 2-show package. You buy tickets, you're going to both shows.
Yes.
Well, there are going to be 6 single day tickets on sale for Friday the 17th, and it is a week from today that these tickets will go on sale on the 17th. Wait, is that next? Yeah, that is next Friday, yeah. So it is a no repeat weekend, 2 different sets, different openers, and the show is in the round at the 50-yard line. So on the Friday, May 23rd show, Limp Bizkit and Ice 9 Kills will be opening the show. On Sunday, May 25th, Pantera and Suicidal Tendencies. But Friday, the May 23rd, that's when the show is. I think I said Friday the 17th. That's when the tickets go on sale. But anyhow, you'll be able to get tickets for that this Friday, 10 a.m. via Ticketmaster. And you want to listen through the week, next week, for your chance to win tickets each weekday with Brent Porsche and a few sprinkled in the Preston and Steve show, too.
Very nice, yes.
So, in case you weren't available on those days or couldn't afford both tickets, you can now buy single-day tickets
Have
for
you ever
that
gone
Friday
to
show.
back-to-back concerts from the same artist?
Wow. Very good question. No, I don't think so.
No, neither have
I know Casey probably has. Nick has.
I did.
When your band, you did?
Yeah, because I didn't remember the first night, so I went back the second
That's
night.
a good call. Who was it?
What band?
Debbie Gibson?
No, it was Madonna, and I went with Elisa, my best friend, the first night. And I swear, we truly think that somebody put something in.
You got dosed? Really?
Yeah, and listen, like people say that as a joke, and that's like the default. But we made friends with this couple that was sitting next to us, and as the show went on, we were getting the same drinks, and they were, and the guy said, "Oh, I'll go get your drinks." I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
We don't. Neither one of us remember the rest of the night.
What's your poison?
That's got to be it.
So I was extremely hungover the next day.
I'm surprised
went
you
back.
would. So, I mean, you must have been in the mood and happy enough because that doesn't seem like something you would do.
What?
Allow someone to go get your.
You know what? We were much younger. It was we were in college.
All right.
It was a different time. We were hanging with them. We thought they were our friends. Like it wasn't a good situation.
That very well could be.
So go get your own drinks when you go to a concert. But
Yes.
that was the reason I went back to back.
Kathy's tip. Get your own drinks. All right, so the information, WMMR.com. It is Friday, so let's sing it into being with Froggy.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Special Olympics Pennsylvania, inviting you to get Freezing for a Reason at the 2025 Polar Plunge. It's February 1st at Citizens Bank Park. For more information or to register, you can visit phillyplunge.org. That's phillyplungephilly.org. I think, they haven't fixed this.
It's phillyplunge.org. They got to correct that for you.
I'll do it, Preston.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I was going to
I
fix
should
it
have
now.
done that yesterday. My
Thank
bad.
you. No, it's all good. All right, so here's a follow-up story for you. A perverted Michigan home inspector who was caught on camera pleasuring himself with a Tickle Me Elmo doll.
Oh, what? Oh my God!
You don't remember this?
Oh, it's a great story. One of my favorites.
I'll refresh your memory. He was busted for violating his probation. Kevin Wayne Van Leuven, now 62 years old, was found guilty of aggravated indecent exposure and sentenced to 19 days behind bars in October 2022 following the act he committed in a young boy's bedroom.
Gosh, I remember that.
But he was convicted yet again in January of this year for violating his probation. So to refresh your memory, in March of 2021, Jada Dodson hired Van Leuven to inspect their home ahead of a property sale. And while Dodson and the rest of her family were away from the residence, leaving the inspector to perform his job alone, her phone alerted her of movement in the nursery. Thinking nothing of it, she opened her phone to check the progress of the inspection through the nanny cam installed inside the home. What she saw was horrifying. Dodson told police that she saw Van Leuven begin touching himself before picking up her 2-year-old son's Tickle Me Elmo doll.
Oh, what is it with Elmo?
And
Take a breath. Smell a smell, sniff a sniff, and take a breath.
So
You're gonna be my regular Saturday night thing, baby.
This is not all right.
and he used the doll to pleasure himself.
And they let this guy out in order to violate the probation.
I tell you what, Big Bird, you're gonna watch.
Awesome.
Van Leuven was captured on video positioning himself within the doorway of Dodson's 2-year-old son's closet, facing away from the camera and committing the act.
Is he taking the tickle me thing too literally?
He was then captured zipping up his pants and placing the Elmo doll on the other side of the room, all while it was heard emitted the pre-recorded laugh from the doll. After placing the toy back in its original spot, Van Leuven stood up while breathing hard
Oh, this is making me so uncomfortable.
and appeared to briefly make eye contact with the camera before continuing.
So let me
the
ask you,
inspection.
are these the dolls that have the built-in vibrator thing?
I mean, like it would shake and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I got to get one.
Charges of aggravated indecent exposure and malicious deconstruction of property is what he faced. By the way, have you ever seen the video where they take the power and slowly crank it up more and more on the Tickle Me Elmo doll?
No, I want to see that.
It's hilarious. The judge had ordered him to 19 days behind bars. He was ordered to continue mental health treatment.
19?
19 days. That's it. Yeah.
So do you imagine, like, when he was getting, would there be an Elmo on the other side of the glass visiting him in the jail?
By the way, a jury had found, since there was no proof in the form of DNA discovered on the doll, that he could not be charged with destruction of property. So that's why he got a light sentence. And it remains unclear how he has violated his probation. So.
We're watching the video that you're talking about, Preston. Looks like he's having a massive aneurysm.
Yeah, you'll have to watch it with the audio and everything, and eventually he like almost catches on fire or something. But it's worth checking out with the audio. All right, so in Memphis, Tennessee, a resident who incorporated Halloween decorations into her Christmas display had no idea that she would be in trouble with the city. Alexis Luttrell put a skeleton and a skeleton dog in her yard in October and later dressed them up for the holidays. And in December, she received a notice that the decor was in violation of city code.
What?
She said, the code they say I'm violating is that I have seasonal decorations up too long. According to Ordinance 1133, holiday and seasonal decorations shall not be installed or placed more than 45 days before the date of the holiday for which the said decorations are intended, and shall be removed from within a reasonable period of time, not to exceed 30 days. Following the date of the holiday for which said decorations are intended.
So I, year-round, have a zombie coming out of my front garden. So even when the Christmas decorations are up, now you'd have to go up and see it up close, but it's there. But it's kind of a thing.
But here's the interesting thing, though, is she used this as a Christmas decoration. It's a skeleton, but she had it up for Halloween, and then when Christmas rolled around, put like the hat on. And
so by her reckoning, that is a Christmas decoration.
Yeah.
So she's not in violation.
I agree.
And a lot
that's
of
just
people
an
do
aesthetic
They
call.
do.
Yes.
Kathy, they do. So she purchased the skeletons for yard displays throughout the year. Actually, she uses them throughout the year.
I like her.
And believes that it's open to interpretation what qualifies as a Christmas decoration. So, by the way, she has a law degree and she plans to fight the citation in city
I think
court.
she's going to win.
I think so, too.
I do. I have a neighbor that keeps up. I don't.
Skeleton year round?
No, it's not a skeleton. It's just like lights and Christmas and every other holiday. I'm not really sure what's going on, but it's up all year. All year.
And you love it, don't you?
Listen, I actually, out of the neighborhood and the people who are, I guess, maybe affected by it because the lights are shining in their windows, like I'm the least of it. Doesn't bother me that much. I kind of just think it's funny, but it really bothers some people.
So my outdoor lights are not going to come down until we get a little bit warmer.
I still have reindeer in my front lawn. I'm like, I'm not going out there. It's too cold.
But the great thing with Delco trim lights is that you can just adjust them to, at the spur of the moment, drop of the hat.
But are you still turning them on?
Yeah, they come on all the time.
Oh, see, I'm not turning mine on anymore.
In Christmas colors right now?
Yes, which reminded me. So I have to change. Well, I mean, we're still in the zone, but I'd like to switch to something maybe a little bit softer.
We're still in the zone?
colors. Yeah.
You think we're still in the zone?
Well, he just had his holiday party last weekend. So
All right. I got it. All right, so listen to this. Little tip for you here. If you've ever had an MRI, you've noticed that technicians go to great pains to make sure that you don't have any metal on you before you go through the machine.
It's true.
An unnamed 22-year-old woman found out why and when she neglected to remove a sex toy from her butt.
She went to get an MRI with a sex toy in her ass?
She thought that it was 100% silicone.
Is it okay if I have a sex toy in my ass?
But she was wrong. And when the MRI was fired up, the toy was pulled through her rectum and up into her chest cavity.
Went the opposite way.
My
Oh,
God.
Man, why did it go the hard way?
Yep, it went that way.
It went saw the light.
And it said it went through her chest cavity at the speed of sound.
It had to kill her, right?
No, the woman had significant and serious injuries, but she did survive from
And
that.
the best orgasm of her life.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Ma'am, are you okay in there?
That was dangerous, but I loved it.
All right, and there you go. That's what I have in your bizarre file. I know Kathy's just over the fact that somebody would leave, even if
Take it out. Get back to it when you
Listen,
get back home.
And I say this because when I go to the dentist, I take my butt plugs out.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
And there's no magnetic stuff even there at all.
Got a deference.
By the way, they don't really go out of their way to make sure you have no metal. They're like, do you have any metal on? No. Okay, lay down.
I have a question because I'm, going to have to get dental implants. Will that affect me in a...
dental implant?
Yeah,
No.
I need to. No? Okay.
No.
All right.
What, like as far as MRIs go?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I have metal plate in my shoulder when I broke my collarbone, and I'm okay there.
The thing to do, though, if you want to draw the energy away, is put a metal dildo in your butt.
Right, yes.
Done.
Yeah, a lot of times they ask about implants and, any implants in your heart. A lot of times in your eye and stuff like that, if there are any...
In your eye?
Yeah, like springs and things like that they can put in there. Believe it or not, yeah.
So the Google guys.
Oh, for novelty.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're concerned that if you start choking or have any issue with like a place or something that could come off, that becomes a choking hazard.
Man, that would suck. Have it sucked out of your mouth while you're in the MRI thing.
What would you rather have? A metal thing in your mouth blow down through your ass, or something in your ass blow up through your
Neither.
mouth?
I would prefer neither.
I'd go ass to chest.
Okay.
This to me is listen.
That's how I roll.
and if you're listening at home, please have this conversation with your family.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a Friday night conversation for sure.
I am having dinner with my whole family tonight. We'll bring this
Don't
up.
bring it
I'll ask
up.
my mom.
I'm glad you're all here. I love you all much, but we need to know things.
Casey, you're going to get the implant?
I have to.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Did you get it out yet?
No.
Oh, I don't understand how it doesn't hurt you.
I've just gotten used to eating, differently.
You're putting in an implant, a dental implant.
Yeah,
too.
so this back tooth
have them.
has
They're
to
great.
come out, and then the implant has to go in so that they can put a bridge in, and then I also have a tooth missing over here that I'll probably just end up getting implanted.
I tell you what,
as well.
they're so amazing that I forget which is the the real.
You have
implant.
implants?
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you going to that guy in the van, Casey, that you were telling me about?
Yes.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
Yeah, right.
Like it's just so expensive.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
All right, we do need to break. We need to come back in a moment, and when we return, it's Connoisseur time.
Hey!
Friday morning, we'll come back with us. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve
on 93.3 W.
Cheapies.
One might find in any drawer.
Yeah, and these have been mutilated.
What happened?
Clearly, someone has been chewing on these pens.
Well, wait a second. They're kept in this studio, correct?
No. He got these from the what's the number studio next door?
4F.
4F.
Yeah.
In Studio 4F, which is the main MMR studio. And these pens are absolutely mutilated by how badly they've been chewed on.
So who do you figure is the greatest perpetrator, or the most
I know
likely
exactly who it is.
perpetrator?
You know who it is?
Yes, that pen looks extremely familiar to me.
Oh.
Who is it?
It's Matt Cord.
That's what I
Matt Cord.
He used to do that with, him and I used to get, I would basically make fun of him because he would do that to all the pens at the Sixers games. He would use a red and a blue pen, and he would
Chew the F out of
He
them?
would chew the F out of the top of it. And
Matt's got some major teeth.
I always used to be like, ew, that's so gross.
We have a point of contention up on the phones here, Preston.
Uh-oh.
There may be a false accusation.
Hang on a second. Yeah, Pancake's on the line. Pierre's producer. Hey, Pancake.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good. So you have a theory on the chewed pens?
Yeah, so I think that it's Jackie.
See, Jackie blames Matt Cord.
Well, because Matt Cord uses different pens. Matt Cord has
That's true. He has
Matt
special
Cord has
pens.
special
He
DJ
does.
pens.
He does. Now, Pancake's right. He has the blue and the red pen that he uses for everything.
All right. Well, Pancake, I don't know. You still thinking it's Jackie?
I think it's Jackie. I'm not sure, but we actually call it the pen fan, and we ordered a box of 50 pens because we were getting 2 and 3 at a time.
Wow.
You call it the pen what?
The pen fan.
The pen famine.
Oh, pen famine.
The great pen famine.
The great pen famine,
16, yeah.
All right, Matt's on the line. Hey, Matt.
I don't chew pens.
You don't chew pens ever?
No, I treat I use Papermate, Flare, blue and red. I treat them like gold.
You put that cap in your mouth. Do not say you don't.
Well,
But I never chew it. I don't. The chewer's Jackie. Come on.
All right. So Matt's vehemently, no, definitely not.
He says
Okay.
Jackie is the
Thank
chewer.
you, Matt. Okay. All right.
So it's not Pierre and it's not Matt Cord.
Should we bring in an expert to note the teeth markings and do a DNA test?
That's
on
exactly what I was thinking. Because you have a set number of people who are using that air studio. You can get DNA swabs.
Yep.
And then get samples from all of the chalks, and you could nail this down in no time.
Do you want me to go to Jackie Bam Bam's secret hiding spot and see how many pens he has there?
And see if there's any chewed up ones.
Hang on. Oh.
Casey.
Can I come with you? I want to see where it is.
Can you divulge that
I'm
to
going
her?
with him.
Case?
Look at how thrilled they are to do this.
I know. All right, hold on a second.
This is what it's come to. How many? That looks like 50 pens.
That's just from Jackie's hiding
Here's
hole.
the chewed up ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. These are all chewed up ones.
Wow.
17.
Wow.
18.
We might have a culprit here.
This one has teeth marks on it too. 19. The other ones look clean.
So about almost half of the pens?
19 chewed up pens.
I think I need to apologize to Matt Cord.
Yeah,
I think so.
Sorry.
Are we going to go by the people versus he who smelt it dealt it?
Or people in glass houses, or Jacques.
I'm going with the Queef Club.
Jackie Hughes.
Queef Club!
Yes.
Queef Club!
Nobody's implicated Marcus in this.
Oh.
No.
You don't think so? He did the overnights last night.
But listen, maybe Jackie may have just stolen these chewed up pens and taken them and
It's
put
quite
it in
possible.
his stash. I mean, it's like you never know until you hear the other
He
side of it.
rescued them.
Why steal chewed up pens? Why I would steal. Then if I wasn't the pen chewer, I
know.
wouldn't.
Maybe
want...
he's got a problem. Oh, wait a minute. Bam Bam's on the line.
Bam Bam!
Hey, Bam Bam.
I'm like the sixth person of the Preston and Steve show. This is going to be a good habit here.
It is. It is a good habit.
Jackie, I need to ask you a question. So, have you complained that there are chewed up pens in the studio and that Matt Cord may be the culprit?
No, I never complain about them because I put the pens in my mouth. When you smoke cigarettes and all, you need something in your mouth. You get a little nervous. I don't chew them, but I'll be honest with you. I put a couple in my mouth. Yeah.
So wait a minute. So okay, Casey, I thought you said
he's not being totally forthcoming.
Well, he just woke up.
Matt Cord doesn't have a problem with pens. Matt Cord has a problem with toothpicks. No, never.
All right, we've heard about Matt Cord's toothpicks problem. We've heard that someone has a foot powder issue. We've heard, but this chewed pen thing. Now we have actually found your super hidden stash of pens, and at least
great.
half of them.
I won't have anything to write with tonight when I get there. That's my.
Don't worry, there's 1,000 pens and markers up there.
You'll have plenty to
You're
write
good.
with.
We'll put them back.
You better put them back, Casey.
Not to
But
mention
listen.
the 36 pens you have in your briefcase.
No. I can never find a pen. That's where they're hidden because there's never nothing to write with.
Can't find them because they're all up there.
Jackie, there's 50 of them here, and 20 of them are chewed on.
Well, I'm not going to say I chewed them, but I do say I hide them all.
All right, so if you put them in your mouth, are you sure that at any point in time you don't give a quick little nibble?
Maybe I do, yeah.
Jackie.
Yes.
You just gave yourself a one-way ticket to the penitentiary.
By the way, somebody texted in and said, Cord was just a red herring. It was Bam Bam in 4F with the big pen.
Yes. What about all the panties with skid marks in Kathy's garbage can?
Those are mine.
Oh, they're yours?
Yeah.
All right.
We have All right, anyhow.
Well, she immediately fessed up.
But I think we solved something.
We did.
I know. I'm pretty happy that
good.
we got to the bottom of that.
Yeah.
Very rare that we actually do. So
Teamwork.
That was
Well,
cool.
we have to talk to HR now. See what they're going to do.
Bert Kreischer is still here, the machine, the conqueror himself, who will be at Helium Comedy Club today, tonight, and then through the weekend.
Until the autopsy.
Until the autopsy takes place. He's got his bottle of Fireball.
There's no surprise ending for this one night.
Been enjoying this morning.
Just blackout.
Our other guest we love having here anytime he can. There's a very cool party coming up. Some of us have been to it before, and it's for a great cause. For a great cause.
Santa,
you can do it.
Oh,
one of those things.
God.
It's M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Good to see you this morning.
Thank you, guys.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, too.
All right. So, Bert, I know, was just a huge fan, and he wanted to stick around.
It's so cool meeting you.
Thank you, man.
You've given me so much enjoyment. Do you ever think that? Like, how you've, okay, we were sharing this, and I didn't want to talk about this on air because it may come out.
Tell the story that you were telling us. It's absolutely fine.
I saw Sixth Sense at a black movie theater.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was the coolest experience because it really brought me together with black dudes. Like, as soon as he goes back and he sees the blood, I realized it with every black dude. And I hear the guy behind me like, oh, dude's dead. Dude's dead. And then I stand up like, dude's dead. Dude's dead. And we start hitting each other. We're all standing up in the movie theater. It was so, and then we sat in the lobby for an hour later breaking down the movie being like, yeah, thermostat drops. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, the mom, she was talking to herself. She was talking to herself. She was talking to herself.
Well, if I can bring people together, that's really
best moment. That was the kid from New Kids on the Block. Shut up! Shut up!
That's the surprise.
Last night, and I was just skimming through the channels. Yeah. So you had Unbreakable.
Oh!
You had The Village.
The Village!
Hey, just a minute, Bert.
Calm down, Bert.
You had Unbreakable, The Village, Lady in the Water, and The Visit were all on
TV?
last night.
Wow.
Every single one of them. And is it because it's this time of year that maybe the cable companies say, all right.
How much money do you have?
I think as a new movie is coming out, as it's coming out, they try to play my movies again.
Okay.
So they feel there's more attention and people want to catch up on old movies they haven't seen and those kind of things. So as this new movie's coming out, they start playing the old.
I watched.
By the way, I have to say,
yes.
Whenever I tend to not go on radio shows. I've said this to you guys around the country because like the cowbells and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I always go, would Kubrick do this? And now as I'm sitting next to you in your underwear, I'm questioning my very
decision.
Status.
Yeah.
I mean, it reminds me of in high school when I was on the swim team, but this is the last time I think I've seen a male in a Speedo.
Get ready, a wave's coming. Do you underestimate your audiences sometimes in a movie or overestimate them and they'll figure this out now? How did you know we were going to figure it out then? That's what I can't understand. How did you know I was going to get it when he went, and I was like, how did you know I was going to stand up, grab a black dude by his dreadlocks and go, dude's dead? How did you know
I'm going to guess that part he did not know. But that
it's called the dreadlock moment. Yes. A technical term for it. And
someone better get a picture of me getting a shot with M. Night Shyamalan.
So what do we drink? What is this?
It's Fireball.
If you guys are all drinking it, I'll definitely do it.
I'll take a picture.
See?
I'll have a shot. Anybody who wants a shot, step forward. Now, unless we do this right now, we aren't able to do a shot before 9 a.m. because it's 8:58 a.m. And
we got to do this.
That we did shots before 9 a.m. You ready?
Yeah.
So, cheers, everyone.
Bert Kreischer raised it up.
Cheers. Hey, it is a pleasure meeting you, man. Thank you so much for what you do.
Here you go. Toast.
Guys, cheers.
Cheers.
All right, I got to go to the Helium Comedy Club and do a show now.
Yes.
Hey,
what are you doing? What are you doing at noon?
Yeah.
Night,
I got an extra Speedo.
Bill Weston, man about town.
Oh, let's make a call.
Is he out in the hallway?
I don't know. But that's Bill Weston.
He's dressed as Professor Snape.
It's a pretty good costume.
From Harry Potter. It actually is really good, but I can't believe that's Bill.
Bill Weston to the Air Studio. Bill Weston to the Air Studio.
There he is. There he is. He's here, man about town. Oh, my God.
He looks like Emo Phillips' brother.
Let's play around with the Connoisseur, folks. Oh, you get Mr. Announcer?
I'll do it for you. It's time for the Friday edition of the Connoisseur.
All right, we're going to jump right in, and we're going to talk about a group that is actually here right now. Deets and Watson.
Yeah, I love them.
And Deets and Watson bird dogs are back. So they're bringing these to help feed the best fans in the land with the Eagles playoff run. The bird dogs truck will visit different Philadelphia neighborhoods throughout the Eagles playoff run, handing out free bird dogs and Kelly Green beanies as well. And during the Sops, fan can get registered to win a pair of tickets to the game. And bird dogs are an original hot dog recipe made with jumbo beef Deets dogs that are topped with French fried onions, roasted long hots, and provolone cheese nestled. I love that word, by the way. Nestled into an Eagles green roll baked by Amoroso's.
Me likey.
And so actually we have here this morning Steve and Mac from Deets and Watson that are cooking them up in our kitchen. I was going to report on it no matter what, and they happen to be here today dropping some off to us.
I love this concept.
I'll tell you where you can go, by the way.
Please, yeah.
Right.
No. I haven't had the this particular version of the bird dog, but I'm a huge Deets and Watson dog fan. So the Last Stand, which doesn't exist anymore, that they use exclusively Deets and Watson dogs, and then also the all beef sausage is so freaking good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. Today, the Eagles Autism Foundation Pep Rally will be at the Navy Yard, and you can stop by and get free dogs there.
It's excellent.
3:30 to 6 is when that happens, so swing by the Navy Yard. You should be able to find it. And then on Sunday, they are doing another one. They did one yesterday, by the way, at on Market Street. But Sunday, they will be, before the game, the bus will be in Lot N, and from 1:30 to 4:30, they're going to be handing out. And it says here, free dogs.
Yeah, well, yeah,
free
no
bird
doubt.
dogs while they last. So I've not had a bird dog.
No,
have you?
No, it's gonna. Today we are gonna pop our cherry together.
I'll tell you what, the little French fry element to that looks pretty damn good.
Yeah. So we're looking at a picture of one right now. You almost can't see the bun because it's blending into the background. But it's a green bun.
Yes.
And this one, instead of long hots on it, it has, it looks like green onions or something like that. Or maybe those are fried green.
Those are the long hots that are
they are.
chopped
Okay,
up,
so they cut them up and then they kind of, I guess, saute them.
I couldn't tell that it was a green bun at all.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You can hardly
almost
see
looks
it.
like it's a wrap around it.
Yeah.
Casey, the game's at 4:30 on Sunday. What time do you think people arrive and or tailgate?
You know what?
begins?
Well, there's a rule. Like they won't. For a 4:30 game, they don't open lots until a certain time, and I don't know what time that is. I know I'm leaving at like 11 to get there.
Okay. I didn't know you were going this weekend.
Yeah, dude, it's my first game of the season. I'm a season ticket holder, and it's my first game of the season that I'm actually going to.
Did you sell all your other tickets or give them to friends? Or?
Sold them, gave them. The only tickets I ended up giving away were this past Sunday. My son took his friend Chase to the game.
Okay.
And
dude, 41 degrees and sunny on Sunday.
I know. Yeah. So the guy that I go with, this guy named Steve, he's like, should I bring a tent? I'm like, what the hell? We need a tent for? Need a tent, But I am making my world famous Italian beef sandwiches.
Oh,
yeah.
World famous Italian beef. Do tell.
So, I mean, listen, you guys watch The Bear. That's essentially what The Bear
what you were going
their
for.
specialty sandwich, yeah.
That's their specialty sandwich. So I just found a recipe on I guess I learned about it on Instagram, and then I found a recipe. It's so easy, man. You just char up a chuck steak. And then you throw it into a crock pot with diced up onions, some beef broth, dry Italian seasoning, pepperoncinis, and then you just let it sit.
Nice.
It is so free. I mean, it makes it look like I'm actually a good cook, but I don't have to do it.
It creates the illusion of capability. Yeah.
No, you're really doing it. You
Yeah.
know, as long as does the meat come out tender and everything.
It's so good.
Good
it's
for you.
so good. The only thing is, chuck roast has a lot of fat in it, which you need for that, the flavor and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I like to take it out. I got to take it out earlier so I can get all that fat out,
Right.
before I shred it up.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck with that this weekend.
Thank you.
Good luck
Appreciate
and
you.
Go Birds. All right. We have a clip to play. Almost moved on to the next story. Here is our first clip for the Connoisseur today. It has to do with food. It's from a movie. You name the movie.
On the brink of war, yet you've managed to consume 4 wild boar, 6 pheasant, a side of beef, and 2 casks of ale. Shame on you. Don't you care?
Do not mistake my appetite for apathy.
All right. 215-263 WMMR. Let's see if you know. Order up. Next one. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So, Girl Scouts have launched their 2025 cookie season, which could make it even more challenging to steer clear of sugar if you're trying to for the new year. But there will be no new flavors this year to the lineup.
May I jump in here with an observation? And I don't know, because I do love the Girl Scout cookies, but it is like rubbing salt in a wound after getting past the holidays, where we tend to relax a little bit and indulge. And then comes these little sons of bitches.
It always comes around Lent.
And
Lent.
And you can't. They're just so wonderful. Is there another part in the year they could stick them where there would be like an oasis in a food desert where you could go, welcome, my friends.
I feel like it is a pretty long period of time that they're available.
Do you have but they always roll out now, right? Isn't this the traditional time to roll out the cookies?
It's like right. I think it's like after Valentine's Day and right as Lent is about to start. And a lot of people give up like sweets or chocolate around Lent. And,
it's hard.
Yeah, no, it's a tough timing situation.
I think maybe Steve, like autumn. Early fall, like right after Labor Day or something like that.
I love it.
Yeah, it looks like they kicked off their season January 7th.
Okay. There are two flavors that will not be making their way back into the fold. So let me give you the rundown of what they will have. Classics, including Samoas, also known as Caramel Delights.
Love them.
Tagalongs, or peanut butter patties, and Thin Mints will be back. Peanut butter sandwiches, or do-si-dos. Trefoils, lemonades, lemon ups, and adventurefuls are also returning, along with caramel chocolate chip and Toffee-tastic, which are both gluten-free. Now, for the first time ever, the Girl Scouts are giving us a preview of which cookies will be around for the last time this year. And sadly, two popular flavors, s'mores and Toast Yay, are being retired for the cookie
that's
season.
it?
Yeah.
Are you a fan of the s'mores cookies?
Yeah, like I'm not. The only two flavors that I ever get are the Thin Mints and the s'mores.
Oh,
wait, not the s'mores.
No, you're talking about
Samoas?
The Samoas. The Caramel Delights. No, because that's got coconut in it.
No, it is them. It's them. It's the Caramel Delights, and I can taste the coconut, but I do still like them.
No kidding.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
You're blowing my mind.
I know,
First you
I'm
get
sorry.
thrown out of an all-male review, and now this.
I will say, though, Thin Mints I almost eat exclusively out of the freezer. As soon as I get them, I take them home, I chuck them in the freezer. Oh, they're so good.
Serving size is one box, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. One box.
Well, but if you're trying to watch your figure, one sleeve.
Serving size is not, no.
Yeah.
2 boxes.
Caramel Delights, also known as the Samoas, I do like those an awful lot. My personal favorite, and I know everybody goes nutty over the Thin Mints, and I do think those are good. And you can call me boring, but the trefoils, I love them.
Dude.
They're just like a shortbread cookie.
With some tea or coffee.
Yeah.
No, home run. I will support you anywhere on that.
Thank you, sir.
What is a Toast Yay? I don't know if I've ever had
Well,
that.
it's going away.
Okay, wait.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so don't worry about it.
Kind of looks like almost looks like a chessman from Pepperidge Farm.
It looks like it probably tastes a lot like a trefoil, too.
It's shaped to look like a piece of bread. But yeah, I don't know what the actual flavor of it is, Steve, unfortunately.
And by the way,
Toast. Yay.
Keebler makes their own versions of all of these. Like if you get a grasshopper, that is basically a Thin Mint, and they have, I don't know what it's called, but the Caramel Delight, they have a version of that as well.
Is it possible that Keebler's actually making these?
No, I don't think so. Steve, there are two different companies that make the cookies, and depending on where you live, the name might be different, and you get a
One
different
is
version.
Monsanto.
My dad worked at Monsanto for like 30 years.
ABC Bakers and Little Brownie Bakers are the two commercial bakers. And yes, Preston, you're right. It's based on where you live in the country.
Okay.
And we have a new intern, Colin, over here. He's saying that the Toastiers are like French toast.
Oh, yeah, that's what okay.
I like that.
I think sometimes those things. I did notice that it was a caramel chocolate chip.
Yeah, that's what Preston said.
Yeah, I've never seen that cookie as well. The caramel chocolate
Did
chip.
I say that?
Yeah, it's on page 1.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right, so I'll have to investigate that.
So Girl Scout cookie season runs through April, so it's around for a while. But availability in different areas varies. To find cookie booth near you, you can check out girlscoutcookies.org.
Or just walk around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just walk through any cubicle farm in any office building, and there'll be somebody selling them for their daughter.
Any bank, any coffee shop, someone in your office, grocery store.
I'm always leaving. I have to go, I'm sorry, I already bought some.
Already bought, I know.
Yeah, I know. All right, so let's see if somebody knows what clip this is from.
On the brink of war, yet you've managed to consume 4 wild boar, 6 pheasant, a side of beef, and 2 casks of ale. Shame on you, don't you care?
Do not mistake my appetite for apathy!
All right, we'll go to Chris. Hey, Chris, good morning.
Morning.
Chris, name the movie, bud.
Thor?
Thor is correct.
Yeah.
You got it, buddy. Hang on the line. We'll get you info. We'll set you up with prize.
Yeah, we got a pair of tickets for you to go to the Philadelphia Auto Show. It's going to be January 11th, so that starts tomorrow. Tonight is the Black Tie Tailgate, but it goes through the 20th at the Pennsylvania Convention Center, and you can find tickets at phillyautoshow.com.
All right, let's play another clip, Casey, and we will see if anyone out there can identify what movie this food clip is from. We ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
Who you think would win in a fight between a grilled cheese sandwich and a taco?
Is that really what you were going to ask?
Yes.
Grilled cheese, but only in a fair fight. If it's prison rules, I'd take the taco.
Oh, my God. 215-263-WMMR. I see the title. I don't know what movie this is. I know what that line is, but I love that line.
Uh-huh.
That's great. By the way, we have hot dogs in here.
How about the what?
Yeah, bird dogs. Deets and Watson has brought in the bird dog. So, Casey, go over there and get yours, man. Anybody want one? Go get one.
I keep thinking of the exercise bird dog.
Of the exercise bird dog?
Yes, when you put your arm out, you're on all fours, you put your left arm out, right leg.
Oh, that's called bird dog?
Yeah, that's called bird dog.
Okay. All right, Casey's grabbing. He's the guy who's been waiting all morning long. He's like, I need one of these. I need one. I need a hot dog. So
We got to see the litmus test.
All right, Casey's putting the spicy brown mustard on right now. And looks like you got is that a long hot on there, Casey? It's kind of like a charred long hot.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to you?
Don't bother me. I'm eating.
Well, I want to see.
No.
I want to see you take a bite.
Yeah.
Because
All right.
now that might be messy. Make sure you stay over this box.
I got
right
you,
here.
Beef. I'm thinking.
Good.
All right, hang on.
You didn't get any hot dog on that one. All right, so green bun, long hots, provolone, and French fried onions as well. And Casey is.
Oh, man.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's really good. One of the best part is the French fried onions. Adds that little crunch to it.
Crunch to it.
I love that, man. I love it.
Thank you to Steve and Mac from Deets and Watson for coming by this morning, gentlemen.
Home run.
Much appreciated. And are you Steve or Mac? I love your shirt. He just says meathead on it. That's excellent.
I'm giving that a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
it's excellent.
All right, let's see. While we're waiting for an answer to the question, I do want to mention this. Steve sent me this article this morning, and from Delaware County to South Jersey and New York to London, Guinness is in very high demand right now. Now, I had a story in the Bizarre File not too long ago that there is a shortage in the UK of Guinness because of its popularity at the moment. And then you remember the story was these guys went and stole like hundreds of kegs and sent them way back. But there's been this surge in popularity of Guinness, and it's happening here as well. And it's thanks in part to, they say, a noticeable increase in popularity among 20-something customers. Yesterday, I was actually going to ask something. Our intern, Lily, was wearing a Guinness hoodie, and I was going to ask her, and I didn't get a chance to, if she likes the beer, and why was she wearing that?
Actually.
She doesn't drink?
No, she doesn't.
All right. What Philly barkeeps are seeing is part of a national trend. At bars, restaurants, and breweries across the country, demand for Guinness rose faster than for any other imported beer last year.
Isn't that wild?
Joyce He, who is the U.S. brand director for Guinness, said that Philadelphia, with its relatively large Irish population, was among its 6 top-performing markets. Bar owners and industry experts attribute the increased popularity to a variety of factors, including the brand and its consistent advertising, the social media trend of splitting the G, okay, which is a challenge to drink enough Guinness on your first sip that the foam line falls in the middle of the G on the branded glass.
Oh.
Celebrities have apparently taken part, helping the challenge go viral. But local industry experts said the renewed appeal goes beyond an internet moment.
So for a while, and again, I'm not that well versed into this, but it seemed that Guinness had moved into sort of the older, kind of consumer. But to see this happen is wild.
Several local bar owners said the heightened interest is also a sign of changing preferences among imbibers who are gravitating away from craft beer and toward lower calorie canned cocktails like Stateside and Surfside. For some who enjoy the taste of beer, Guinness is apparently a good middle ground.
I've always loved Guinness. It's just been there as sort of a perennial for me. I love how smooth it is. I like nitrous-infused beers. I do prefer my Guinness cold. I know you're supposed to, I think, drink it room temperature or whatever. But I'm jealous that you guys got to go to the Guinness brewery because I would love to see that at some point.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty damn cool. The man who is the master brewer, his name was Yancey, taught us the proper way to drink, and it's supposed to be 3 rings left in the glass.
Oh, okay.
You're supposed to drink a pint in 3 gulps, essentially.
So what they did, though, they took us to the area, and there's this one tap that has their area where the head taster will come and check the batch, and he poured out for us.
Yeah,
and it comes out like a milkshake.
Wow. And Nick, it comes out of like a giant tank.
Yeah.
There's a little tap at the bottom of it.
That's so cool.
It was really cool.
I got to tour the Heineken brewery in Amsterdam when I was in college, and that was phenomenal. But just like see the process, and then like, there's something different. Like when it's there, when you're at the brewery, it tastes different. It tastes fresher. It tastes better.
Well, they thought we were imbeciles because we recreated the opening credits of Laverne and Shirley.
Sure.
Wait, did you?
Yeah, we did.
Oh. Did you go to the top, like in the glass room? And
Yeah, it's called the Gravity Bar.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
that
actually
was cool.
broadcast live from there. Yeah,
that's where you broadcast?
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yes.
was cool. And then did you get the little like coin with the drop? Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have mine.
Nice. That's cool. By the way, and here's what people don't realize is ounce for ounce, Guinness roughly has the same calories as Bud Light, with slightly more carbs, about 10 grams per 12 ounces compared to Bud Light's 6.6. But Guinness on tap, and a lot of people don't realize this. They think because it's a darker beer, it's got more alcohol. It's a 4% alcohol base, so it's light on calories.
That is interesting.
And it's fairly light in carbs as well. So it is a surprising beverage when it comes to the numbers. But people are loving it. I love Guinness too. Which is interesting because I don't really care for IPAs and things that have that more bitter taste.
Yeah.
But there's something about that kind of that burnt flavor that you get from porters and stouts that I like.
I think it also tastes like kind of clean. Like there's not a lot of aftertaste to it. There's a flavor to it, but it doesn't linger forever. And yeah, I really like the smooth nature of it. It's not as carbonated.
All right, it uses
It's not
nitrogen.
carbonated. Yeah.
All right, so we need to find out what clip this is from.
Who you think would win in a fight between a grilled cheese sandwich and a taco?
Is that really what you were going to ask?
Yes.
Grilled cheese, but only in a fair fight. If it's prison rules, I'd take the taco.
All right, we're going to go to Kyle. Hey, Kyle.
Hey there.
All right, Kyle, what movie is that from?
That was from Hot Rod.
Hot Rod, yes. Correct. Hang on just a second. We'll give you tickets. Here we go.
And by the way, that's literally like a conversation with me and my son. He'll be like, what would you do if your name was grilled cheese sandwich? I don't even know how to answer your question, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, for you, Kyle, you just won a pair of tickets for the Philadelphia Auto Show. It starts tomorrow, and it goes through the 20th at the Pennsylvania Convention Center. And you can get tickets at phillyautoshow.com.
By the way, I don't think I've ever seen the movie Hot Rod.
It's a funny movie. Andy Samberg.
Okay.
Well,
the guy's voice sounds familiar in that scene.
That's Andy Samberg.
That's Andy Samberg? All right,
Yeah.
that's not who I was thinking it is. Okay.
Who is the love interest?
Isla Fisher?
Yes.
Did you think that it sounded like Paul Rudd? Because that's who I thought it was when I first heard it.
No, somebody else, which is interesting. I was just watching I Love You, Man, and both those guys are in that movie yesterday.
Ian McShane is in it. Plays his his crotchety old father. Hilarious.
That's great. All right, we have another clip to play. Let's see if we can identify this food clip.
BROCCOLI. I am the broccoli and don't know why. CARRONT. Carrots are healthy for you and me.
All right, 215-263 WMMR. Order up.
Nope.
Hold on. Stop the presses. Casey, hit it. Time for the fast food roundup. Couple stories from the world of fast food all put together. We'll start with this. A fan favorite dessert is slowly making its return to select McDonald's restaurants nationwide. Customers recently spotted the treat at select locations in multiple states, according to food blogger Marky Devo. The blogger revealed McDonald's strawberry and creme pie. I think it's creme. Strawberry and cream pie, I'll say, is back on the menu.
Did you remember this? Was this something you were aware of?
No.
I had not heard of this.
Nope. The creamy pie is made with strawberries and vanilla-flavored creme.
I love creme.
Baked into a sugary crust. Actually sounds pretty tasty.
Is it kind of a creme brulee-ish kind of thing, I assume?
I don't know. McDonald's has not revealed details about the strawberry and cream pie rollout, but has not confirmed how long it will be on its menus. The average price is $2.49. Multiple Instagram users were excited to try the pie for the first time because strawberry was their favorite flavor. And others joked about the pie's return, made their day better, and even claimed they would call their child strawberry and creme pie. So it has not been on the menu since it debuted in 2012. They brought it back in 2022 and offered a limited time location a year ago.
I wonder if you were to go into one of the, like a boardroom at McDonald's or corporate headquarters or whatever. I'm sure things go away and they're scheduled to come back. That's how they build the hype on these things. So did it organically happen that we should bring that out of the past, or has it been on the calendar as the time they reintroduce it?
Not really sure. All right, another fast food story. Chick-fil-A customers are fuming at the restaurant because it made changes to its popular waffle fry recipe.
What?
Really?
Americans have blasted the new fries as gross after the chain added a controversial new ingredient, and they have added pea starch.
Piss?
No.
Oh.
Like the vegetable, PEA.
Well, okay.
Yeah, that would be.
I mean,
wow.
listen, I love the fries so much. I would taste their piss-soaked fries, but I'm glad it has to do with actual peas.
Why did they do that? To make them crunchier?
Daryl Ann Denner was among those with some words for Chick-fil-A after it made a change without consulting customers. She said, I eat Chick-fil-A at least twice a week. And I would say by the middle of November, I caught on to something being a little bit different with the fries. At first, I just thought I kept getting a bad batch, and then I blamed it on the location being off. But when I visited another one with my mom, I asked her if she noticed the fries were grainier than usual. Whether or not I was getting a meal, I would order fries, large Diet Coke, and now I order my entree and don't get a fry.
So traditionally, I'm not a fan of waffle fries, but I love Chick-fil-A's. Or I did.
She said they are dry, grainy, and have no flavor anymore. My kids won't even eat them.
So do you know why they added it?
No.
It keeps the fries crispier longer.
That Casey was saying, yep.
Because I just went there yesterday.
Did you notice?
And I noticed that they were
Did you?
crunchier. Yeah.
Will
Yeah,
you
it's-
trade extra crispiness for a lack of taste?
I don't know.
Did you think they tasted different?
I thought the texture was different. I didn't necessarily think that the flavor was different, but I like a soggier fry.
It says here, many customers missed the sogginess of the old fries, adding that the new ones are dangerously sharp. Listen, one guy said the new fries are so awful, I cut the inside of my cheek trying to chew on them.
Especially, if, let's say you're missing a few teeth in the back of your mouth.
True.
You know, he is right. But, like, I like fries soggy so much that, like, if I go and get, drive-through, I purposely, crumple up the bag so it kind of...
steams them.
Well,
Well,
a little
listen,
bit. Yeah.
so we were joking, but what if the happy medium was, in fact, using, instead of peas, human piss to make sure that they stayed moister longer?
If it tastes good.
By the way, the other day I was eating speaking of cutting your mouth, I was eating a pretzel crisp. And if one of those things is turned the wrong way,
Dude.
I mean, it took a chunk out of my gum, man.
I love pretzel sticks, the thin pretzels.
Yeah, pretzel sticks, yeah.
Yeah, because the big rod,
Small
whatever
ones.
the smaller ones are. If they turn vertical in your mouth, oh my God, that hurts so much.
Yeah. It's like that scene in Return of the Jedi where he shoves that thing in that mouth. That bone. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't need to add that visual.
The Rancor?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Nick. Many customers missed the sogginess. Like I said, they said the new fries are awful. Another lamented scary allergies linked to the new ingredients, saying that they found out the hard way that the new fries include pea starch. It comes after Chick-fil-A also caused a stir by launching some brand new menu items, but added that they're only available in select locations. And the exclusive new items will only be available at Truett's Chick-fil-A locations. Truett Chick-fil-A restaurants are found only in Georgia. They are special occasions that celebrate the life and legacy of the chain's founder, Truett Cathy. And they added new items in banana pudding, sweet potato souffle, and sweet potato waffle fries, but those are only available at those locations.
I want to recommend you guys try something next time you go to Chick-fil-A, but get the frozen strawberry. I'm not sure.
That sounds novel.
No.
They put a strawberry in a freezer?
Yes, I'd like to order your frozen strawberries, please.
What? No, it's
I
just
heard about
one.
it on the radio.
It's
Frozen
one.
strawberry.
Yeah.
When I tell you the word that I wanted to say, you're going to laugh even harder. Lemonade.
All right.
It's not even strawberry lemonade. It's just it's like a slushy lemonade.
Yeah.
It is so good. You just have to be careful because those, at least for me, gives me the the brain freeze really
I think
bad.
I say the squirts. The French when you have around with your French fries, and I think of the case of Burger King, and I always used to really like the regular Burger King fries, and then they shifted in the pursuit of crispiness and effed their fries up.
Yeah,
They're forever trying to make the fries more transportable, right?
Yes.
So that you can transport them and they don't get soggy or whatever. But yeah, then they're changing the recipe.
They're changing the
Why?
recipe.
Like people
Years
aren't
ago.
eating that in their car. Don't worry about transporting it because most, more times than not, the French fries are gone before I even get home anyway.
If you were served a single frozen strawberry, would you treat that as a dessert?
No.
No,
Okay.
I would wonder what happened.
It's a distraction.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be all right.
One more
I
quick.
would like one frozen strawberry, please.
I don't even know where that came from. Freaking strawberry. Lemonade.
Strawberry lemonade is a thing.
Yeah.
All right, one more fast food restaurant story. Excuse me. To help their fans start off the new year right and stay motivated, Chipotle, and I'm putting this under the fast food umbrella,
It is.
is offering a reward that blends fitness with delicious food. They're rolling out a fun challenge across 25 cities and encouraging people to log their miles and nail the 3 G's: goals, gym, and guac. Participants can earn tasty perks like free lifestyle bowls, and one lucky city will even score a special BOGO deal for everyone. With rewards like these, sticking to the resolutions are a little more exciting, they're saying. While the challenge is limited to certain cities, Chipotle's offer of 50,000 free lifestyle bowls is open to anyone. I don't know what a lifestyle bowl is.
The thing you've been talking
Yeah,
about,
that's what I'm talking
these are
about.
for the health conscious. And so, Case, I don't know if your gym has done it, but my gym installed a guac bottle with a hose that you can suck out of.
No, that's pretty great. The lifestyle bowls, Press, you can't order them in store. You can only order them on the app or on the website. But they're already like pre-made bowls. So, for instance, you have a balanced macro bowl. So it's I guess it's balanced between fat, protein, and carbs. And then you have wholesome bowls. You have this chick named Leah Kadib's lifestyle bowl. So she's a vegetarian. The wholesome bowl, keto bowls, high protein bowls,
Super Bowls,
go half veggie bowl. So
It's like a salad with ingredients on top.
I'm not mad at that.
All right, we will see, and that's it for the fast food roundup. Let's see if you know what movie this is from.
BROCCOLI. I am the broccoli and don't know why. CARRONT. Carrots are healthy for you and me.
All right, we'll go to Bill. Hey, Bill, good morning.
Hey, good morning to see you guys.
Morning, Bill. What movie's it from?
That is Daddy Daycare.
Yeah. Daddy Daycare is correct. Hang on a second, buddy.
All right, Bill, you just won yourself a pair of tickets for the Philly Auto Show. It starts tomorrow, and it goes through the 20th at the Pennsylvania Convention Center. Tickets are available at phillyautoshow.com.
All right, let's play another clip. That's okay. I held the bell up, Casey. You saw that cue. All right, let's play the clip, see if you can identify what movie this is from. Here we go.
Now, I am not a pizza person.
Great.
I am not particularly fond of cheesy cuisine.
Oh, no.
And this pizza is, how shall I say this? In a word, superb.
All right, 215-263 WMMR. Call if you know. Order up. So, if you're missing your favorite cocktails while you're trying Dry January, you may want to go with Halo Top. They are here to help. They have got your back with reimagining some of their ice cream flavors as replacements for classic cocktail recipes.
What did you freaked out over an ice cream liquor combo.
Oh yeah, it was.
What was that?
Haagen-Dazs.
That's it.
They had a
like a bourbon.
They had a bourbon one. They had a couple of different ones. There was one that was like a bourbon dulce leche thing that was ridiculous.
Kathy, you're doing dry January. What?
No, I'm not.
So they have their dry January kit, and it offers 4 of their iconic flavors with new labels so that you can pretend that they're alcoholic drinks that you're missing. Halo Top Strawberry is relabeled as Pinot Noir. So you're just taking these flavors and they're renaming them.
Yeah.
Why did I even include this? This is
That's a
stupid.
ripoff.
The chocolate caramel brownie label has been swapped to say old fashioned. Chocolate caramel brownie doesn't taste anything like an old fashioned.
Oh, if it was like orange sherbet, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sea salt caramels label now reads Reposado Margarita. No. And I just said margarita and I got a ooh. And their cookies and cream is reimagined as a creamy espresso martini.
Reimagine my ass.
Each flavor comes with themed bowls and golden spoons to keep things a little bit on the fancy side. And at just $3.60, it's a fun and tasty way to crush those cravings without breaking your commitment.
I agree with you. It's just sort of a bait and switch.
Yeah.
If you're going to actually infuse it with the alcohols you're mentioning, then it means something.
Yeah.
And I think Haagen-Dazs, in fact, did that. Did it not?
Well, sure. And you can include alcohol flavors without having them be alcoholic. I mean, like rum raisin is a ice cream flavor. It's one of my favorite flavors, actually.
Did it ever have rum in it? Was it rum?
That's
inspired?
a good question, Nick. I'm not really sure. I mean, there are ways to burn off alcohol if you
Right.
if you are using it for cooking, and I don't know if they could do that while maybe sauteing the raisins in rum and then lighting it on fire and letting it burn out. I'm not really sure.
Within 10 years, I want actual rum in every ice cream.
JFK?
Yeah.
So here you go. Nick pulled this up. Yes, rum raisin always contains rum, as the rum part of the name refers to the fact that the raisins are typically soaked in rum to give them their distinctive flavor. This is especially true in desserts like rum raisin ice cream, where the raisins are
macerated.
Like
a stomped, chewed, chopped up.
That's what you did last night in bed, man.
And rum before. No, that's
different word.
That's a different word.
I'm sorry.
Macerated in rum before being added to the ice cream base. Macerated means kind of mashed up.
Yeah. Another word for chewing is to macerate. So like it's applying like.
I've heard masticate.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking
Masticate,
of.
Yeah.
Wait. All right. Maybe I'm
Okay,
wrong.
macerate. See if you can look that up and see what that means. Hang on a second.
Soften by soaking in something. No, you're
Okay.
right. I was wrong.
Okay.
Damn.
Do you remember a bit on Saturday Night Live called Pre-Chewed Charlies?
Yes.
Where they would chew the food for
Oh
you?
my God. I remember that bit. It grossed me out.
I love it.
Kathy, you'd come in and they would just chew it up and spit it back out on the plate
Oh, my
for you.
gosh.
Pre-chewed Charlie's. I forgot about that. Yeah.
It's an old bit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we already found. Yeah, it's back to the original. Bill Murray was in this sketch.
So it was meant to parody Beefsteak Charlie's.
Oh my God.
So as you see, he's dressed like the Beefsteak Charlie guy.
Oh,
What was Beefsteak Charlie? I don't
Beefsteak
know.
Charlie's was a chain. So
Okay.
it was like a ground round type of steakhouse. Beefsteak Charlie's.
Pre-chewed Charlie's. All right, we'll see if you know what movie this clip is from. Let's hit it again.
Now, I am not a pizza person.
Great.
I am not particularly fond of cheesy cuisine.
Oh, no.
And this pizza is, how shall I say this? In a word, superb.
All right, let's go to Eileen to see if she knows the answer. Hi there, Eileen.
Hi, how are you?
Awesome, Eileen. Do you know what movie that's from?
Mystic Pizza.
Yes, Mystic Pizza is correct. Hang on. You just won these tickets.
Yes, pair of tickets for the Philly Auto Show. It starts tomorrow, goes through the 20th at the Pennsylvania Convention Center. And tickets can be found at phillyautoshow.com.
So one of the little trips that my wife and I would take when we first started dating was you go to Mystic, Connecticut, which is lovely, and they have a great aquarium and a great a harbor town there, and the original Mystic Pizza as in the movie. And the pizza is legitimately great, but it's like a Greek style pizza, which is tremendous.
Is that movie any good? I've never seen it.
It's cute. It's cute.
Love story type of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Julia
'Cause
Roberts.
It was Julia Roberts. It was one of her early roles.
And the other from what's her name? She was in the remake of The Haunting.
Yeah, she was also in
John Cusack.
yeah,
Annabeth Gish?
No. She was in.
Lily Taylor?
Yeah, it was Lily Taylor.
Yes.
Correct. But hang on now. I'm trying to remember. Say Anything. She was in Say Anything as well. She sang all the songs about Joe.
Yeah.
And was there a third famous?
Joe Lies.
Was there a third famous girl? Oh, Annabelle Gish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Annabeth
Gish.
Yeah.
I don't know her. She done much?
She was in Mystic Pizza.
Well, besides that. Okay. All right, we have one more clip to play.
Credited with the ass sandwich.
One more clip to play. Let's see if you know what movie this is from.
Put the gun down and give me a pack of tropical fruit bubblicious. And some Skittles.
All right, 215-263-WMMR. Call if you know the answer. We'll do one more. And this is not really a story. I said from time to time I would throw a cooking hack.
A hack, yes.
So
These are helpful.
I have one last hack to get to, and then we'll wrap up the segment. And the title of this hack is Rescue a Salty Soup with Raw Apple or Potato. So when you're cooking, you can sometimes overseason. And the tough thing about overseasoning is you're screwed at that point because you can't take it out. You put too much in, you can't take it back out.
Quick question. So I love French onion soup.
Yeah.
But I, on an occasion, have been served French onion soup that is way too salty.
Yeah, I have too.
Yeah.
Would this mitigate that?
Possibly. So I've never tried this myself, but I did see this online from a reputable source. I think it might have been Delish that had these hacks. And this one says, next time if you happen to oversalt the soup, you taste it and you're like, damn it, I overdid it. You're supposed to throw in a few wedges of raw apple or potato, simmer for 10 minutes, and then discard the wedges. And apparently it somehow or another brings the salt level back
Probably
down.
soaks it in.
Yeah. Steve, you just dislodged a memory in my brain. I had French onion soup with a slice of Granny Smith apple right on top of the cheese. And it helped. So it was soup, cheese, and then, the bread level or whatever. And then the
I like where
Granny
you're going
Smith
here.
apple baked into it. It was phenomenal. And it did. It offset the saltiness a little bit.
Isn't it funny, though? I mean, I adore French onion soup.
me
Yet
too.
of the 2 to 3 times in my life where I came closest to death, French onion soup was the cause of one of them.
That cheese, man.
That cheese bottled up my throat.
Yep. It can be, part of it in your mouth, and part of it down your throat, and you're like, oh my God, I can't breathe.
I hate when it's part in my mouth and part in my throat.
I know, right?
Any porn star will agree.
Once you hit balls, you gotta.
You got to stop.
Yeah.
Are we done now?
So I knew somebody was going to say something. So keep that in mind. If you oversalt the soup, toss in a few wedges of raw apple or potato and simmer for 10 minutes and discard the wedges. And apparently it'll bring the flavor down a bit.
My mom will salt soup without even tasting it.
Dude, my mom and sister, that was the way they do it. So anything without ever tasting, pick it up, bing, ding, 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 and I'm like,
I used to, when I was a kid, I would pour a little pile of salt on the plate and dip food in it.
Okay.
And I never salt anything. Maybe French fries occasionally, now and then if it
I
needs
only
a little
salt
extra.
when cooking. I never salt
But
after.
I never put salt on anything.
I do only if I'm tasting this and I'm like, yeah, this is all right. This is too bland, and it doesn't happen often. And it's usually something that I've made. I'm like, oh, yeah, I didn't hit the mark. But yeah, I swear, man, my sister, if we go out, she picks that salt up immediately. And I'm like, I don't say this, but I'm like, you realize they have already salted that.
You know what happens when you make that break? You suddenly start to taste the food.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't realize this.
I never realized, and my cousin pointed this out to me because we had gone to a nicer restaurant, and like if you go to it, like a fine dining establishment, you won't find any salt or pepper on the table because the chef's like, nope, it's fine the way it is.
I think there was
dickhead.
Zach may have told me this. Zach Morse, who we were talking about earlier this morning, that Albert Einstein, when he was interviewing prospective partners or students that he was going to bring into his fold or whatever it may be, he would take them out to lunch or dinner, and if he saw them salt their meal before they tasted it, they immediately were disqualified.
Wow.
Yep. Because how do you know? How could you possibly know?
It.
You got to taste it
You
first.
just lost a position.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see if you know what movie this is from.
Put the gun down and give me a pack of tropical fruit bubblicious. And some Skittles.
All right, we will go to Bob. Hey, Bob.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yo, bud. All right, Bob, we're looking for that title. What movie is it from?
That's Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Hang on just a second, buddy.
Bob
what we have
won
for you.
himself a pair of tickets for the Philly Auto Show that is going to be starts tomorrow through the 20th at the Pennsylvania Convention Center. Tickets are available at phillyautoshow.com. I have a question.
I do too.
Is gum food?
That goes under the
It's more of
definition
a-
of a Casey question.
Yeah.
I'd treat it more as candy.
Yes, I would as well.
Candy's food.
Okay, then it's food.
Okay.
But I mean,
You don't
most
swallow
people
it.
don't. I do. I swallow gum, and don't say it's gross.
No, I'm not
because
going
it's
to, but every time?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, unless it doesn't taste good.
Okay.
But if it tastes good, yeah, swallow it. And there's nothing wrong with swallowing gum. Paul.
Right, but I don't.
to your heart.
I don't
I don't
put
do
it in
it.
my mouth with the intent of swallowing
No.
it. So
It gets stuck. Oh,
I heard that it turns your heart into a big Super Bowl.
Right.
I say not food.
Yeah, because because typically you're not supposed to swallow gum,
No,
right?
you're supposed to spit it onto the sidewalk.
Right, but my point is if it's food, it would be going into your digestive
To me,
system.
I place gum in like a mint level. So and
Mint's
you would
food,
consider
though.
food. So yeah, so then it's a food.
Okay. Have it sit down to a nice bowl of mints.
Your question now?
I don't remember.
Damn it!
Oh, speaking of things that we've forgotten, did we ever get the Jackie Bam Bam voicemail?
No.
Oh.
No, we would have to call it from here.
Gotcha.
I can't come to the phone right now because I'm having a salad bowl.
I remember now. The movie Bad Boys.
Yeah.
That movie, Bad Boys. There was a movie called Bad Boys with Sean Penn, right?
Yes.
Back in the day.
Yeah, where he is in a juvenile delinquent detention center.
This is not that movie.
No.
This is Bad Boys, Will Smith, and
Martin Lawrence.
and Martin Lawrence. Okay, I was like, I don't remember the Bubblicious and Skittles scene from that very brutal
There's like
movie.
a prison rape in that movie.
Totally.
Yeah.
Dick. All right. That's all the time we have for the Connoisseur. Got to wrap it up. So thank you for joining and being a part of that whole thing. We are going to take a break. We'll come back in a moment. We have a couple of guests who are going to join us. If you've ever wondered if they can make a movie about Delco, they have.
Oh, yeah, they have.
The creators here in our studio. Stay with us.
Actually, you have a sort of Rickman-esque quality to you.
That's really good.
Yeah, get
on the mic here, dude.
Professor.
Yeah. And
Yes.
do your best Snape impression.
I don't, somebody said, "What's his first name?" I said, "Snervius" or "Severus" or something.
Snervius.
What is it?
You got it.
Severus.
It is.
Mo. What is it?
Severus.
Nervious.
Severus.
Snervius. We should have let him go all day.
Snurvius. I'm Snurvius Snape. I'm
nice to meet
his
you.
slowest brother. I gotta put. My teeth don't sit right.
Snervius Snape. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Now are you snooing?
Do you have a wand? Did you get it?
No, I didn't do the wand.
we need to
I had
have
to-
a,
You know, when I went
wand.
to, we had a big Halloween party on Saturday
Oh,
night.
here.
you know.
I got a one. I got a one.
I know what he's getting.
I know what he's getting to.
get.
Yeah.
It's probably what they threw out on the field of the Bills game.
Yes, indeed.
right?
Dildo.
That's
Hang
great.
on a second, Casey. We'll get your Snervius.
Perfect for your
Yeah, I'm
costume.
not going to hold on to that thing. I'm not. I'm not, because somebody's going to take a picture of it, and I'm not touching that thing.
Say Wingardium Leviosa.
Leviar Leviosa. Oh my God, that is just
That's
wrong.
great, Bill.
You want a black one instead or
No,
Was it a theme? Did
no.
you?
Sorry, Marissa, you lost your opportunity.
Drumstick. There you go.
Thank you.
There's your
All right.
one.
Were you and the missus doing a Harry Potter?
Yeah, she
thing?
dressed up as
Hermione?
Maggie Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever that is.
Minerva.
Minerva.
Yeah, McGonagall.
Oh, yeah. All right, so do you have a delivery? Do you know how he speaks?
No. Well,
Yeah.
I
It's
went
Alan
on-
Rickman.
I know. I
Yeah.
love Alan Rickman. I was talking to people about
Welcome to Hogwarts.
Galaxy Quest and Robin Hood and all these great roles or whatever. But no, I couldn't-
very aristocratic. You know.
Yes.
Finish this line. Turn to page 300.
and 5.
Close. 94.
Okay. All right. That was good.
You are surely wondering
so I-
why I have summoned you.
Oh, wait, he doesn't have his headphones
Put
on.
your
All
headphones
right.
on.
Snevers.
Snevers is
This is Snurpy Snipplesmeyer.
Here we go.
This hour. It's come to my attention that earlier this evening, Harry Potter was sighted in Hogsmeade. Now, should anyone, student or staff, attempt to aid Mr. Potter,
You have to space out your.
I am Snervius Snappus Snippler, and I drink Snapple
Snapple.
for the enjoyment, and I click the lid.
And my least favorite soup is Snapper.
Snapper.
they will be punished in a manner consistent with the severity of their transgression. Furthermore,
You have to space out your syllables.
That's good. That's good.
Speak.
I
There
will
you go.
have a sarsaparilla.
I mentioned earlier that I'm a fan of escape rooms. They're a fun activity that you can do with friends or family or coworkers. And basically the concept is you get placed into a room with a group of people, and there are a series of clues in this room, and there's some sort of a mission that you have to execute. Sometimes it's get a key and get out of the room. Other times it's you've got to solve a murder mystery, or you have to find a missing person or something like that.
It's like a real-world puzzle situation.
Yeah. And you're usually given a time limit, about an hour, to get through all the clues, work together, and achieve the mission. And then you're declared victorious. If not, then, well, you didn't make it. So we decided to incorporate that. I think we're going to go to our main man who helms he's got the keys to MMR. He's the man about town, of course. Bill Weston, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hey, there we are.
Hey.
How you doing, Bill?
I'm okay.
All right.
All right.
We see you standing in front of it says 1313.
Oh.
Which is like the Munsters, yes.
So it's I've been told it's the Bates Manor.
The Bates Manor
is the whole deal, and it's a mansion, and Mr. Bates apparently has a lot of cash on hand, and you guys are going to have to get in there and get it and get out. There's a safe somewhere in there that you need to crack. Get in, get the loot, and get out before the cops get there, which I assume is within an hour right after it starts.
He's the patriarch. He is Master Bates, right?
Yeah, he is Master Bates. No. So, Bill, we were going to set you up with Jackson and Matt Cord. Are they handy? Are they there nearby?
I have not seen them.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I don't know. It's rather strange for a disc jockey to be late.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you know what? Maybe we can help you out. Let's see. Is there anybody else we might be able to substitute for? Because we got to get this underway.
Last-minute replacements? Is that even doable?
I don't know.
I also hear that there's going to be other members, like a couple other people besides Jackson and Matt. A newspaper reporter is going to come along with us because we act as a team.
Okay.
And you got to have at least 4 people to kind of figure out all the clues and try to advance into further rooms. And
well, you know what, Bill? I think we sent Nick down there because we wanted Nick to make sure everything ran smoothly, and Nick should be on location. Nick, could you see if there's anybody else that we could scare up because we do need to get this underway.
We can't be waiting fully. I mean, when they get there, they get there.
Yeah, if
Jackson
you've got,
or Matt.
I think Nick can hear us. Nick, if you can bring, if there's anybody like cast members or whatever, if you can bring them on out.
Sorry, I'm now down the hallway. Hey, Bill, here's this is Pitchuation.
Oh God!
Here, come on in, Pitch.
Enter Pitchuation.
Yeah, he's here with us, and this guy.
Who else we have?
We got a really tall guy.
Jackie Bam Bam.
Jackie Bam Bam. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Who else?
And last but not least, come on around the corner, young man.
It's Gary Lauer.
Oh my God!
He's locked in a room with Gary Lauer.
This is going to be the most cacophonous sounding radio bit with Nick's booming voice and pitch like glass shattering. There's nothing but loud people in here.
Well, you know, it works out, Bill, because just by happenstance, the people we believe you'd most want to be locked up with are there around you right now.
Oh, and Bill, if you haven't figured it out, Jackson and Matt were never going to be down there being a part of this. We had this set up.
I thought there might be some type of prank going on here because Jackson never gets up for anything.
So we were wondering who Bill, and it's all about teamwork for this, and we thought, well, who might it be difficult for Bill to corral and get? So as much as we love Jackie and he's the most amazing overnight guy ever, he is a bit scattered. He's a little, all over the place.
I got microphones on me and my pants are falling down. He told me to wear pockets. I didn't wear underwear, but
there you go.
Any underwear?
Of course you didn't. And Pitch, no, he never wears underwear. Pitch, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, this is great. I can hear everybody back in the studio.
Hey!
Everybody. Hey! How's Billy doing? I know Bill Weston's having the time of his life.
Oh, my God. Do they say this is like a really great team-building exercise? I'm really wondering what the outcome is going to be.
Last but not least,
all of these people.
Let's see how the mayor of Juniata Park is doing. Gary, can you hear me?
This is going to be a blast.
Oh, yeah?
Kindergarten for adult males. I think we're going to have a wonderful time, children.
I think you painted the best picture simply by saying kindergarten.
Yeah, and by the way, Gary, we've elected you team captain.
Oh, it's going down. It's going down.
I believe you have 1 hour from the time this starts. So, is there anybody there to officially begin this whole thing, Bill? Is Randy nearby?
Randy gave me a bit of an orientation, you know, and, like things like numbers on the wall and like there's locks, and I guess we got to find a key to get into the lock of the mailbox. Maybe that tells us how to get into the main door of the next room. And so, I guess
go ahead.
We're ready to get started.
We're looking at the collection here, Bill, on the monitor. It looks like the worst bachelor party ever.
All right, it started.
Clock is running. Go ahead in.
Go.
Let's do this. Let's do stuff. Let's do it.
Let's do stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So there's a lock on the mailbox. There's also a lock over here on this
Oh my gosh, the first thing is a puzzle. Oh.
this birdhouse. All right. There's a flashlight hanging on the wall.
Okay,
It doesn't work.
They can't hear us right now, so we're going to listen in, and I'll kind of describe what they're doing. They're searching around the front door.
What the heck is this? It looks like one of those mirrors that they stick under a car to see if you got a bomb under there.
There's probably something.
Use that to look up above, and maybe there's something.
Bill's got the right idea.
I don't think Jackie Bam Bam understands what's going on.
That's the thing.
I think he thinks this is a kid's birthday party.
Yeah, I talked to Jackie this morning, and I'm like, "Look, have you been briefed on what's going to happen?" And he kind of sent me back. I don't know. It's kind of I was just told we got to get out of a room or something. So he doesn't really understand the whole concept of it all.
And Gary looks like he's just like he's picking things up and looking at them, but even if it was a clue, he's putting it back.
All right, let's listen in. Hang on. His situation laughing.
Oh,
Jackie found something.
Thank you. I found a key.
Oh,
Nice going, Jack.
Key? Under the mat. Under the mat.
All right.
Catch, Peg.
Oh,
You're welcome.
How about is it small? It's probably this one.
Yeah.
okay. They're about to open up the mailbox out front. Let's see.
We got it.
All right, Jackie got it open. He found the key and he's getting it open.
Unlock the mailbox.
All right.
First, we have a letter inside the mailbox.
Two baits.
Let me try that key in this other lock.
What if Jackie's like a Manchurian candidate? Like he's been programmed, like he's Jason Bourne and doesn't know it.
He has no idea.
Yeah.
It's as requested. We've set your alarm code for a 4-digit number. Should you somehow forget the code, simply look around before entering the house. Please let us know if we can be of further assistance.
It'll probably be the number on the front.
Pointing to the 1313 house number on the side of the house. Where's it coming from?
Bill wants to know whose phone is ringing.
Phone off?
It's Gary.
Yelling at
Gary's got a
He's
phone.
yelling at Gary.
I told Gary goes out with a landline.
But is there a keypad?
That's an intercom.
That's an intercom.
It's once you go inside, there'll be a keypad.
There's a woman there. Is she part of the? Is she
I think she's
journalist?
the newspaper reporter.
There's another key in here. There's another key inside the
I'll trade
mailbox.
you that key for this kid.
All right, so even just getting in takes this long, Preston.
There's a legitimate newspaper reporter there? I didn't know that was going to happen.
Either that or it's Jackie's girlfriend.
Wait, look, Gary took the second key and he's trying to unlock the front door.
Trying the front door. They got to remember the code when they get in.
Gary just opened the door.
Okay.
Next room, we spent 3 minutes.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
And Bill Weston did none of it.
No, Bill.
Nice to meet you.
Dolores is-
You got glasses.
He has to corral
What was the
them.
alarm code?
1313.
Where's
No,
where's
so
the key?
1313.
There's
Yes.
an alarm going off.
Yep. Hang on.
1313.
Did it take it?
It took it.
They did it. Sometimes, Steve, they'll also they'll use computer monitors and so forth to send you if you're headed in the wrong direction for an extended amount of time.
Yeah.
Sometimes they will send clues over to you.
Will they do it over your phone as well, or will they?
Not the ones I've done.
Okay.
Sometimes there's a monitor that's mounted in the room. You'll hear a little prompt, and you can go over and look at the monitor, and it'll say, have you tried this? And it'll give you a vague direction on which to go.
Oh, here's.
Now my spirits reside.
There's a video.
This is a painting that's speaking.
Oh, that's cool.
Make haste.
It's a video.
You must work quickly to find your way out. Make your way to the safe and take the fortune hidden inside.
That is cool.
Hey, Bill Weston, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It seems like you guys, we've been watching the entire time. The teamwork is going, it's pretty damn good so
Figure
far.
out which one it is out of all these murders.
Hey, Gary, can you shut up? Shut up. Say that again, Preston.
I said the teamwork seems to be in place so far.
And you just totally undermined his observation by telling Gary to shut up.
Well, no, everybody's working. It's good. We got a team here, and
we're doing stuff.
Are you guys impressed by just how this room looks so amazing?
Well, Phil, why are
Steve is absolutely right.
Randy was telling me that this is not just cheap side. Were you?
Whose phone keeps going off?
Pad making this noise?
It might be that pad.
They are stuck apparently at a point. They're attempting to play a game of chess, it looks like, and it's not going well.
Maybe they need some help. Bill, are you there?
I'm here, yes.
All right, Bill, are you guys stuck on a clue?
We're kind of stuck. Part of the thing is we had to find this chess book, and we configured the chessboard exactly in the diagram of the thing. But it just looks like a regular chessboard and pieces on top. It doesn't look like there's some hidden lever or something that's going to be exposed. So we're kind of stuck on it.
Kathy, our studio, we have 3 guests that are joining us, and they are here to talk about Delco the movie.
It's what you've been waiting for.
Which will be premiered next week at the Media Theater. And so I've got 3 people to introduce. Oh, am I playing a song from the movie?
From Paul Martirano. Wrote a song just for this movie called Delco Girl.
Out in Drexel Hill, she's hanging at the Bonner Fair. Yeah, in Springfield and Clifton Heights, you can find her there. In Ardmore, we'd go dance. Out in Havertown, we'd prance. Up and down Brookline Boulevard without a care. Up in Bucks, them girls are pretty. Out in Montgomery, those girls sure love their fellows. Philly does its part, but the girl that steals your heart, she's from Delco.
All right, and there it is. So we have 3 different people to welcome. First of all, the director and writer of the Delco movie. Please welcome Chris Pierdomenico.
Hey, guys.
To the show. Nice to see you, Chris. Thanks for being here. We have the producer of the film. We have Leah Savoli, who is here.
Hi, thanks for having us.
And we also have the direct. What's his title?
From the
Casey?
Media Theater.
From the Media Theater, Oliver Asiron.
Yes.
Oliver, what's your title at the Media Theater?
I help promotions.
You help promotions.
Yes.
All right. So, and when you hand a card, it says help promotions.
So let's be honest, you don't even work there, do you?
Very brief.
All right. So,
We're not sure.
Delco the movie. Let's start with you, Chris. How long has this project been underway?
Gosh, like about 20 years.
20 years?
20 years. So I actually made a version of this when I was in high school at Sun Valley High School. So I made it with my friends over like a few months. And then, over 20 years, I did other short films, but I always wanted to come back to this and kind of do the definitive version of Delco the movie. And it was kind of creeping up on 20 years later, 2024. And I'm like, I better start this now, or I want it to be 20 more years.
Yeah.
So you've done some, obviously you're involved in the film world locally, and you just said to Kathy you worked with her brother on a film as well, yeah. And so this, and it keeps getting brought up in things that are written about it. I remember seeing a blurb in the paper. I think we talked about it at the time and gave a mention on air. But it has a very Kevin Smith feel to it, this trajectory, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. My biggest influences are Kevin Smith and John Hughes. So you want to think like Ferris Bueller meets Clerks meets Superbad is kind of this movie.
And Brian O'Halloran is in the movie.
He is, yeah. And that's been really cool for me because when I saw Clerks, that's when I realized I wanted to be a filmmaker.
Right.
And so now just having him like on my set, it was extremely surreal.
We used to have him on the show often, and not that he was not welcome back on again. He's a great guy. But how did that? Did you just reach out and?
I met him at a con about 10 years ago.
Yeah, he does them a lot.
We had we met at different Kevin Smith events. We saw him at the Clerks 3 script reading for the original script for Clerks 3 that did not get made. And then I interviewed him a couple times on my podcast, and then I just reached out. I just had a role for him, and it really worked out.
It's wild because I see Brian Dunkelman in here, and I watched this one-man show that just happened to be on Amazon Prime of Brian Dunkelman. Preston, I told you about it, where he talks about, when American Idol came out, and he was with Ryan Seacrest, and I remember thinking, this guy's annoying as hell. And then later on, I'm watching the documentary, and I'm like, this guy's actually pretty cool, and what he went through and all that stuff is pretty wild. And he is a funny guy. So give us. He's in the movie as well. Give us the thumbnail about what the movie is about.
Yeah, so the movie is about 3 kids in Delco, specifically Aston, because that's where I grew up, that haven't really done anything wrong in their lives. They've been a little bit sheltered, so they decide, hey, one night we're just going to live crazy and kind of do everything that we never did before. And good kids, when they try to get in trouble, they usually do a bad job of it. So that's kind of, hilarity ensues, hopefully.
Right. I like the one. I'm a fan of the one day, one night sort of.
Yeah, there's some great movies.
Yeah.
Night Shift. No, not Night Shift. What was the one with Gabriel Byrne?
After Dark,
something like that. But I love that. It all happens in one night.
They call it like a bottle episode, and I forget that. Anyway,
I mean that's what like Dazed and Confused is. It starts in the morning and ends. It's just one day. Super bad. Yep.
Leah, what was your role in this movie? It says producer, but what did you do to make this come to fruition?
What haven't I done? Chris and I have been working together off and on for like the last decade or so, and when he decided that he was going to do this for real. In 2023, he hired me to do the crowdfunding campaign. So that's where our journey started.
Okay.
And we raised $60,000 crowdfunding. Then we went on to pretty much triple that amount through local communities, businesses, outreach. And I'm also in the movie. I play Dr. Amy Gordon. She's one of the chemistry teacher at the high school. And since Chris and I are both Sun Valley graduates, we're both Westchester University graduates, a decade apart, it all just kind of like synergistically came full circle. We actually have retired Sun Valley High School teachers in this movie that were not only Chris's teachers, but they were my teachers back in the 90s. And they play themselves in this movie. It's pretty amazing.
Quickly, before I ask a little bit more about the film, when the premiere and everything, what's the information we need to know about that?
So red carpet premiere, that's at capacity, that's sold out. We have a bunch of showings.
That's next Friday.
That's Friday night. You guys are all hopefully coming. We hope to see you there on the red carpet. It's going to be a big shindig. All of our investors, producers, sponsors, family, everybody's coming out. It's going to be a great time. Saturday afternoon is sold out. We still have Saturday evening at 7 p.m. available at the Media Theater. We also have Sunday 2 p.m. And we wanted to announce there's a couple more screenings because we're just about sold out.
All right.
We've got 3 more screenings at the Media Theater. You want to?
Yeah, so Sunday night we're adding a screening at 7, and then Monday at 3 and 7. So if you don't get in Saturday, Sunday, come out on Monday.
Yeah, no, what's really cool about that is Monday is a holiday. It's the MLK Day. It's a holiday. So if you're off from school, bring the kids out, come see the movie. It's PG. It's not rated, but if we were going to rate it, it's PG-13.
That could be your day of service. Go see a movie.
Is this on the Media Theater website, this information?
Yeah, the new tickets will be up by 5 o'clock today.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did have a question, Chris. So Delco, obviously, there's some locations you have to hit if you're going to do a movie about that. What was on your list of must-be-in movie locations?
For me, it was Tom Jones was the first one because that's where all my friends hung out with me in high school, after the prom. And they were actually the first location to come on. So when this was like nothing, we didn't have any money, I thought, okay, I'm probably going to have to find a diner. I'm like, no way are they going to let me bring cameras in here and do this. But they were so supportive of the idea. They were the first people that we booked the location of.
Okay.
We also got Wawa. We got Brookhaven Police Station.
Nice. Not only Wawa, but you guys are eating on the trash can at a Wawa.
Christian Academy let us film the school scenes there. The community with locations has been absolutely mind-blowing. And for me, Tom Jones, I think particularly as well, because I went there after all my proms. But in fact, one of my high school girlfriends, not the one that you know, Casey Boy, was a waitress at the Tom Jones restaurant in the 90s, and our wardrobe department found those uniforms.
Oh, excellent.
Nice. I walked in that morning at 5 a.m. and went, oh my God, that's what my best friend in high school wore at work. It's so cool.
So listen, crowdfunding a movie, and so you triple your budget, you get up around $90,000 or whatever. It's still a super expensive proposition making a movie. Crew or all friends? How did you cut corners because the movie has a good look about it?
Well, I want to add 60 crowdfunding, and then we tripled that 60.
Oh.
So I think we're coming in a little under $200,000. It's a SAG-AFTRA budget. We are on the low budget contract, so that's under $200,000. And yeah, it's still impossible to make a movie for $200,000 for those who know, right?
Right.
If you don't know, you're like, why do you need that much money? But we were absolutely blessed to, locations given to us. Roland Deli, they were our catering. They catered our cast and crew for 11 days.
I love Rolling Deli. That is so that has turned into a tradition for me. It's where I go on the last day of the Camp Out for Hunger. They always come out and donate to Camp Out for Hunger. So that's great. I love that they're involved as well.
Yes, so many people. When you guys see this movie, you're gonna go, I know those. I know that business. I know those people. So many people.
By the way, Roland, they're listening right now. They're like one of the several businesses in the area that when you walk in, you're like, oh, they're playing WMMR. There's another like C&M Sporting Goods. Like you walked into these places, and that's what the soundtrack is when you walk into the store.
Yeah. And Wawa was super supportive, Chris.
People freak out and we talk about it all the time. It doesn't matter what the story is, but when we see in any movie a location from around here that we know, we freak out, and this is absolutely packed with it, which is really cool. I wanted to ask you, watching the trailer, it occurred to me that you didn't seem to lean into the Delco accent, like.
Yeah, the commenters let us know that on the trailer.
Oh, do they?
We have so many haters on the accent, and I'm like, we all grew up here.
Yeah.
I was born in Southwest Philly. I spent my teens and 20s in Delaware County. Chris grew up here.
See, I read it differently. I read it that like that was low hanging fruit. Yeah. Like it would have seemed too parody-esque to be right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not everybody has that.
The mayor of Easttown accent. I think people now expect the exaggerated accent, but Delco is actually made up of a multitude of accents.
Yeah.
And I think it depends on what part of Delco. I mean, we all say Wooder, but besides that, you know.
If you want the accent, it is in the movie somewhere.
Yeah, right. But I mean, to me, I said, okay, that seemed to me like a conscious choice to not start parodying because it's too obvious.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
So the other obvious thing that I don't think is in the movie, you got Tom Jones, you got Wawa, but where's Casey Boy? He's not in this
You
movie.
didn't get my emails?
No.
We tried.
Yeah.
We were told you were busy.
Look, this is not the only Delco movie I want to do, man. So we'll have you in the next one.
All right.
I guess it just means you're not really like super Delco.
I think you should shut up. I think you should exit this conversation.
So while this has a focus on the community, it's not so hyper local that people from out of town won't get it, right?
No, I think if you really like teen comedies coming of age, I think that you'll appreciate just kind of the situations these kids get themselves into. And, I think everybody has their own Delco, kind of wherever they're from. Everybody has a quirky hometown that they have a complicated relationship with.
Well, there were jokes that I think, and as I'm watching the trailer, and again, look forward to seeing the film, but that work on a basic level. But if you happen to know the underlying subtext, it'll just make it better.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that
very
much
cool.
funnier, yeah.
So, all right, we have the whole thing premiering next week, and there's a variety of different dates, and you can go to mediatheater.org to get the information. Are any of the stars going to be at the premiere?
They will all be there.
All of them?
Yes,
Okay.
so everyone's flying in. Brian Dunkelman will be there. Brian O'Halloran will be there. J.J. Cohen will be there. Also, back to Brian Dunkelman. Hilarious.
Did you see that? Did you see
them have worked together for a decade or so. They do a podcast together.
Oh my God. I turned a 180 on him because I was like, oh my God, I was totally miscalling this guy. And I came in and told these guys about the documentary, and I'm like, the guy's really bent to hell, and he's
sweet.
funny, yeah.
He is. I was watching him on American Idol 20 years ago, and then just kind of through a weird series of events, he became one of my best friends.
Yeah.
Which has been really cool, and I've gotten to know him. I'm in the credits of that movie you're talking about. It's on Amazon.
Yeah.
Because I was a consultant on it, for the editing.
Basically it's a one-man show, and I told these guys, and it's still up on Amazon Prime if you want to see it, but it gives you a peek into all that, and the guy goes to hell and back, but is entertaining and there are dramatic moments in that where I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, I've become a huge fan of Brian as a person. Also, I want to shout out local actor Brian Anthony Wilson is also in our film. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Brian. And then, of course, the three leads, which is Jenna Kersey and Jeff Pfeiffer and Steve Harding. So, yes, they will all be there at all of the screenings except for the Monday screenings.
Okay.
But we will have them in town all weekend.
Couple of texts coming in asking about locations. This one says, what about Naylor's Run behind Upper Darby High School? Is that in there?
We'll get it next time.
No, but the Delco Shack is.
Pinocchio's.
No, we'll get it next time.
No, but Phil and Jim's is.
Phil's and Jim's.
Well, you know what's going to happen is, and it's a good sign, is that everyone wants their particular location and number of the movie. But that means that now it's going to be part of the trilogy.
No, but Roma Deli is. I also want to give a big shout out to two of our executive producers. So Joe McGee of Marty McGee's Pub in Prospect Park has been an absolute godsend. He's also in the movie, and we shot the final closing scene there. And Matt Wallach of the Philadelphia Union has come on board as our executive producer as well.
He's one of the co-owners of Philadelphia Union.
He's just, he's come in twice when we were almost at a finish line and didn't know how we were going to get to that finish line. And Matt has come in and saved the day each time.
Okay.
So excellent. I asked her before we went on, you always want to get a distributor right now, and you're kind of looking for that. But I mean, there's many options, like would, for example, Amazon Prime or Netflix. Do you want the streaming model, or do you take a theatrical release, or anything's up in the...
Anything, we want as many people to see this as possible.
Yep.
So, I tell people the very least you'll be able to see it at Amazon at some point. But obviously, we'd love to do physical media, do kind of behind the scenes, special features kind of thing, because I think people will really appreciate it. If I have to, I'll print this on VHS and start passing them out. Whatever works for the community.
Yeah.
But I think a limited theatrical run would be absolutely incredible. And what's happened with the Media Theater, who have been so incredibly gracious to us, is it was, Oliver actually approached us and connected us and had got the ball rolling. And what was going to just be a red carpet premiere has turned into 7 screenings.
Love it. Love it. And then, Oliver, since you are here, in case he was telling us what a gem the Media Theater is in Delaware County, and you guys have stuff that's going on all the time. You want to hit some of that stuff?
Yeah, we're the longest running musical theater in Delaware County. We have comedy shows, Delco the movie next Friday. We still have VIP tickets left for that. So Saturday night, buy your VIP tickets. Meet the cast and crew. Chris and Leo will be there.
And you guys
like
do live stage shows, stage shows and things like that.
We do mainly musicals.
Yeah.
We do.
Doesn't Sue Serio's husband do a lot with you guys?
He does. He's
He's always touting how wonderful your place is.
I auditioned for a show back in the day when I first started with you guys.
Which one?
I didn't get a call back, but it was Aladdin, and I was like, okay, let me go there and let me rock this out, and I
got this.
No, listen, I got so nervous. I completely bombed the audition. I couldn't hit any of the notes that I was from the song that I prepared. It was so embarrassing. This is how embarrassing it was. They asked me, they were like, okay, and they were trying to calm me down. They were like, why don't you sing Happy Birthday for us? That's how bad it was.
I have never heard this story from you.
It's embarrassing. That's why.
How old were you at
just last week?
No, this is 1998, 99, something like that.
Wow.
While we were working together.
Yeah. And you went and auditioned.
I went and auditioned. They had an open casting, call, and I went there.
You were going to leave us?
Yeah, I was going to leave you for the bright lights of State Street.
May I ask what song you chose to sing?
I don't want to.
I'm not going to tell you to sing it. I'm just curious what it was.
It was, it was an Elton John song.
Okay.
Don't let the sun go down on me.
No. Holy Moses. That one.
Oh, Holy
Old song,
Moses.
your song.
Wait, just sing a little bit of it.
I'm not going to do it.
Is it the Border song?
The Border song, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's a great song.
I'm not going to do it. Dude, I'll tell you what. I sound amazing in my car when I'm singing along with it. But
Wait, and so you...
on the stage, by myself, a cappella, it was a train wreck.
Wow.
Yeah. This is how embarrassed I am. I'm sweating right now relaying this story. I'm literally
We're not
going to
make
you
sing.
No,
I totally feel for you. It happens.
Not
it
at all.
happens to all of us.
So this is obviously the focus right now.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you guys have in the works besides another Delco movie? Or
DelcoTheMovie.com, DelcoTheMovie.com, DelcoTheMovie.com.
Done and done. We'll make sure people are aware of DelcoTheMovie.com.
It takes place in 2004, and I do want to. I've been listening to you guys since you're on Y100, and so we have a Y100 poster in the movie.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, one of my friends had one and said, "Here, you want to use this in the film?" And
that's
really
so. 04 is 1 year before we came here.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, the event is next week. Do not miss it. There are some shows available and tickets available. Mediatheater.org or DelcoTheMovie.com to get that information. We wish you guys a lot of luck, and we're very excited for what's going to happen with this. So thanks for coming by here this morning.
Thank you so much
for having us.
Appreciate it.
For having us.
Let's hear it for Chris and for Leah and for Oliver this morning. We will take a quick break. We'll come back in a second, and we'll get some B-File stories. So stay put.
Preston and Steve on 93.3.
Like that?
Are the chess pieces in a number?
Oh. Is there anything else that goes in conjunction with the chessboard besides just that book that's there?
Do we have to? Maybe we play the next move.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
But,
Yeah.
but who knows whose turn it is? That's
All
the
right,
thing.
So the black moved over here. He took the rook.
Set the board up exactly like it's in the book.
Okay, Randy sounds a little impatient.
Randy does sound impatient.
What are you guys, morons?
Maybe you need to double check it. Maybe
Stupid.
Play chess every day.
maybe he's saying you didn't do it correctly.
I'd rather play checkers. It's fun.
All right, so yeah, maybe if you maybe you guys didn't set it up properly, and when you do, it will trigger something.
Okay. So bishop, pawn.
Gary has a magnifying glass.
Check that board, which he doesn't need to be using.
Wow. Look and see if there's something else.
Oh,
in
this is straight up from Da Vinci Code.
Wow, that is wild, dude.
All right.
What am I hearing?
Oh, here, I got something.
Okay.
I cracked the cipher thing.
Oh, well, look, we opened the fire.
Oh, we did something! We did something!
Let me go first.
Go ahead, guy.
I want the money.
How did that? Go ahead, Bill.
Quit yelling. Listen, grab them keys. All the keys, grab them. There's a metal box here. Access on the door.
Can you pull one?
Don't.
All right. There we go.
Yo, Preston, we're going to do this, brother.
All right, ready?
Here we go.
Go for it.
Okay.
All right, secret door.
We've got a.
We're in another room, I think.
We got another room.
They just opened a secret door. Bill, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You guys just got into a secret door, it looks like.
This is wild. Wow, there's a lot.
Oh my
We're in
God.
our third room,
These
Press.
people are so loud.
Jackie. Jackie, are you excited?
On the chain.
Flashlight's not working.
It's such a demure group.
Are you finding this pretty engaging? It looks like you're having a pretty good time.
Let me see if I can fix this.
I'm a little frustrated.
There's no lights in this third room, guys.
The chessboard was a difficult one because we didn't know the designation between a king and a queen, but
Okay.
it was pretty cool.
That's what the problem was. Okay.
All right, but just watching it, it looks fascinating.
Oh.
Gary,
That's amazing. That's that's awesome.
Okay, it says Isaiah 11.
All right, I don't want to give
No, we
away
don't give
any
too much.
any clues, so I'm going to turn that down.
You know, it's a bit of revelation here, Preston. I think Gary Lauer has his thinking teeth in because he's doing a great job.
His thinking jam.
It's jam teeth. Preston, is this how it normally works where you go from room to room? Because I was under the impression you were in a room and you stayed in that room until you could get out.
No, sometimes there are rooms. I was in one time where it was a false wall and you had no idea there was another room, and then we did something and all of a sudden it creaked open and you're like, oh my God, so or you're like, does that door open? I have no idea, and eventually you find a key, you open it, like, yes, and then while you are excited about that, then you have a whole new room of clues that you got to go through. There it is. You have a whole new room of clues. You're like, oh my God, here we got to start over again. But then again, there might be things in that room that pertains to something that was 2 rooms ago that you need to have remembered.
Okay.
It's cool stuff.
Gary Lauer, did you hear that you have 2 minutes and 40 seconds?
We're working on it, Casey Foster. We're working on it, brother.
Thank you.
We're dripping. We're dripping with sweat here.
They're dripping.
I just wanted to gag now.
Yeah.
My balls are sweaty.
All right.
Maybe just do it in.
Hang in there, sweet tea. We're going to do this.
They're actually working on the combination of the safe.
Yeah, it's
Bill is very happy.
Bill's looking at the camera.
You can tell by his shaking the head no.
He looks deflated.
You don't have another one?
Time ran out.
Time ran out. That's it. All right.
Sorry, never tripped.
Sorry, guys.
You
Time's
guys
up.
were this close. We did everything. All you had to do was crack that safe.
So Randy's coming in to tell them what they did incorrectly and what they need to do to finish it. So
what's the other number?
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. Thank you to Randy Bates at Bates Motel and Bates Motel Escape Room.
Oh, very exciting.
Bill Weston, Jackie Bam Bam, Pitchuation, and Gary Lauer for participating in that event this morning. And if you've never done an escape room, and this one, looking at the video, and I've done a few of them myself, looks top notch.
Nearly 2 million people are under evacuation orders in Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas, where residents stocked up on supplies and boarded up homes as Hurricane Matthew marches towards the U.S. We have. Do we have some clips from?
Here you go.
No.
No, this is not working at all.
What is it? What were you hitting?
I'm hitting
wanted
the
to
button that starts whatever is on the Vox Pro to play.
Nothing.
Sorry,
Okay.
it's frozen, guys.
That's all right. At least
I give today's show a 10 so far.
10 so far. How do we achieve a 10? There we go. So early.
It's only 10 minutes in. At least 16 deaths in the Caribbean have been blamed on the storm, with heavy damage reported in Haiti. As the early morning approached Thursday, Matthew was centered about 295 miles southeast of West Palm Beach and moving northwest at 10 miles per hour.
10.
16. 10!
My mother and sister live in Florida now. They live on the Gulf side. They live near Tampa and St. Petersburg. The people there are so desensitized.
They are.
To these huge storms. I'm like, Mom, you guys, I mean, over the years, I've been like, Mom, are you guys gonna head north? She's like, nah, we'll just, we'll just stay here. And
you know how they, the 24-hour news cycle wants to amp up everything. But they're saying this one, yes, be really cautious of this one. It's hitting hard against the state.
It's going to be a Category 4 when it hits land there.
Right. Will she at least, I mean, I don't see your mother out there plyboarding the windows or anything like that, but...
She bought some plyboard.
What is that, plywood?
Plyboarding.
Whatever. Plywooding the windows.
Boarding up.
Boarding up the windows, but they do it with plywood. Anyway, does she have... like special shutters that cover the windows?
No, well, she lives in a condominium like community or apartment complex.
Yeah, I was down in Florida. This was years ago when a storm was coming through. I have family that lived down there my whole life, so we were down there. A storm was coming through, and I remember my aunt was like, "Okay, let's go open all the windows," and I was like, "Open the windows?
Yeah.
What?" There was a tornado coming through, and we had to open all the windows, and then we were hiding in like doorways. It was pretty damn scary.
That growing up in kind of the Tornado Alley area, that was...
Oh, my God! Tornado!
That was me.
The belief was that if you open the windows, it kind of depressurizes the inside of the home and your windows won't explode. But I think it's been proven false, but some people think that you're supposed to open the windows.
And it was pretty scary. Like, that wind was whipping through the house. I mean, stuff was flying all over the place.
Well, you hope the best for them down there. I mean, Haiti got hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just...
I said plyboard. I meant to say plywood boards. I just let down the word wood. Let's move on.
Okay, we're going to move on. A second 12-year-old has been arrested and charged following another clown threat against a school in Toms River. On Tuesday evening, police say that at no time was there any credible threat, and it appears to be an ill-conceived hoax. The girl was arrested and charged with third-degree criminal count of causing false public alarm.
Anyway.
That's fast. We have that isolated now, yes.
Anyway.
And it's so loud.
So today, when you're dropping by the 10 store to pick up your plyboard.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That was like the start of his Broadway show.
I loved it, man. My favorite part of the day so far.
Anyway.
And it's early.
It is.
And that's going to continue for the rest of the morning.
All morning. Nick just pulled this up. We're going to talk about something else, but I can't not mention this. Bob Dylan won a Nobel Prize.
Wow.
Was he awarded a Nobel Peace Prize, huh?
Literature Prize.
Literature.
Yeah. The 75-year-old rock legend received the prize for, quote, having created new poetic expressions within the great American song tradition. Yeah.
So he didn't win a Peace Prize.
No, he didn't win the Peace Prize. He won the Literature Prize.
It's kind of interesting that he won a Literature Prize for a body of work, not something that was just released.
Specific.
Right?
Yeah, it's usually, by my understanding, it's awarded for something. For example, who was the last recipient? And they won for a specific work.
I'll look it up.
Nick, you know off the top of your head. You know what? I don't know, but yeah, usually it's for
like Harper Lee. Didn't she win for
Kill a Mockingbird?
Yeah,
To Kill a Mockingbird. Or was it her laser tag place that she won?
Harper Lee, do you love the thrill of combat? Set against a futuristic dystopian world? Well, then you gotta try laser tag. Pew, 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 pew. I'll kill you, you cyborg mother effer.
Let me see here. Nobel Prize. The Elephant's Instagram account. I saw they have about 750,000 followers. So they're in the six-figure club, too.
Yeah.
So it's a nice company to be in.
That felt so good yesterday. And I was at an event last night. I was up in Langhorne. You would not believe the number of people that came up to the table and like, dude, congrats on the 100,000. It was really cool.
Followed by where the foot picks.
Yeah. Did you see our trophy.
Yeah.
You know?
It is nice.
But I also love the people that have been with us since the beginning, kind of calling like, hey, where you guys been? You know, like I've been here the whole time.
No,
Yeah, right. Like I know you think, okay, if they're listeners, they're probably already following us.
Right. No, but not necessarily.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining our Instagram family. All right. I have some bizarre file stories, so let's just do them.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Oh, and then I'm going to add a super short one-story junk drawer. Afterwards, because there's one story I want to get out there.
Time sensitive?
Kind of, sort of.
All right.
All right, we'll start with this one in Colorado, Keystone, Colorado. Police said that a man took a wrong turn while following his GPS, leaving his car stuck, and he left it stranded on a ski slope.
He was driving a ski slope.
The GPS led him onto a ski slope at Keystone. The sheriff's office said skiers at the snowy Colorado resort were shocked to find a car parked on one of the ski slopes. Officers said that they found a note on the window from the driver explaining that he took a wrong turn while following his GPS, somehow ended up stuck on the slope.
We've all had those moments. I told you the time I was going, I think it was to one of the Cora events, and I ended up on the pathway that is clearly meant just for the golf carts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm screwing up royally here.
My cousin and I were driving in rural southern Utah, and the GPS, I guess maybe we just didn't have a signal, and it had us turn down this road. It was a dirt road, and we made it maybe about a quarter of a mile, and we're like, I don't think we're supposed to be here. And we weren't.
We were driving in Norway, and we were in this very, very small town in Norway, and I had to drive because it was a stick shift, and I was the only one that could drive a stick. I think that was the case. But anyhow, we're driving, I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God, I'm on a sidewalk. I was driving on a sidewalk in a foreign country.
Oh, my God.
Well, maybe that's the way they do it over there.
Maybe, for all we know.
Sidewalks are for the cars and the streets are for the people.
Police managed to get a tow truck to the slopes and safely recovered the car and returned it to its owner. A fuel tank fell off of an F-16 Fighting Falcon fighter jet from Elan Air Force Base on Tuesday, landing in a residential neighborhood just shy of an elementary school outside of the Florida military base. The base's 96th Test Wing confirmed that the incident occurred in Niceville, Florida, within close proximity to the installation. No one was injured or killed by the fuel tanks plummeting to the ground. It landed between two houses.
Jesus.
So it thread the needle. Air Force officers and security forces were seen in the residential area investigating the incident on Tuesday, and images of the scrap metal lying on the ground were shared. The spot where the fuel tank landed was roughly 600 meters from Edge Elementary School. Students were not at the school at the time of the incident. This incident mirrors a similar one that happened in July, and that one was totally different. An F-16 from the Ohio National Guard reportedly dropped the fuel tank during an emergency, and one part of the tank fell in Lake Huron in Michigan and exploded.
God!
And the other landed in a parking lot where some vehicles were damaged, so it can get bad.
Do these events follow someone at the production plant going, what are we doing with all these screws?
Yeah, maybe. Deptford Township has installed a new traffic sign urging motorists traveling along Caulfield Avenue to use caution because it is now a turkey crossing. Mayor Paul Medney recently directed the Public Works Department to put the warning sign up to protect a beloved wild turkey that has taken up residence in that area. And the turkey has become a local celebrity with his antics, stopping traffic, pecking cars, and chasing customers in parking lots of nearby businesses. They call him Tom.
Yeah.
Some residents call him Fred. Is regularly seen at the intersection of Caulfield Avenue and Clements Bridge Road, a busy thoroughfare in Deptford. And he struts into the middle of the street, stopping cars and ignoring motorists who honk their horns and urge him to move.
And there are countless pictures of him doing this.
Medney said the township recycled an old sign to create the turkey crossing alert and spent about $182 for the decal. The sign directs motorists to use caution and has a picture directing them to yield to the turkey. Residents say the turkey took up residence in the area several years ago. Turkeys are social birds and rarely hang out alone, but the habitat and plentiful supply of food from neighbors make ideal living conditions that may have kept him nearby. Neighbors say Tom and a female companion at one point, but she has not been seen recently. But they set up an official sign and crossing for the turkey. Well, a skit at a fraternity party that left a pledge with burns all over 16% of his body led authorities to filing charges against 4 San Diego State University students, including the person who was injured. Caden Cooper, Lucas Cowling, Christopher Serrano, and Lars Larson were arraigned and pleaded not guilty to charges including recklessly causing a fire with great bodily injury, conspiracy to convict an act of injurious to the public, and other charges. They stem from an event at Phi Kappa Psi, a party that left Larson injured with burns. At the time of the party, the fraternity was on probation by the university already. All 4 students were active members. Cooper was the fraternity's president, and a couple of them were pledges. So Phi Kappa Psi threw a large party, and Cowling, Serrano, and Larson pre-planned a skit during which Serrano would set Larson on fire.
Man, that's a funny skit.
After consuming alcohol in Cowling's presence, the underage students executed the skit, which caused burns to Larson on 16% of his body, primarily his legs. Larson spent weeks in the hospital for treatment of third-degree burns. Officials accused Cooper, Larson, and Cowling of trying to cover up what happened by lying to investigators, deleting social media evidence, and telling other fraternity members to delete evidence and not to speak about what had happened. They were released on their own recognizance, and they are due back in court on the 18th. If they are charges, they face sentencing ranges of probation up to 7 years and 2 months in prison. Nick Silverthorne bought a supermarket brand razor, but when he tried to use it for the first time, it cut both of his cheeks. He says one of the blades was detached, so he decided to sue the manufacturer of what he says was a faulty product. He says, my cuts bled for over 20 minutes. I took action to protect others as they may not be as lucky. The Londoner filed the suit against one of the world's biggest razor makers, Wilkinson Sword.
You know how I got these scars?
And he won, by the way. They agreed to pay him out of court at settlement, $6,200. For the $3 razor.
I once bought a package of the Bic razors in a pinch, and one of the blades was chipped.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I cut my
You could easily cut
it's
yourself
very easy
something like that. Yep. All right, and there you go, and that is what I have for the bizarre file. What does it say over here?
Well, you had a bonus story for us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're asking if this is a no sad bro bonus story. So,
for the junk drawer.
that, yeah.
For the junk drawer.
It's the junk drawer. Preston's cleaning out his junk drawer. Getting things out of his junk drawer. Finding stuff here in the junk drawer.
All right, let me dig in here and see if I can find it. There's one story, and I'm reading this for a young lady who listens to our program every day.
Kathy, you thought it was you, didn't you?
It is her, actually.
But I don't understand. Is it the sad story?
Yeah, it's a sad story.
So you said no sad bro. It is sad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, man. It's some sad bro.
Sad bro.
But it's important to pass along.
A little bit of sad bro.
A little bit of sad bro story. So, Kathy, we had the news on in the office, and all of a sudden she goes, oh, what? And I missed out on what it was. I didn't know what this was, but apparently to Bucks County residents, they may know, Feeney's Garden Center in Lower Southampton has announced that it will shut its doors soon.
What?
The beloved 20,000 square foot store on Bustleton Pike is known for its extensive Christmas displays and a wide range of home and garden products.
You'd mentioned this. This is not the cocaine florist.
No, this is not the cocaine florist. Yeah, this is a place, I mean, if you live in Bucks County, you've been there, you've shopped there, mainly for their Christmas decor. I actually had them on my holiday activity list a few years ago. They would bring Santa in, the Grinch, they would do photos, and I mean, their Christmas store is insane. It is also a garden center, so you can go there throughout the year, but really what they're known for is Christmas. And, growing up in Bucks County, you have these decorations, and, people be like, oh, is that a Feeney's decoration? Yes, of course.
Kathy, I grew up nowhere near Feeney's, and we went when we were kids.
Really?
Yeah, because my mom knew about it when she was a kid, and it was one of those hand-me-down family traditions or whatever. So more than once, we went and did our Christmas shopping and Christmas decoration shopping at Feeney's. This is sad.
And you know what? It came, I think, sudden, because after last night, I guess it aired, or they posted something last night, and then the news aired it. I started getting messages from friends, and they were like, we can't believe it. So it didn't seem like anybody knew about this.
So do we have? So we don't have an idea whether this was kind of the plan, or that they're retiring.
Well, here's the note to customers that they express their gratitude to the community's support over the years, and they said this decision was not made lightly, and we are deeply grateful for the love, support, and loyalty that you have shown us over the years. You have been more than customers. You've been family. While no specific closing date has been set, the Garden Center will begin its closing sales today, by the way. And Steve, they don't say why particularly they've decided to close, but just that it's a difficult decision.
Well, what I'm seeing and never having been there just on this video, it looks exactly like the place I would like to go for the holidays. So I'm sad to hear this.
Yeah. My guess is, I mean, they've been open for a really long time. I'm wondering if the owners are just a little bit older and maybe they want to retire and,
Where was the place near you, Preston? Then they just simply are retiring.
Yes, and I've forgotten the name.
That's right. Who was that?
It's where Branchy was created, and I'm drawing a blank. I was trying to think of it because I knew you would ask me. I can't remember. I apologize.
Okay.
I apologize.
So here's the history on Feeney's. It was founded in 1954 by James Feeney, and it began as a modest roadside nursery with just 12 parking spaces. Over the years, it grew into a major local business boasting 300 parking spaces and an expansive indoor facility that features gifts, indoor accessories, and patio furniture.
Oh, my God.
Feeney's is particularly famous for hosting the area's largest private holiday display each Christmas season. The closure of Feeney's follows the recent announcement from the Copper Kettle, which is a popular seafood spot. Well, you wouldn't be in on that, Kathy, because you don't like seafood. But it's a popular seafood spot known for its no-frills dining and takeout, which is also closing its doors in Lower Southampton Township. And that's been around for more than 40 years in business of the community.
So I'm looking at it, and they display the Department 56, or we apparently used to now that they're going out of business, but the Department 56, the Dickens Village, all the collectibles for the Halloween stuff. There was a store up in New York, and I think there was one down here briefly, Fortunoff's, but they were known for their Christmas setup. And this is the only, what I'm seeing here in this video is the closest I've ever seen to what Fortunoff's used to do. It's awesome.
This looks really clean, too,
Yes.
Kathy.
Yeah.
I've seen some stores that look kind of, I don't know, cluttery and overdone, but this looks really, really nice.
Yeah, they have like sections. There's a lot of vintage decor that's there. They have newer stuff. The whole place, like throughout the entire place, there's Christmas trees and they're decorated. So I used to go there and get inspiration on how I would do my Christmas tree.
If it's a matter of money, Preston, there is a contest on a local talent show, and if we were to put together a band and go perform,
what would we call ourselves?
The Silver Platters.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Hang on, let me go to Dave. He lives nearby there. Hi, Dave. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good. What's up, Dave?
I'm good. Hey, Mr. Feeney, the guy who did own it, passed away approximately about 2-3 months ago.
Okay.
Probably why they're selling it. But it was a shame. I lived 2 blocks from there, and my mom and dad always took me there. So I was born in 56. I opened up in 55, right, as a
tradition?
A side thing to the. They only had 4 or 5 pieces of park down there. They started out small. And he also owns property up on Upper Bucks, too. Now he has a farm up there.
Okay.
All right.
Listen, I wonder if it's going to be a case like what they did with Bob's Diner on Ridge. If there's sort of a plan to whoever
Sell
gets,
it and keep it open.
Keep it open.
Yeah, keep it as is. Yeah, who knows? All right, Dave.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
All right, thanks,
Ooh,
bud.
I wonder if I could
Appreciate
go
it.
there and buy nice decorations. And
Kathy, they're doing a closeout sale starting today.
I know, but remember, I always wanted to compete with Pierre. Let him do his thing, and then I'll take the green room and do
a traditional,
more
clean and actual.
I'll chip in if we can have a combating.
Yeah, maybe I'll take a ride out there today.
Okay.
Let me know what you need. I'll give you my credit card.
By the way, Steve, it was County Line Nursery.
That's it.
The one in Souderton that is closed.
Home of Branchy.
Branchy. Poor Branchy.
But okay, so
Christmas tree.
The closeout sale starts today, so they'll be open. I could go next week too, right?
Okay.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
But people descend on this stuff like hawks.
I know, you're right.
You
you're right.
get down there quickly.
Yeah,
unless you want just Branchy.
I don't know how long.
Okay, beginning Friday. Okay.
How much longer they're going to be open? So, anyhow, I wanted to include that because it was fairly fresh news.
Yeah, I'm glad you
that's
did.
Why I wanted to do a super short, one-story only junk drawer. So we better close the junk drawer.
That was a junk drawer. Preston's closing up the junk drawer. There's nothing left here in the junk drawer. Until next time, that was the junk drawer.
That's because it's sad.
Sad.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. I like that.
Wait.
What?
No sad
Oh yeah. We'll come back. Lesson, question, trash, music, news up next.
Preston and Steve on 93.3.
Bob Dylan 2016. Svetlana Alexievich won last year.
That's where he had the 18th Where's Waldo book. Apparently, it was the most difficult time finding Waldo.
Interesting. All right. Well, anyhow, he's got a Nobel Prize under his belt now. So.
What do you get? It's like a WWE belt, right?
Yeah, it's a lot like that. No, I have no idea what the actual prize looks like. It's got to be, I don't know, some kind of a plaque or
a hat that says "I'm number one."
That's a good question.
I think for the Nobel Peace Prize, you get something like $250,000. It's a significant chunk of change.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know what you get for
Amazon credit.
And Amazon, yeah.
In Amazon credits.
Oh, my God.
Kathy, the dream come true.
Forget it.
Casey.
Yeah.
He went in and heard a piece of audio from our previous break, and he came in. I don't think I've ever seen you that beat red, laughing that hard and unable to breathe before.
Oh, God. I just hope this is as funny for you guys.
He said it may not be funny for us, but it clearly floored him.
Because.
And what happened? You caught it.
No, you know what? Actually, a listener, and they texted in. Usually I hate the text board. But somebody texted in something they heard that none of us heard. So we went back and Marissa pulled up the audio. And, listen, we've worked with Kathy for how many years now?
Long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
No one knows.
And
is it 28 years?
13 years.
Yeah, 13 years.
So what I heard and what this listener heard is so out of character for her that it just floored me. And when you take it in that context, not the context of how it was meant, but how it is heard.
All right.
Oh my God! What? Just play it.
All right, here we go. It's very short. It's 4 seconds long.
Accidentally at the same time,
right?
Yeah. So she says, "Listen," and then
now I can cut that out. I can cut the. All right, now it's just the good part. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
As if she's saying, "Listen, I'm going to fart,
guys.
and listen to me fart."
Listen, guys.
If it was cleaner.
Yeah.
If there wasn't,
cut
if
off.
Steve is talking over her. Yeah. That's Nick, I think, but
Maybe I can clean it up.
You ruined
a
it,
little
Nick.
bit more.
no, it's
Way to go, Nick.
Hang on, you're going to try and edit this on the fly?
Yeah, well, try it there.
Oh.
Yeah.
The sound effect cuts it off. It's not beforehand.
Could you
it's
do
after.
me a favor, Kathy,
do it
and just
again?
say, "Listen to me fart," and then play that? Could you do that clean? Go ahead, Kathy.
Yeah, just say.
No.
Oh no, you don't want to do that and have
No,
that live on
that's
as a
okay.
clip that we play 200 times a day?
No, I'm good.
What don't you want to say, Kathy?
No, it's fine.
Sacha Baron Cohen has his birthday as well. He is 45 years old. What's the last thing he did?
Brothers Grimsby was the name of that.
That's it, yes.
Oh, you just knew that, huh?
Waiting, man.
Just off the top of your head, you just knew that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
That's
so inside for us, but we needed that for a minute.
We'll explain it. Bill yesterday said he wanted to make sure that Nick didn't come off as too know-it-all-y.
And that he should say, I found this on the internet.
And I had to clarify to Bill that I had asked Nick to look for the information that he provided. And I think people know that we say all the time, Nick, can you check that on Wiki for us or rock us a Wiki? So Nick doesn't profess to be the resource of all the world's knowledge.
Casey, had you just been waiting for the first moment to say
Not
that?
the first moment, but there was a scene there. And I told him yesterday, I'm totally going to do that to you.
That was
Chuck said
awesome.
yesterday, he's like, I can't wait to the passive-aggressive moment when you guys mentioned that on the air.
And here we are, bright and early.
Here we are. Oh, my God.
That was awesome.
I can discern a tonal change too when you're reading off the screen. You become robotic.
Yeah, and here's the other thing: when I read it off the screen, I get it right. Like when I come up with a fact on my own, chances are I'm wrong.
But that's kind of your charge. Is you're the one. We'll say all the time. Could you check that for us?
So you just knew that, huh?
I did just know that. Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen's last movie, The Brothers Grimsby.
All right, so he's
knew that off the top of my head.
But that's a classic building.
Yeah,
and that's why we loved it.
Well, we did pull up the some of the top costumes that have been chosen. I forgot what the source was, but number 7, Game of Thrones, any character from Game of Thrones.
All right, who would you go if you were to have, because you are a huge Game of Thrones fan, name your character of choice.
I'm trying to think who would be worth doing and what would be worth pulling off. Yeah, Jon Snow would be pretty awesome. You get a sword, you get this big black outfit.
What about the Hound? What about Phoebe Snow, his sister?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
What about the mountain?
It'd be no. It wouldn't
The
be
hill?
mountain. No. Anyhow, moving along. Sexy Pikachu. So Pokemon's going to be popular because of Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
Mm-hmm.
And Pokemon himself, right? Or not himself, but the Pokemon symbol.
Preston, you could go as Tyrion Lannister and dress like the
walk around on my knees.
Yeah,
put shoes on my
Dwarf
knees.
on golf. Yeah,
Right.
You go as Dwarf on golf. Watch people try to figure that one out.
No. But he would put the shoes on his knees.
What's his name?
Tyrion Lannister. Tyrion.
Could you do Tyrion on golf?
Tyrion on golf.
So Game of Thrones, but with golf clubs.
It would be Imp on golf. Right.
Imp on golf.
Yeah. Then you have number Faye is Rey from Star Wars.
Number Faye?
Number Faye?
Did I say number Faye?
Yeah, because of Rey.
I just thought that was a line. That is so. Wow, Preston knows all the hip words for 3.
And counting down from Faye.
And now
Three.
number Faye. He writes, Casey, I never understand what number the songs are because you're so hip and cool. You said Faye, and I was lost. So number Faye is?
Number Faye is Ray.
Ray.
Yeah.
Ray?
Yeah.
Ray
Charles.
Ray Charles.
No, from Star Wars.
Ray Finkel.
Ray Finkel?
Oh, my God. You could be Ray Finkel, and she could be Einhorn.
Oh, my God. Finkel and Einhorn. That's from Ace Ventura.
Yeah. No, I don't.
You don't know Ace
Ventura? That current movie.
I know Ace Ventura, but I don't remember
Finkel and Einhorn.
that.
Finkel and
Preston.
Einhorn.
Einhorn and Finkel.
Go as Ray, but make it Ray Charles in a Star Wars spacesuit.
Okay, I like it.
Number 4.
At number Faye.
Studies have found that the clothes we wear shape the perceptions other people have about our capability. For example, teaching assistants who wore formal clothes, they are perceived by students as more intelligent but less interesting than their casually dressed peers.
I wonder now with the frequency of dress down days and
we had them on our Deets and Watson bird dogs.
So I was just in a perfunctory way going to take a taste so I could say whether I liked it or not.
Sample it.
And I'm like, but I do the intermittent fasting. I inhaled that goddamn hot dog.
I saw you do that.
Delicious.
Yeah. Couldn't help it.
No, it was so good.
They're offering those up for free on some locations. So check with the Deets and Watson. I'm sure you can find it on their webpage where they get the bird dogs. So we're going to ask a lesson question, and we are going to give away as a prize today tickets to see our buddy Tom Segura, who's going to be performing the Come Together Tour Saturday, January 18th, Wells Fargo Center. Question that we will go with is from 7 o'clock this morning, or a little bit before then. Cynthia Erivo would like to play Storm in an X-Men movie. Which character does Dick Van Dyke want to portray? 215-263-WMMR. You had to have heard it in order to know the answer. Cynthia Erivo would like to play Storm in an X-Men movie. Which character does Dick Van Dyke want to portray? 215-263-WMMR. Call right now.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
All right, let's see where we're going now. Steve, what's up this morning?
Well, dozens were injured when an enraged elephant attacked a crowd during a performance at a festival in India. Apparently, the elephant had spotted a man in the audience who had heckled him 50 years ago.
Oh, my God.
There's incredible memory. Brooke Shields revealing that a former gynecologist once performed an unwanted vaginal rejuvenation procedure on her when she was under anesthesia. Not only that, Shields says she later discovered a tattoo of Sergeant Slaughter on her labia. No one wants that. And finally, Dexter star actress Courtney Ford divorcing former Superman actor Brandon Routh, citing irreconcilable differences. In documents filed, Ford complained that while Routh played the Man of Steel, his penis was playing the part of Linguini. That's your Hollywood Trash.
see. We'll see if we get an answer. Cynthia Erivo would like to play Storm in an X-Men movie. Which character does Dick Van Dyke want to play? We'll go to Christopher.
We're going to play Toad.
Oh, wow. You got it right on it. Yeah, Toad is correct. Hang on, Chris. Got you. Let's see. Tickets to see Tom Segura, the Come Together Tour, Saturday, January 18th, Wells Fargo Center. Tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
We're going to start with a kind of announcement we made earlier this morning, a kind of concert announcement. I mean, the concerts have been on sale for a while, but this is a special ticket opportunity for Metallica, M72 World Tour at the Link. So there are two shows, May 23rd, May 25th, and there are single day tickets on sale. And I believe it's for either show. So there are those, and the No Repeat Weekend is two different sets, different openers, and the show is in the round at the 50-yard line. I think I said earlier this morning that just the Friday show tickets were on sale, but I think I read that incorrectly.
No, I think it's both, yeah.
So single-day tickets go on sale a week from today.
Preston, I believe it's both shows.
Thank you, Gandalf. 10 a.m. via Ticketmaster. And you want to listen throughout next week because Brent Porsche is going to have your chance to win tickets, as well as they're going to give the Preston and Steve Show a few tickets to give away, too. Yeah, excited to have a chance for you to win those. So they are on sale as of next Friday. So just heads up on that in case you couldn't afford the two-ticket price, or if you just want to grab some single-day tickets, you can get those. So White Stripes are releasing a reissue of their fifth album, Get Behind Me, Satan, packed with extras. The 20th anniversary edition is a companion release to the original album with songwriting demos, live versions of the tracks, and alternate studio takes all included. The 2 LP package also had a 7-inch and a Blu-ray with footage from Jack and Meg's 2005 tour of Central and South America. It'll be able through the Vault and the vinyl subscription, which is the final subscription service from Third Man Records. And the deadline is January 31st to sign up and get that. Billboard has put out a top 100 artists of the 21st century list, despite only being a quarter of the way through the century. Taylor Swift was no surprise at number 1. But it's been pointed out that the highest ranked rock act on the list is Nickelback.
What?
At number 26.
I'm going to have to sit with this for a second.
The list is light on rock acts, but coming in below Nickelback are Linkin Park at 37, Creed at 66, and Three Doors Down at 76.
So this is all Billboards based on record sales, right?
I don't know if this list is. I don't know if it's just exclusively on airplay or sales. I'm not sure, Steve.
The awards are, when they're given out, correct? That's based on record sales.
I think it's the main
judging parameter,
but I think they have some leeway. I'm not 100% sure, Steve.
Hell.
If you have a subscription, you can see the full paywall protected list. So that's all I have now, though. But yeah, that's that's kind of where they're at it. Then one last thing, I'm going to mention this. Our intern James has a band.
Yes,
Double Vision, and they have some shows in the new year. And of course, our interns were happy to help out with them. So he wanted to mention the fact that Saturday, January 18th, that Double Vision is making their return to the Stone Pony in Asbury Park. Tickets are available at stoneponyonline.com.
It's a hallowed stage.
And speaking of hallowed stages, they're going to Hollywood and they're going to play the Whiskey A Go-Go as well, Thursday, May 22nd. And tickets for that are available at Ticketmaster.com. You can stream their new record, which is called Piece of the Action, wherever you get your music. So James Barnes, our intern, his band Double Vision.
His Uncle Bucky you might be familiar with.
Uncle Bucky?
Bucky Barnes.
Oh, Bucky Barnes. I forgot about that. Yeah, Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
That is all I have in music news. That means we take a break, come back, wrap up the program, and give, hopefully, you our Word of the Week prize, pit tickets for MMRBQ 2025. We'll be right back. Stay put.
Preston and Steve on 93.
Internet, places like Google and Facebook where the dress is more casual, like smart casual. Is that perception changing?
Yeah, I think you can still dress smart casual and not dress like a slob, though. You know what I mean?
I think that's exactly it.
So, not...
besmirching people who wear bib overalls to work.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, but you don't need to be in a suit. You just need to be put together.
Yeah. I mean, you will always agree that my superhero T-shirts are
put together.
Yeah.
Well, I think Casey is the example.
I'm totally put together.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of people say, are you doing any runway work?
Yes.
Because they assume you're a model.
We should do a fashion show with Casey.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
You could walk the runway.
Okay.
He's up for it.
Yeah, I'm totally up for it. I like my clothes.
For the derelict line.
Yeah. I wear nice clothes.
You do.
They're just casual nice.
They're as nice as mine.
Yeah.
You don't wear nice clothes.
These are nice pants.
And here we go.
Nice pants, nice. You got a nice pair of slacks.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm sure they feel nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I'm being honest. You wouldn't look at your outfit and go, wow, that's really nice.
Sometimes I do.
Okay.
Now, Preston.
That guy looks like a gym teacher.
That is a snappy dressing gym teacher.
And I'm not putting you down by saying that, but you know what I mean.
This is a battle of semantics. Okay, so no, they are not dress jeans and a button-down shirt, but they are nice sweatpants.
Are you kidding?
They are
not
nice.
an argument. That is not a real argument.
Where are your?
That's a good effort.
Where are your leather sweatpants, please?
I'm wearing clean sneakers and day-old underpants. We're good.
You almost made it through.
Yeah,
we're good.
I would love to see. There's that scene in the DiCaprio Great Gatsby. If we were to turn around with sweatpants, in the I'm the Great Gatsby.
Right.
Really.
I also noticed this thing that,
Back to the Connoisseur, the dumbed-down version of the Ponder.
We were talking earlier in the pondering segment about wearing glasses and appearing more intelligent, but you may need to leave them home for your next passport photo session. The State Department is reminding everyone that come November 1st, wearing glasses is no longer allowed in passport photos. They also don't let you smile anymore.
It depends.
It depends?
Yeah, some people taking the photo will actually let you smile. There's a place out by Downingtown, and
Smiley's Passports.
No, like there's only a few places where you can get these photos taken. Like you have to go out of your way to get your passport photo taken and have it submitted properly. The one out in Downingtown, the guy's cool, and he's like, yeah, you can smile. Don't worry about it. The guy down in Philly apparently is a bit of a stickler.
Well,
and you're not allowed to smile.
Nick, do you have any idea as to is there actually though in effect a uniform rule or suggestion that you not smile? I guess they want you to look the way you would look generically
when you're angry and traveling.
when you're trying to
when you're standing
commit
in line,
an act of terrorism.
When you're standing in line at the
But when
the
when you guys hand over your ID, don't you just smile sort of naturally just to be polite? Like,
yeah,
hi,
hey, how you doing?
Right. So I think that's why this guy says it's okay.
I'm usually like, hey.
My issue is that in my passport photo, I'm wearing wax lips. Yeah. And so I have to
and that you're
bring
not
them
allowed.
with me.
Come November 1st, you won't be able to do that, Steve. An announcement on the State Department website explains this change will help eliminate glares and shadows that can lead to delays in processing visas and passport applications. Applicants may wear glasses only in rare circumstances of documented medical necessity during urgent travel.
All right, I don't know why I'm asking, but I'll ask. Facial recognition ID programs, are they foiled by glasses? I tend to think not, right? Because they scan like 180 or 200 different points on the face. So, would glasses throw off facial recognition?
I don't know, but facial recognition software is pretty wild because you even used it on your Xbox One or whatever. You walk in, it knows who it labels them. If there are 3 or 4 people in the room and they're registered, their name pops up above their head.
And on Facebook,
and it's live video, and Facebook too.
Or on Facebook, when you go to like tag people, it already tags it for you.
It already tags them.
It says hi, Stephen, when I sit down in the Xbox.
Love that, don't
I
you?
love it.
Case, except there's one of my girlfriends gets tagged as this guy that I'm friends with on Facebook all the time.
Oh, that's got to be insulting.
I'm like,
how are you? How are you, Chuck?
Who's that man face Katie?
Is there a Katie together?
There is a Katie, and she's going to be so offended because you don't know who she is. And she's going to be like, why did he call me man face?
I think I look pretty. I don't know.
It's not man face Katie.
So is the girl mannish looking, or is the guy
girlish looking?
Pretty? Is the guy really
Hey, my name is Chuck.
The guy's not pretty.
comely, as they say?
The guy's not pretty.
He's not pretty. Ooh, sorry to hear that. Okay. You know what else would suck is if you live near a place that is frequented by
hobos.
No, not hobos. Well, I mean, but no, 18-wheelers that use the J brake.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that sound.
It's like my dad snoring.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot stand that. So that's the, it's, or it's like, really, really loud. Oh my God. Hold on.
Go through it.
And then here's the long one. Oh, who put that in there? Hang on. Oh, you were doing that? Oh, I thought. God, this is bringing back memories.
And Preston, it wasn't as if there'd just be one alarm going off. There'd be multiple alarms going off, and they'd all be at different points in their cycle.
Mm-hmm. And they became so commonplace that nobody even looked twice when the alarm was going off.
And I think that's why they eventually just stopped using them.
Yeah.
We could put together a Preston and Steve sound effect car alarm.
Are you kidding me? Absolutely, we could. We have enough of them. No, wait, hold on. What are some? We need to do that.
Well,
we need to do a series
yeah,
of them. But I don't know if you have them all on the same page. Case, pull up the hotkeys here.
Jesus.
Here we go. No. That's the first part in the Viper, right? So punctuation, and then.
I did see something else. This one was.
You noticed another thing.
I did notice another thing. I noticed things.
The noticer.
I'm the noticer.
Dun dun dun.
The Noticer. Preston Elliott stars as a man who notices things. Your gift is exceptional, sir. We can find a place for you in the government.
The Noticer.
I noticed the Nazis are getting a little antsy. The Noticer.
Antsy?
I think they're going to make a play for Poland. We knew that well in advance, thanks to the Noticer, a national hero.
A man that saw or heard things that made a minor impact in his life.
I noticed something. Listen when the Noticer speaks to you. If you ignore him to your own folly.
I am the Noticer.
I notice around and around and around.
All right. Well, I did notice this.
You really don't do anything particular about it. You just notice it.
Yeah. It makes a minor impact.
You never really
for a
leave your
moment.
office.
Mm-mm.
God, I used to love that Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah.
Both versions. There was one with Jack Palance.
Yep.
And one with Dean Cain.
I remember
but Palance was always the best. Believe it or not. Or not. This chick has no legs and gets around on a skateboard. Believe it or not.
He always had a really weird way of delivering it.
Oh, yeah.
Believe it. Or not. Breathe. And
this chick has just a neck with a nose and travels on the back of a border collie. Believe it or not. Remember his, I despise weak soup. Remember his Campbell's ads?
Yes, I hate it.
I love robust soup. Every fiber of my being. This woman is just one nose and a hair and lives in the bottom of an old container.
Does she have a border collie?
Her border collie can type. Believe it or not. And yet the most fascinating story.
Yeah, did you notice?
You know that, though, you would think you would let expletives fly, but you kept it reeled in.
I keep it close.
You really held your composure.
Well, I pulled a Pierre. I pulled the full-on Pierre. I dropped a gigantic FU right as I was turning the microphone on. Damn it! I was gonna come out and saying something fun about that song about "Rock It Like a Hurricane" from Scorpions. It's one of my all-time favorite air guitar songs, and then I accidentally hit the button twice, and it fired up this second thing. Anyway,
I'm just grateful that it wasn't something that I had done, you know?
No, you did nothing. It was all me.
You're wonderful.
So 10:33 is the time, and we are wrapping up our program, and today has been fun. I will admit to you that the first full week back at work was a tough one.
Yes.
Energy-wise, to bring it together. I'm flat out exhausted, man. I think part is the cold and the wind. Has a little bit to do with that. But I'm just wiped out, man.
The cold is enervating, and I say it right now. If you're pulling double shifts at CHOP, I don't want to hear it.
I think it's because you didn't have a cocktail.
Tonight I'm gonna remedy that.
Tonight, hot damn.
Miss Scarlet.
Tonight. The Red Scarlet?
Miss Scarlet.
Miss Scarlet.
At least you have to try it.
I will. I'm kind of in margarita mode.
Yeah.
Last time I was there, this is a Jasper's in Conchi. Last time I was there, I was having old fashions, so I wanted to try something different.
Okay.
I'm fully in margarita tequila mode, so I'll do that.
Okay.
All right. Excellent. Thank you, Kathy.
How far away are we from a Ramonarita?
I mean,
Ramonarita.
Talk to the people at Jasper's while you're there tonight, please. I know, seriously. I just need to find the place that I want to do it.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's a tip, Kathy.
Yeah.
It says this online. Somebody pulled this up on Google. It says, ask for a Miss Scarlet with the wrench.
Oh.
That makes it a double.
I didn't know that. Okay. All right.
Okay. It's a clue. Okay. I get it.
Oh, Miss Scarlet with a wrench.
Yeah.
Like from the board game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. Do they have other clue-related cocktails? Like a Colonel Mustard
No,
or
I don't think so.
Professor Plum would lend itself to.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, Miss White. Mrs. White, I think, actually. Okay.
The butler.
Well, there's Miss Scarlet, Professor Plum, Mr. Green.
Perry White.
Not Perry White,
Oh,
no.
that's,
There's Mrs. White and Colonel Mustard, and I think that's it.
Well, then you have the maid, right?
Yeah, but she wasn't a character in the board game.
No. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm going by the stage production.
Doing the movie. All right. Thank you, speaking of movies, to Chris and Leah and Oliver, who came in to promote Delco the movie. Premieres next Friday at the Media Theater at 7 p.m. And they rattle off a whole bunch of different screenings of that. So you want to go to mediatheater.org or delcothemovie.com to get the information. But it's local with some well-known names. Brian O'Halloran and Brian Dunkelman are in the movie.
Yes.
We'll have tickets to give away next week.
All right. Excellent. So we thank those guys for stopping by. Those were only guests who came here this morning. Pierre Robert is here and his sidekick.
Is my trusty sidekick.
God help us all.
Ryan Shuttleworth are both here. in
Your
our
boy
studio.
Wonder.
So I wanted to share something that Ryan, this just came in, right?
Correct.
Oh.
So
Is this breaking
what is it?
news?
We got to do it.
Is this breaking news?
I wouldn't really call
We need to.
Okay.
This is, what is this?
This is a gift on Pierre's standard time. This is a
Christmas present?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
It's how do we describe this?
You have to see it. It's a portrait of me.
Oh.
And this is a gift for who? Yes!
What?
Oh my God, I love it. I love this. It is Pierre in a Victorian huge ball gown.
Wow.
It's blue, it's lacy, it's flowing. There is all the
Looks like a Renaissance
backgrounds that you would see in some Victorian
That's hilarious.
portrait of busts and statues and ornate furniture.
Your hair's straightened and cut?
Yeah, I've got a nice Carol Brady going.
Who did this?
I don't know where you found it online somewhere.
So there's a group called Turn Me Royal that basically they have artists that do this, and it turned out way better than I could have ever anticipated.
Oh my God.
I see. They have a. I think they have a like an Instagram account where they put people's reactions.
Yeah, they're quite fantastic. They have a lot of offerings.
Do this one, Pierre.
But that's far better than to your point, Ryan. I didn't think they would turn out to see one in person. That turns out far better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Don't they often put dog heads on?
Yes.
There is. You can do a lot of different things, but she jumped out at me. So.
That is brilliant.
We had an intern some years ago, and he would come in. His parents were both in the military, and he was trained very regimentally, if such a word exists. And we'd say, "Could you do this?" "Yes, sir." And he'd bring this, "Yes, sir." And yes. And 2 days of yes, sirs. And I finally said, "You know what? Stop with the yes, sirs." And he goes, "Well, how should I address you?" And I go, "Your Majesty would be fine."
That'll work just fine.
And so
there you go. That's a realization.
That's brilliant. Ryan, well done.
Thank you. I just wanted to share that with Show and Tell Day.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Where's that going?
I don't know.
Is that home or here?
Well, it could be. I may alternate it.
Have John put it on.
I don't want to scare potential clients who come in.
It's got to be somewhere here.
Yeah.
You gotta put it,
yeah.
in the lobby of the building downstairs.
Yes.
We're walking in.
With a spotlight and everything, man.
The Beasley family portrait area.
Oh, now I want that. I want one too. That is phenomenal, man.
That's so good.
She looks a little bitchy. She doesn't look. She doesn't look quite pleased with things.
Well, I mean, that's the way they had to stand for those portraits like that.
Right.
Very still, and so, so
Your Majesty, are you feeling quite well?
Yeah.
You don't look well.
I was chasing Sam Donaldson at one of the political conventions to try to get a bit with him. And he goes, "Be gone, you madman! Be gone!"
Oh, that's great.
And I could see her saying, "Be gone! You're banished from the kingdom." All right.
Wow. Well,
All right.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Ryan.
That's excellent. Thank you, Ryan. And thank you for show and tell. We need to do show and tell more often.
We do.
Yes, we do.
All right. Letter of the day, my man.
Yes, please.
All right, here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
And the Preston and Steve show is brought to you today by the letter. I'm looking at the painting. I'm sorry.
E as in
Excellent.
All right. E is in excellent, and we'll take caller 8 as in E. All right. 215-263. It's just E as in 8. 215-263 WMMR. And if you know the word, then yes, you can win our Word of the Week prize. So give us a call right now, and we'll get a winner in a moment. So what do you guys got in store for today?
We have Workforce Blocks of Shinedown for Brent's birthday today, Rod Stewart's birthday, and either Bon Jovi or another band. We're alternating as to possibilities. We don't quite know yet.
Okay. All right. I love it. You'll just kind of play it by ear and see what happens.
Well, there's fluctuating on a couple things.
May I ask how the Dave Matthews Band special program went yesterday?
We had a lot of fun.
I don't think it could have gone much better. I mean, honestly, like it was first time we tried anything like that. And I was telling Ryan earlier, Preston, I was at the Shady's up in Langhorne last night. A pretty blue collar, like standard MMR type of bar. I was amazed at the number of people who were coming up and saying, "Hey, the Dave Matthews thing you guys did today was awesome." I got so many responses on Instagram and emails, and it was the first time that we'd done that. I hope it's not the last because I really enjoyed it.
Because we were trying to reach for a across the country kind of vibe.
Yeah, I have a stack of all the outpour of love emails and everything. It must weigh 10 pounds. Like it is. There's so much love during it, after it. It was just stupendous.
Do we have a farthest away request that you were able to calculate?
Canada.
Canada, okay.
Yeah.
British
Columbia. That's the other side of Canada.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool because people, the text screen will tell you instantly if they like you or if they don't like something you did. And there was only one person that didn't care for it, and they didn't even say it, in an animatedly negative way. The text screen was filled with positive stuff, so it was fun. We had some deep cuts, some big hits, some live stuff. It was great.
Yeah, I was getting direct messages from people in Mexico last night. Like people have been reaching out for more than a day.
Yeah, we tied into the Dave Matthews National
Fan Club.
Yeah. So
nice.
There you go.
All right, we go to the phones looking for caller number 8, and that happens to be Tom. So we welcome you, Tom. Good morning.
Nice. What's going on, man?
Yo, but we're looking for that word. Do you know what it is?
share.
Great day in the morning.
Your Royal Highness has claimed you the winner. And Tom, you, sir, you may run into the Queen because she likes to spend some time in the pit, and you will be in the pit at the MMRBQ, brother.
Nice.
All right, hang on. We'll get you info. Enjoy your weekend and decide who you're going to take with you. MMRBQ, May 10th, Freedom Mortgage Pavilion, Allison Chains, 3 Days Grace, Mammoth, WVH, Dorothy, Dead Poets Society, Octane, Return to Dust, MMR's Local Shots, Artist Fat Mez, and more. Thank you. Your
Doing all
Highness.
sorts of vulgar hand gestures from behind the painting.
It's a beautiful thing. I would like to thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by Primo Hoagies. You can bring friends and family together for the playoffs with the Primo Perfect Spread at order.primohoagies.com. Also brought to you by Dunkin', the Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin', and by Acme Markets Fresh Foods, local flavors. We're shaping up some stuff for next week. Ben Bailey will be joining us in studio. Yep, stand-up comedian and the host of Cash Cab. We also have actress Taylor Mishak, who is a writer and director.
She will be with her husband, who is a
and that is Tony Yasenda.
Yeah.
What?
I said yeah.
Oh, I thought you were correcting my pronunciation.
No. Taylor Mishak is on a new show with Dennis Lear called Going Dutch. And they're both been on Dave, the TV show with Lil Dicky. So I'm really excited to have Tony back. He's from the area, and he and Taylor are married.
And we also have our buddy Nick Murphy is stopping by. Nick has done this really cool thing with Disney that we're very proud of him for. And we will also have the Delicious City podcast. Eli Culp, Dave Wez, and somebody named Marissa Magnotta, who's on that podcast. So we will have that and many more things to tickle your earbuds with. That is it. We are done. Rage on. What are you saying?
No, no.
Okay.
Maybe a foot video.
Oh, maybe a foot video. Yes.
It's in the works.
All right.
She was so timid about it. Yes, we appreciate
Well, I looked
that.
at Casey, I was like, should I say the foot video?
Well, hell yes.
And is it going to... Well, we'll leave it at that.
All right. That's it. We're done. Rage on. Have yourself a great weekend, gang. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.